always very. We're just chomping at the bit to get out there safely and play and sing for you. And I know that'll happen, but till then, please stay very safe. You know, listen to the doctors, not the politicians. God help us. And let's get past this, and get back out to where we can all sing and play safely for you. And you know, we can go hear you sing and play for us too, and enjoy each other. And thanks for having me, Ron, and spreading the word on weather.
Okay, man. I'll see you on the other side. Take care now. See you.
Best. Thank you. Take care.
The Bennington Show has ended, but you can always listen to it on demand on the SiriusXM app and on SiriusXM.com.
Coming up next on Faction Talk, Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Jess and I went to Hershey Park. We just drove out there. I think we had a couple days off or whatever, so we just went out there for a couple days. What were you going to say about Hershey Park? I mean, since you're 7 years old, what were you going to say? Was it going to be about the road we took?
Yes, it was.
You're asking if you took the Hershey Highway to go to Hershey Park. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Live, next on Faction Talk, Sirius XM 103.
The 2020 Democratic National Convention is on Sirius XM.
Yes, I accept your nomination.
Your coverage throughout the day on Progress 127.
Joe Biden is the kind of person who lifts people up.
On POTUS, Sirius XM 124.
We endure, we overcome, we always move forward.
And on the Sirius XM news channels, channels 114 to 118.
That's who we are.
The 2020 Democratic National Convention, all this week on Sirius XM.
Hey, I'm Claire. I'm an engineer at Dish Network, but I like to say I'm the master of the multitasker. That's what I call Dish's Hopper that I helped engineer. It's TV's most powerful DVR, and it'll record up to 16 shows at the same time. Instead of rescheduling recordings, you can try multitasking, like nodding while saying no. But no matter what skills you master, the Hopper's got you beat.
Record up to 16 shows at once. Dish. Tuned in to you. To learn more, dial 1-844-CALL-DISH.
Let's be honest about our daily oral care routine. It's a bit of a process, most of us don't do it right, and nobody really likes doing it at all, leading to problems when we finally have that dental checkup we've been putting off. I'm Simon Enever, founder of Quip, a better way to care for your mouth. We make your daily oral care routine more simple, affordable, and even enjoyable with our ultra slim and simple to use electric toothbrush, a kid's brush they actually look forward to using, refreshing mint and watermelon anti-cavity toothpaste, and floss that is refillable to reduce waste, all accepted by the American Dental Association. We also deliver fresh brush heads, toothpaste, and floss refills automatically every 3 months, just like your dentist recommends.
Join over 4 million Quip customers today. Quip refills start at just $5 every 3 months. Go to getquip.com/factiontalk right now and get your first refill free. That's your first refill free at getquip.com/factiontalk. Spelled getquip.com/factiontalk.
Bill O'Reilly here for Home Title Lock. When life is in chaos, your home is your safe haven, your most valuable asset. Imagine losing your home to an online scammer. In an instant, you have no place to live and your home, your security, no longer yours. The crime is called home title theft. It happened to a friend of mine. It's one of the fastest growing crimes in the country, which is why you need Home Title Lock. The title to your home is online, where thieves can find it and forge your signature on a quitclaim deed. It then appears you sold your home. They can borrow against the house and leave you with payments. Your bank and insurance will not cover you, but you can avoid this nightmare with Home Title Lock. Please go to HometitleLock.com, register your address to see if you're already a victim, and use code RADIO for 30 free days of protection to help you through the crisis. That's code RADIO at HometitleLock.com.
My name is Eddie Williams. I've been driving for about 4 years. One of the great things about the JB Hunt 360 is you can access it anywhere at any time to see freight from any part of the United States. I like the ability to still negotiate rates while picking freight not only for today but for the future. You can't beat that. The app is amazing. It's easy. It's a great tool to have. JB Hunt 360 is leading the way.
Set up your account today at jbhunt.com/carrier360.
Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show.
Go beyond alternative and discover a world of emerging indie artists and groundbreaking sounds on Sirius XMU. A commercial-free mix of innovative music from bands, producers, and singer-songwriters, alongside classic sounds from the artists who inspired them. Indie Music Discovery is on Sirius XMU Channel 35. Or listen at home with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house.
Not all opinions are created equal.
Classic Matt Stafford. 11 years in the NFL, he does not have a signature win. LeBron would get 27-7-7, and people would be like,
Perfectly opinionated.
Actually, Deshaun Watson was Mahomes before Mahomes. You forget about this.
But the people just hate greatness. That's what it is.
Oh, get ready. You're not going to like it.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at noon Eastern on FS1.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows. At the same time, home values have gone up roughly 50% in the last several years. Maybe it's time to put that equity to work by paying off high-rate credit cards, personal loans, or remodel your house. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial. Let us put you in a position to do any of these things with no closing costs. That's right. Nothing's rolled into your loan, whether it's conventional, FHA, or VA. Will pay your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. Maybe you just want to lock in a lower rate or refinance out of paying mortgage insurance. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to see how we can save you thousands of dollars a year. So call Westland at 888-615-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 888-615-3669. 888-615-3669. That's 888-615-3669.
Lennox Financial Mortgage Corp. DBA Westland. NMLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
AdamandEve.com says the best part of staying at home is playing at home. Ooh. Simply choose almost any one item at 50% off and also get free shipping. All you need to do is remember this radio station's exclusive offer code DOLL. Got it? That's DOLL doll. Then go to AdamandEve.com and choose an adventurous neat toy for him, a sexy piece of lingerie for her, or maybe something you'll both enjoy together. And don't you dare forget the 50% off and free shipping on an item sure to spice things up. Plus, it's delivered for free, discreetly right to your door. Just remember offer code DOLL. That's DOLL doll. So go to AdamandEve.com and choose something daring to spice up your night. And use that offer code DOLL. Don't forget that offer code DOLL.
Covering a presidential election is a sacred trust.
And we take it seriously. We never stop working to get you the information you need. From the caucuses to the conventions to election night and beyond.
We're there for you, uncovering the stories that shape the race, tracking the candidates, and the moments that matter most.
Because this election will decide the fate of our nation
and the future of the world.
Democracy 2020. It's in your hands. Fox News. America is watching.
It's the best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Don't want, the
Disease
negative.
and
Nope. People don't want the negativity, the negative side of things being pointed out. They don't like the show.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If they just want to believe like everything's cool, blah, blah, blah. But he just takes every concept that you can think of and points out why the standard knowledge of it is bullshit.
Like, for instance, he'll maybe grab bowling balls or something.
Nope. That's why people watch the show before. So they don't say something stupid like bowling balls.
What kind of stuff is he ruining?
He'll see like left shoes and go, "What if you've got only a right foot?"
No, of course not. But it's not a show.
I'll pretend I watched it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Once we get into the conversation.
My favorite episode is the whaling ships.
you gotta make pretend like you watched the show. I love that.
I will.
No, like I watched the one last night where it was about housing.
Yes, housing.
And so the first part of the episode was him explaining why everybody's saying that, you got to buy a house. It's silly to rent. It's a good investment,
mortgage,
blah, blah, blah.
right.
Why that's bullshit. Yep. So anybody that actually bought a house is going to be stressed out watching the show. Then he goes to homeless people and says, like, oh, well, we want to feed and get jobs for the homeless people. And he explains why that's not going to help anybody. He just goes through all these. You would love it. He just goes through all these topics and goes, no, that's not going to do anything. But he doesn't really provide other options.
Yeah.
He just explains why that thing that's making you feel better
won't help.
Isn't going to work.
Should we have some water for our guest or no?
It is a good theory on the house because you could pay the rent, you don't have to pay the property tax, and if anything goes wrong,
that was
he's
got
to fix it. Yeah, I mean, I usually put about like $6,000 to $7,000 a year away for house repairs.
Right,
every year.
Right,
and
you're not going to get it back.
Tax is like $8,500, so we're talking about like $15,000 right off the top.
Right.
And if I lived in a condo, I wouldn't have to pay any of that shit.
Precisely.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was the idea. Let's bring it. Yeah,
I like owning though. But you're right, the property taxes.
It, but yeah.
But doesn't part of your rent go up into the property taxes anyway? So they probably you're paying for it one way or the other.
Yeah.
Hey man, how you doing?
You are, but it's not the slam dunk.
Yeah.
That everybody
they don't just hit you over the head with it.
We were talking about the positives and negatives of buying a home because you pointed out, as you tend to do, why it's not that great of an idea necessarily.
No, it's not fantastic. It's not, I mean, it's good. It's fine if you want to do it and you like save up the money and everything. You really look into it. But everyone's told, buying a home is something everybody should do. That's the best investment you can make, and it's like not that great. It's fine.
Here's why the show drives people crazy. Of course, we're talking about Adam ruins everything.
Yes.
It's because there'll be this like 1 second where a guy goes, "It's fine for some people, but here's why it's not fine," and you go like 15 minutes about all the problems with it. So anybody that's like not 100% secure in their decision is just watching the show going, what did I do? Why did I do this?
Well, you shouldn't be 100% secure about spending, $500,000 or whatever people are spending now on a house,
Right.
It's a lot. It's the biggest purchase you'll ever make. You should spend some time thinking about it.
But you don't want people to think that this show just might be negative things pointed out about things they like.
No. Well, at the end of the show, we always have a positive, we have a positive we tell you why it's better to learn the awful truth about everything you love.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like you've beaten somebody for 30 minutes, and then at the end you go, but I love you, right? Like,
fair enough. Yeah.
Okay, he loves me. He does love me.
It's a good theory on it because you get a 30-year mortgage, you're paying like $300,000 in interest over 30 years.
Yeah.
And that seems insane. Like,
and
why would you pay that?
And you pay all the interest up front. People say, I'm not throwing my money away. Well, for the first 15 years, you kind of are. You're spending like 80% is just going to the bank.
Unless you're paying the principal. Always paying extra into principal to try to knock it down.
Put an extra $100 a month in the principal. That's good, But like, people forget about all the downsides of buying a home. It roots you down into one place. It makes you less flexible. Like, I forget the number because we made the episode a couple years ago. But like, there's an amount that people don't take jobs because they have a home and they can't move. Oh, I got a house, I can't move. Whereas if you're renting, like, as a comic, right? Oh, I got a writing job in L.A. Sure, I can fly out there. I'm on a month-to-month lease, or whatever. I'll sublet my place till the lease runs out, right? If you buy a place, you're rooted down there, and that's like a disadvantage that we don't talk about.
See, here's why I like owning though, because I'm so afraid they're going to take everything from me, my fucking career, everything. Like if I pay it off and I pay it off and I pay it off, if I have a home, I'll always be able to go out and earn enough to pay like the monthly maintenance fees.
Yeah,
you can always earn that and enough to buy like the little repairs you got to do.
But you're trying to pay it off.
I want it paid the fuck off because A, it's less interest, and B, they can't remove that from me if they take everything else.
Yeah,
in my life.
I think most people though have a mortgage that they basically treat like rent, where the idea of actually paying off the mortgage in total is such a pipe dream.
If you get the right mortgage, you get a 30-year fixed rate, and you don't like move too often. You plan that way. That can definitely be good. A lot of people get adjustable rate mortgages, or they're like moving all the time. They're moving every couple years, and like at that level, like you're basically. I mean, you're the amount you pay every month can go up and down. It can be pretty wild. So
yeah, I just dump money in. I'm just so scared of them taking everything. I'm like, I gotta have a place to live.
No,
Fear is
when
a good
I bought
motivator.
my house, I paid mine off.
Immediately.
My money guy's like, don't put it in the stock market. I go, I'm not paying $300,000 for 30 years in interest.
Right.
Because you're going to probably make around 9% in the stock market if you leave it in there. and you can get an interest rate for 3%, so it's stupid, or 4%. But
You
I was
just
like,
don't wanna
fuck
worry
it.
about it.
I
That's
don't
all
want to worry
shit.
about it.
Yeah.
They told me the same thing, and then the fucking market crashed, and I'm like, I had been paying into principal. I never listened to these fucking guys. You're gonna get 11%. No,
Yeah.
you're not. First of all, and second of all, I want to just pay this off so the fucking bank doesn't keep taking interest.
But
So-
here's the thing, though, is that, okay, so I agree with you about paying the principal. It's nice to own the thing, and you're like, great, now that my money's in a house, right? But the thing is, people say the value of homes go up over time. They actually don't. Historically, it tracks perfectly with inflation. And if you think about it, like, if you've got a house, right, and 3 people can live in the house, right, 30 years from now, 3 people are still going to be able to live in that house. The value hasn't gone up. The amount of people it can house is the same, right?
Right.
In fact, you've had to put money into it to stop it from depreciating, to fix it, toilet breaks. You have to put money into the house. So the actual real world value doesn't go up. If you put the money in the stock market instead, the stock market actually does go up over time. So it's not a waste of money, but your $1 is basically going to stay $1 when you put it in the
Stock
house.
market just scares me too much because there's just too much of a fucking like. I lost some money when it crashed.
Invest
in
in
2008.
blue chips.
What's that? I lost some money when it crashed, but not nearly as much as I would if I had listened to all these fucking dumb financial experts. I would have lost a lot more money. I'm
It
so
also
happy I didn't.
it also depends when you sell a house, because you could be in a recession. You could have bought it for $500,000,
Yeah.
and 6 years later it's only worth $350
And a
because of
lot
the
of
market. And then you got to sell if you get some other job somewhere, so you're going to lose $150 right off the top.
And a lot of people who say, "Oh, the value of my house went up." Well, that's because they got lucky and they bought in the right area.
That's right,
Of
yeah.
course, in a certain area, it can go up and down a lot. And they say, some people come up and say, "Oh no, my house had doubled in value. I made so much money." Yeah, well, you got lucky, but historically and over the whole country.
See, for me, I just bought a place. I'm buying a place now, and they're building next door a Plum Island warehouse.
Oh.
That's what you got to watch out for.
How much time do you spend researching these shows? Because there are
A
people.
shitload of time.
Yeah, because there are people that would come in and have this conversation because they just host, a real estate show, right? Like
Yeah,
the guys
yeah.
who just sell houses on TV. Those are the guys that have this conversation. But you, for all this information that's in your head, you got 22 minutes out of it a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it's all, now you got to just move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
I mean, we do 16 episodes a year. I'm in the writer's room and the research room for, all of it. And I'm, choosing the topics with our staff and everything. And yeah, I mean, we research every topic. Every topic gets about 3 weeks of pure research. Then we start writing it. And then it's about a month and a half, 2 months of writing. And then we're clearing it with experts and stuff like that. It's about we make about the hardest to make show on TV, I would have to say. It's like, and people who, our staff is like, after they get the job, they're like, what the fuck are we doing? This is crazy. But yeah, I mean, I don't claim to be an expert on any specific topic that we do, but I've dived into enough to get like our, good layman's understanding. And then I talk to real experts who we then bring on the show.
So were you always thinking we're going to do stuff that is also political on this show? Because in the beginning, like I think doing malls and doing houses and doing like stuff that people just interact with on a daily basis, that's one thing. But when you start jumping in, you do the immigration episode, you just did the gun episode. Those are the topics that when you take a point of view based on facts or whatever it's based on, people are going to get emotional and
they sure do.
and think that you're biased.
I mean, so this is crazy. Our gun episode, Adam Ruins Guns, was our season premiere. It aired on Tuesday, and someone tweeted, one of these like conservative meme accounts with like 150,000 followers retweeted my announcement. Hey guys, tune into the show in half an hour. She retweeted it and said, this is about to air on True TV and it's liberal propaganda and it's destroying our Constitution and I'm worried about our gun rights. I'm like, you haven't even seen the episode. Like the episode is not an anti-gun episode. It corrects, misconceptions from, that people from all walks have. And we don't go and say, take the guns away, right? We have a much more like nuanced take that comes from like our deep research on it. And so, yeah, people are so emotional about it that they'll have that immediate reaction. When we started doing the show, I said, I literally said we will never do Adam Ruins Guns because those are the topics where, there's certain topics that are sort of like the fault lines of American society where people, as soon as you say, I'm doing an episode on guns, they're like, well, you better say what I fucking want you to say or I'm going to change the channel immediately.
Or abortion, anything like that.
Stuff like that. And I was like, I want to hit them where they're not looking. Right?
And by the way, something is pleasant. Adam should not ruin abortion. Everybody loves abortion so much. Don't ruin it for anybody.
What's a party without an abortion at the end of it?
No, you're right.
But I want to do topics where, people don't have such strong feelings about, so their minds are more open, right? But as we started doing the show more and more, we said, hey, we got pretty good at this. We've done more and more divisive topics. We think we can do it in a way. We think we can make an episode where anyone, no matter what their starting position is on guns, can watch the episode and be entertained and also, be challenged, right? Like, we challenge everybody on the show.
Would you ever come back and do an episode that's the opposite take of what you had the first time?
That's a really good question.
You should do Adam ruins everything.
Yeah.
We did an episode like that. We did an episode called Emily.
Sam.
Emily ruins Adam ruins everything. Emily is my frequent guest star, who I am normally ruining things for her. We did an episode where she came in and corrected a lot of the mistakes we had made on the show before. Where like certain, you're going to make mistakes, right? When you're learning, you can never do the research perfectly, and there have even been topics where new information has come out since we've done it that sort of like
what's one that got ruined for you?
One was, for instance, we did a thing on forensic science on how like most forensic science is like pseudoscience, fingerprints, crime scene analyses, stuff like that. It's really just sort of like a lot of it's like mumbo jumbo that like detectives do that they learned from the older detective, but like no scientist ever invented it. It's just like this is what the cops do.
Right.
And at the end we say, hey, DNA evidence doesn't have these problems. DNA evidence is actually science backed. Well, it turns out that in recent years they found that DNA evidence does have problems as well. There's like contaminated samples. There's like bad labs and stuff like that. So just because something is DNA evidence, we can't say, oh yeah, that's totally good too. If you're on a jury and the prosecutor's like, well, we got the DNA, you should be questioning of that just like you would of any.
The best evidence you can have in a trial is eyewitness account.
You find that to be true.
It's not. We did that as well. It's not at all. Human memory is very fallible. Let me tell you, Jim.
Have you done any episodes where you're sitting there and like after the research and you're writing where you go like, I didn't want this to be a shitty thing. You know what I mean? I just wanted to have a simple life where I could go and enjoy this, and now all I'm thinking about is that it's garbage too.
It's hard, man. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Olympics. I really love the that's my favorite sporting event, and we have an episode coming up later this year about how bad the Olympics are. The athletes are like completely exploited by the IOC.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bad for the host cities. Like the whole thing is it's almost a big money laundering scheme on the part of these. Like the developers in the cities and the IOC and the sponsors are raking in so much money. Apart from Michael Phelps, the athletes make jack shit.
Yep.
And it's up there with the NCAA in terms of how bad it is. And I didn't grow up in an area where college sports were big, so like I know the truth about the NCAA. It doesn't bother me that much. But the Olympics, I'm like, I still want to watch it. But I know it. I know that now, and I don't know. I just got to figure that out for myself, like how I'm going to feel about it.
I hope there's nothing wrong with the curling division. That's my favorite.
You like curling?
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
For Christ's sake, it's amazing.
No, that's the one ethical part of the Olympics is curling. I can guarantee you that.
Adam, you do an episode on Halloween?
Yeah, we did an episode on Halloween.
How do you ruin that? It already aired, obviously, right?
Yeah, that aired. We did that one last year. The one on Halloween, let's see. People poisoning candy never happened. There's never been a razor blade in the candy.
Never been a razor blade in an apple.
But it's like every single year, the news stories about like make sure you check the candy, et cetera, et cetera. Part of that we did War of the Worlds, the War of the Worlds story about how everybody panicked when they heard the radio show. That never happened.
Oh no!
Almost no. People weren't that stupid. What happened was this is what's really funny is the newspapers at the time were terrified of the radio. They thought the radio was going to kill their business, and they were like, all this bad information out on the radio, like newspapers. People should be sticking with the newspapers. And so when that show came out, they were like, the radio deceived people, and they panicked and ran into the streets, and they like published these stories about how the evil radio had tricked people.
Oh no!
And so that's where that story
no one
came
killed
from.
themselves because of Orson Welles.
I love Orson Welles.
Damn it! Now I don't like him as much.
No, me neither. He didn't trick everybody.
No, he didn't. It's a pretty light story for us.
You ever
It's
hear
a
of
fun
Citizen
one.
Kane?
Yeah, I have heard of it.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Great.
But you're saying that people turned on the radio and they were like, "Oh, this is just a sci-fi show."
Yeah.
I mean, people would have been a little confused, but yeah,
not,
I mean,
they didn't think
mass,
aliens.
It wasn't mass panic. There weren't people running around grabbing their shotguns and shooting each other. No.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I thought maybe they turned it on and thought it was the news.
We were talking about, yeah, me too. We were talking about Buzz Aldrin earlier and how just grouchy and annoyed he is because everybody just asks him the same dumb questions all the time. Have you gotten to a place, because the show is like hugely popular?
Yeah.
Have you gotten to a place where people are just coming up to you and asking for your take on things, or hey, what about this? Hey, and you like,
why don't you ruin this?
Yeah, you haven't researched anything. They just want to know. They just assume that it's all in your head.
I mean, like 3 months after the show premiered, somebody tweeted at me and they were like, "Hey, which gas should I get at the gas station? Like, is the high octane good or not?" I was like, "I don't know.
Right.
That's not something I've looked into, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird as a comedian to be, someone who people like are curious about what they, like, hey, tell me if this is good or not.
Right.
But most of the time it's people saying like, hey, you should do this on the show. You should cover this on the show, which is nice. That people like they want to see us like break something down.
Were you doing more sketch or stand up before you did this?
I did both, and that's why the show is what it is. I got started doing sketch comedy in like the early days of internet video, and I was doing stuff at UCB, and then I got into stand up after doing sketch for like 6 or 7 years, and I just fell in love with it. I was like, oh wait, this is how I like to be funny, is just myself, being with the people. Hey, here's something I learned. And I was working at College Humor at the time, and I just started combining those two things, which is why the show is like me, talking direct to camera, doing jokes, but then also like I will set up a joke and we'll finish it with a sketch in the background.
Sketch is hard. Sketch is really hard, man, because you're relying on other people.
Oh, yeah.
And people throwing out ideas, and it's fucking very difficult, because the instinct is just to go for the joke, but sometimes that will just ruin the moment of what you're doing.
Yes.
When you're doing stand-up now, do you do stand-up that relates to the show? Because I would, not in the sense, but you know what I'm saying, like where you're ruining quote-unquote things, because I would imagine that otherwise people are showing up at your stand-up going like, why is this just jokes? I don't understand.
I have like my hour act that I do, and we have done shows that have been billed as Adam Ruins Everything Live, and then I do that act, and then people are like, oh, I thought you were going to ruin stuff. A little bit. People enjoy the show, but people are like, oh, I like to learn things. And also like, our show's popular with kids, which surprised me. I never expected it to be. It's on at 10 p.m. I was like, we're making an adult sketch show. And, kids really started like glomming onto it because they love to learn and stuff. And now occasionally there'll be like 10-year-olds at the comedy clubs when I perform. And so then I'm doing like my, blue material and shit. But so now the material that I'm working on that I'm going to be touring in 2019 is I'm really trying to combine more information and comedy in the way that I do on the TV show, just because that's what people know me for. That's what I like doing. And there isn't really anybody else doing it who's like, hey, here, come see an hour comedy show where there's going to be a ton of jokes, but you're going to learn some amazing information. So.
And it's called Adam Ruins Everything. People know that new episodes are Tuesdays at 10 o'clock on True TV. And Adam Conover on Twitter, just your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we bring Howie in? He's here, or do you want to just bring him in because he's here? Are you staying for a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we still got a couple minutes for that, but Howie should join us.
Yeah,
Howie Mandel's
because we're not going to break in between.
Yeah, there's no reason to. Yeah, bring in Howie Mandel. Yeah, I would think, but do you ever feel like you're pegged into this corner where you're now responsible for information? You know what I mean?
I mean, I put myself there,
Come on in, Howie. Howie, please.
Hey.
Come on. Do you know Adam from Adam Ruins Everything?
I don't know him, but I know your work.
Right. Sit down. You're wearing the same jacket. I saw you wear that jacket last night at the tree lighting.
What do you bring? Who are you? Cher?
Well, I just saw the jacket. It's a nice jacket.
The worst security detail I've ever seen.
Does he have the same pants on too?
I just noticed the jacket. There's the orange tie. It's a nice jacket.
It is. I'll be honest with you. I'm also wearing the same underpants.
Okay, good.
I haven't changed.
You just came right here. Howie.
Well, why would he switch jackets?
It's a nice jacket. I'm saying
he's in New York. He's not going to go. I better wear this one today.
Sometimes people wear jackets just for television, Jim. You would know if you were on TV.
No, he has one jacket and that's it.
Well, I live in L.A.
He lives in L.A., so he didn't pack two jackets. Go, I'm going to wear this one on
television
Wednesday
shows have wardrobes sometimes.
I love that Florentine's my spokesmodel.
Spokesman.
No problem.
Yeah, that's right.
There was a great
moment. Ask me
moment.
anything, Jim will explain why what's happening.
Jim ruins everything, along with Adam.
There was a great moment at the tree lighting last night. I turned it on and I was watching, and Howie's there, and it's live.
Right.
And you're doing crowd work, and you want to like do a bit.
Right.
And he looks at this woman, and he goes, "Can I do something nice for you?" And the woman goes, No.
I know.
And
so New York.
And then Howie's like he has to process for a minute. He does a little thing, and then you go back to the woman, and you're like, "No, really, I'd like to do something nice. Is that okay?" And the woman goes, "No, thanks, I'm fine." and so then Howie, it's NBC, it's tree lighting. He has to find in an instant another person.
I know.
So he can do the bit.
What did you do? It was nice.
Oh, it was just I was just sharing STDs.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so she was right. She was. No, I was just giving people better seats. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what I did. I don't remember, but I do remember that she said no to me.
Right.
I don't know what. But that made it. That makes for live.
It made it great.
It made for live. It made for. I'm very excited to be here. I'm fans of everybody.
Thank you. I'm excited. I've been a fan of yours for so long. I used to watch Bobby's World when I was a kid. I love that show so much.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah. I used to do Bobby's World when you were a kid. I'm
very excited. Look, honestly, now as a comedian, I'm now in the position where I get to meet comedy heroes of mine, and I never know whether to bring that up because I don't want to point out that someone's older than me, but at the same time, I want to say I love your work.
Too late.
Yeah. Yeah. My mistake.
Well, he ruined it.
Yeah,
that's kind of what Adam does.
That's what I do. It's what I do. I'm the shitheel in every situation.
But obviously, it's complimentary.
No, I feel complimented, and it was good. It's kind of a yin to the yang,
right?
Because I walked in, and rather than hello, you're wearing the same jacket.
That's not how I said
it.
Yeah,
and can I be honest with you?
It's not even a great jacket.
And it's fucking radio, guys.
Right.
Does it matter what I'm wearing on a radio show?
Look, it's a nice jacket. I wouldn't have complimented the jacket if I knew it was going to become this whole thing.
It's just kind of weird that you would bring up
Florentine
what he's wearing.
It was kind of.
I haven't even sat down.
Right.
Hi, you're here. Oh, look, that's what you wore yesterday.
No, that's not the way. I told you I was watching the tree lighting. It brought us to.
I was here. I speak the same language as you. I understand what you were saying, but I just hello, good morning, thanks for being here. Oh,
it was a jab for no reason. Unnecessarily aggressive.
And it continues.
This is making me feel better for my rudeness a second ago.
Good. What did you do that was rude?
I don't want to bring it up again.
Bring it up.
Okay. I pointed out our age difference.
It was the Bobby's World.
And you seemed a little unhappy that I did that.
Well, today's my birthday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I won't ask.
Sam,
it's amazing what you've done for me.
Buy him a new jacket.
Yeah.
What an exciting time to be you then. It's your birthday. You're lighting up the Christmas tree. Deal or No Deal's coming back. You got a great jacket.
Just met me.
You got to meet Adam Ruins Everything. It's an incredible time to be Howie Mandel.
Adam ruins my birthday.
He ruined your birthday.
Guess I did. Well, hey, it's very special.
Ever since I was an infant. How old are you, Adam?
I am 35 years old.
Oh, you are a kid. You're the same age as my kids.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
No, that's a girl. It's a girl.
It's all right. I say we've all made that mistake.
Sometimes not a mistake.
My mistake. Yeah, I got to correct that. Got to correct the record.
So what are you doing for your birthday? Anything special after press?
I'm right here.
But I mean after.
No, at this point, I don't really. I'm throwing myself. I'm not supposed to say, but I'm not up this early, so I won't listen to this. I'm throwing myself a little surprise party.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
What time?
Then you're going to ruin the word surprise. But I haven't told anybody. And when I get back to the hotel room, I'm going to hide behind the door and wait for me. And then when I come in, it's going to
surprise.
It's going to be lit.
Great. It's gonna, that's what the kids are saying. Yeah.
This is my birthday jacket.
Right. It's a great jacket. Yes. That's all I meant. And Florentine really turned it into something negative. And
no, because he just walked in. You didn't even say
we don't need to
hello
revisit.
No, I know, but it was just weird.
Say hello.
Yeah. How are you doing, Howie?
Oh, I'm doing good.
I bet you're doing good. You seem good.
Well, it's my birthday.
It is your birthday. You get to be here with Jim Norton, of course, the man who invented Chip. Who I know
I love that. We didn't talk about that afterwards.
No, I didn't want to bother you because I saw you in Montreal, and I don't like to harp on things, and it was good to see you. But yeah, I appreciate you liking that. I don't want to bother you.
You saw me in July? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I did.
This is December. I didn't want to bother you. I said, call me. Let's try to do Chip. Let's see if we can expand on it. And he said, okay. I don't want to bother you.
All right, I'll
Jim,
call
you
you.
work in show business.
I know.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm on the fringe. I'll give Howie a call.
I mean, Howie, he develops shows. That's what you do.
I try to.
Right.
Yes.
Except people don't call. What can you develop? Right?
You can't.
Exactly.
You can't develop. I said, and I gave you an opportunity.
All right. Well,
you didn't take it.
Too late.
Well, hold on.
Right.
The year's not over. I thought before the end of the year I have another. I have a month.
It was like a bird in the hand. Do you know what that's worth?
I guess it depends on what you do with it.
A bird in the hand? It used to be two in a
bush.
But that's like the 70s.
Yes, but I didn't remember that.
Would that bother you if you lowered a woman's pants and there was 2 birds in there?
If it doesn't bother me when there's a dick, 2 birds wouldn't bother me.
2 balls don't bother him.
Yeah, no, there's very little that could surprise
2 birds are about to hatch. Those aren't balls, those are bird eggs. Oh, it's going to be a woodpecker.
How did you become aware of Lyle Chip Chipperson, Howie Mandel? Because here's what happened. Last time you were in studio, we did the whole interview, and after the show is when you said, you know, I love Chip Chipperson. And all of us were like, oh, no, this is the last thing we need is...
What do you mean, how did I become... I'm online.
Well, let's not pretend like Chip is this, like,
he's
you know...
a fucking... Come on, he's a juggernaut.
How many followers does it have? Well, you put it up on yours.
Yeah,
because I follow you.
Yeah, the animation.
The animation, so I follow him.
I see.
On Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he puts it up on Instagram. I think that's where I saw it.
I see.
Yes.
I see. And you look at this and you're like, this is genius. This is brilliant. This is Chip.
I thought it's funny. You don't think it's funny?
Look, it's funny. Yeah. But you don't understand.
I don't.
This is me. Sam ruins Chip because you don't understand the level that Chip delayed my contract negotiations with SiriusXM for a month. Like, Chip has infected all of our lives. It's not something that just exists and we can enjoy it. He is slowly killing Jim.
It did actually ruin your contract negotiations.
You know what's interesting for somebody that has such a vile reaction to it?
Mm-hmm.
You've said the word chip probably
He's obsessed with Chip.
30 times in the last minute. And I didn't bring it up. You brought up Chip.
Well,
you said the last time you were here, you brought up Chip. You know what Chip? You know how much Chip bothers me? Chip is what Chip. I want to Chip. Chip.
Well, I think it's fast.
Chip. I don't want to hear Chip. 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 And that's all I hear. And I don't even hear the words between Chip. I don't hear.
It's fun to say, though, isn't it? It's a fun word to say.
Chip. I think good. It'll be viral.
Feels good coming out.
Every single one of those should have had a what's that after it, though.
I know.
I think of the audience first, and the audience loves Chip. And so I think that the audience would find it fascinating and entertaining that you, like them, are a fan of Chip Chipperson.
I am. And I'm one with the people.
Right.
I have my finger on the pulse. Well, I don't have my finger on anything. I don't like to touch anything.
You have your knuckles on the pulse.
Give it a fist bump.
There you go. Boom.
Now, when's the last time you shook somebody's hand? Because I know it happens sometimes. It's a reflex if somebody just like.
Well, sometimes I'll grab somebody's elbow and hold their hand up in the air and shake it. Like I won't put my hand on their hand to shake it. I don't even understand what that. Like why. Nice to meet you. Usually you're shaking somebody's hand that you're just approaching. You don't know where they've been, what they've done. You probably don't even know them.
That is the filthiest part of their body.
It really is.
Yeah.
They say cover your mouth. We're taught from the time we're children to cover our mouth so that our snot ends up in our hands.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, and your name is, and then you reach out. I just need to touch you. Your name is. You shouldn't.
This is why everybody I meet, I give him a kiss as soon as I meet him. Just a little
peck.
Yeah, a little peck.
But not on the lips. That'd be creepy. I like to kiss them between the nose and upper lip.
That's the face taint.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
When people say, "Can I shake your hand?" you just go, "No, I don't shake hands." That's it.
I mean, it literally just happened.
Right off.
I love how
just
you were
blow
able
right
to.
off.
It just happened. Howie
No,
came
I
in,
won't blow him.
Howie came in and I stuck my hand out, and then he gave me the fist. And I was like,
bump,
"Oh
yeah.
yeah, fist bump. We're doing fist bump."
This is what we do.
I say no
because I know how to follow social cues. As I'm seeing a fist, I'll give it a fist.
Right.
Sure.
You know what's weird? That now I've done this on for a while, and people know that I'm a germaphobe and the fist. But there was many years where I would put out the fist, and then people, come on, I'll just do this. They don't know what to do with it, so they would I'd have the fist out, and they'd extend the index finger and tap it. Have you ever tap it? Or they hold the fist.
Or turn around and grab their ankles.
So what do you do?
Yeah, I guess there are some things you can do with that fist that's worse than a handshake.
Which leads me to tell you that my Deal or No Deal holiday special is this Monday. It's got all the good feeling and big money and hot women that we've always had on the show. It's stunning. Like, they really decorated it, and it's $1 million, and it's this Monday right after The Voice. Deal or No Deal, 10th anniversary holiday special, and then launches Wednesday after that on CNBC in primetime.
But the Monday show is on NBC proper. That's big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, properly. Yes, it's huge. It's a big special.
Yeah.
That will relaunch this fascinating, wonderful, weird game.
Has it been, how long has it been since it's been on?
10 years. That's why I called it the 10th anniversary special.
Oh, 10th anniversary, because it's been 10 years since it's been on. I thought it was
Yeah.
on 10 straight years. Wow.
No.
How did it come back? Like, it's so weird to get something back on the air when it's gone.
You know what's weird? Somebody saw me from CNBC in the street wearing the same jacket I was wearing 10 years ago.
See, good things happen.
And it was my Deal or No Deal jacket. And the lovely people at CNBC said, "Oh, that's the same jacket you had 10 years ago. We should relaunch the show."
See, good things happen. This is it's not an insult. It's a good thing.
How often are you doing stand-up?
Oh, more than 100 and something nights a year.
Oh, you really are. You're out there doing
all the
gigs.
time. I've never stopped doing that.
Do you do 2 shows in one night ever, or you just do the one?
I'll do more than 2 something. Well, when I'm out and doing theaters and stuff, probably mostly 1, sometimes 2. And then if I'm not going home that night, I find out if there's a club in town, and I'll go drop in on the. I love just hanging out on stage.
Do you do well sitting quietly, or does your brain drive you crazy?
That's how do you know that? Yes, I don't.
Well, you don't do it. I didn't think you did.
Well,
yeah.
No, there can be no quiet time. There is no quiet time. I try to go to places where it's noisy on the outside so that it's not noisy on my inside.
Really?
Yes.
So you don't like those, like you're not a meditation guy?
Oh, no.
No.
No, that just gives, that's a better echo chamber for the voices in my, I don't want to be quiet.
Do you leave the TV on when you go to sleep, like in the background?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yes.
Oh,
Noise.
I can't sleep like that at all. So when you're creating something, if you're writing, do you have to be somewhere where there's a little background noise? Like if you're going to write, say you're going to write a script or whatever, do you have to, can you sit in total quiet, or do you have to go to like to a restaurant, or where there's some kind of background sound?
No and no. So if I'm not that disciplined where I can sit down and write something. So shit just comes to me all day, and then I'll put it into my phone.
Right.
And then hopefully the people around me are nice enough to help me organize whatever shit I had. But for years, like when I was doing comedy in the 70s, I would always just have little pieces. I didn't even have the organization skill to get a pad. So I would have like a matchbox and a piece of toilet paper, and then in the morning I'd wake up and there's a nightstand and it'd say, dog shit. And I go, what, I don't even remember what that, but I'm sure I'm going to open with
there's a photo of my career next to
it. So what happens when the head is left alone? What are the thoughts that you're trying to, is it anxiety? What is it?
It's a level. It could be anxiety. It could be depression. It's just dark, and or it could be a reoccurring thought that just keeps coming back that makes no sense to me. That I can't. Or I have to tap something. I have OCD and anxiety. I'm a mess.
Is it any better than it was? You talked about it a lot. Did it help it at all?
Yeah, it was better before I walked in the room.
I understand.
And now it seems to have gone downhill. And
tapping sometimes feels good, though. I know.
I'm reeling out of control.
Middle right finger, the nail.
Wait.
This is my birthday, and I feel like I'm closer to my death day.
Yeah, he walked in and
you attacked him.
He feels his jacket has been mocked. He's been called old, and now you're encouraging him to start tapping.
I'm not actually. I understand a certain part of that crazy.
This is not good.
Do.
No, I'm okay. I'm medicated.
So far, Jim Florentine is your only ally in this room.
Look, Howie's so freaked out that he took his coat off. He's like, I don't want Sam focusing on this anymore. Just make sure next time you do the show, you don't wear that hoodie, because Sam's going to remember it.
It's just a nice jacket. That's all.
Why didn't you start with that?
Nice.
Huh?
Why didn't you start with that?
That's a good point.
That's not a good closer.
I didn't know how sensitive you were about the jacket.
I'm not.
You seem very sensitive. You brought up the jacket more than I brought up Chip.
Not true.
Yeah,
but the truth is, go ahead.
You didn't say that. You didn't say the jacket was nice. You just said, "Hey, you wore that last night."
You didn't let me. You guys jumped down my throat.
No, I know what you're doing because you saw. Hey, that's the thing I saw on TV. That's the TV thing you saw yesterday.
But I'm the thing.
Adam, your goddamn logic.
I'm the thing he saw on TV.
That's true.
Look at you.
That's true.
Look at you. You were there last night. They're here. You don't go that specific. That jacket again. That's what I heard.
I told you I was entertained by something you did. It was a whole thing. It was great. And I'm excited about Deal or No Deal. I watch CNBC all the time because I watch the Shark Tank marathons and I watch The Profit. Those are two of my favorite shows, and the fact that they're on. And a lot of times I get annoyed when I hear there are other shows on CNBC because they just put marathons on all the time.
Yeah, it's a perfect place for us.
But I saw Deal or No Deal because they run the commercials constantly, and number one, I got happy because I said they're putting some promotion behind this. This is great.
They really are.
And number two, I knew immediately if I find out there's a Deal or No Deal marathon canceling my Shark Tank marathon, I'm still going to be happy. Because Deal or No Deal is great, and I'm glad it's
I think
back.
we can all live together as one. I don't know that any marathons are going to be canceled. But I do have a marathon. I mean, next on December 5th, it's going to run from, I saw the ads on CNBC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m., 8 p.m. to 2 a.m.
That's how they run stuff. It's great.
6 hours?
Yeah, that's what I said. Wow. 6 hours of me? That's a lot of me. My wife actually said 6 hours of me. I hope you get to change jackets at least once in those 6 hours.
That's what True TV does too, right? They figure out, okay, we have a show that people like. They tune in. They're not going to change the channel if just another episode comes on.
It's like every cable channel's become on demand, because we're in a Netflix world. And so, like, True TV is, 22 hours of the day. It's The Impractical Jokers. It's a wonderful show. Yeah. And then people tune in for The Impractical Jokers. And then after a while, my show comes on, and they stick around for it, hopefully. It's like the best lead-in ever because people just want that thing that they want there.
You have a big billboard on Lancashire?
We do. We are advertising right now.
I see you every day. I see your face. I drive down Lancashire. I see your face on the...
How does it make you feel when you see it, good or bad?
Well, you know what's weird? I'm going to be totally honest.
Yeah, please.
In the billboard.
Yeah.
Are you not wearing this jacket?
I am wearing this. Yeah, no, I am. I am literally wearing this jacket in the billboard. Yeah.
He is.
That's absolutely true. See, we all do it.
Right.
We all wear the same jacket.
I get excited by it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's real life. I know the guy from my box on TV is now in front of me. It's exciting.
Look, there it is.
Not even,
is that
that's last
No,
year's.
that's not the one I
year's.
saw this year.
That's last year's. No, that's 2 years ago.
Troy, that's old hat.
Troy.
This is 2 years ago.
This is operator error.
I see them in the
myself
subway all the
there,
time.
Come on in, Howie, please.
Hey.
Come on. Do you know Adam from Adam Ruins Everything?
I don't know him, but I know your work.
Right. Sit down. You wearing the same jacket? I saw you wear that jacket last night at the tree lighting.
What do you bring? Who are you? Cher?
Well, I just saw the jacket. It's a nice jacket.
The worst
and I
security
recognized
detail
it.
I've ever seen.
Does he have the same pants on, too?
I just noticed the jacket. There's the orange style. It's a nice jacket.
It is. I'll be honest with you, I'm also wearing the same underpants.
Okay, good.
I haven't changed.
You just came right here. Howie,
Well, why would he switch jackets?
It's a nice jacket. I'm saying
he's
it's
in New York. He's not going to go, I better wear this one today.
Sometimes people wear jackets just for television, Jim. You would know if you were on TV.
No, he has one jacket, and that's it.
Well, I live in L.A.
He lives in L.A., so he didn't pack two jackets. Go, I'm going to wear this one on
television
Wednesday
shows
and
have
this one on
wardrobes
Thursday.
sometimes.
I love that Florentine's my spokesmodel. Thank
Spokesman.
No problem. That's right.
There was a great
Ask
moment.
me anything, Jim will explain why what's happening.
Jim ruins everything, along with Adam.
There was a great moment at the tree lighting last night. I turned it on and I was watching, and Howie's there, and it's live.
Right.
And you're doing crowd work, and you want to, like, do a bit.
Right.
And he looks at this woman, and he goes, "Can I do something nice for you?" And the woman goes, "No."
I know.
And
so New York.
And then Howie's like he has to process for a minute. He does a little thing, and then you go back to the woman, and you're like, "No, really, I'd like to do something nice. Is that okay?" And the woman goes, "No, thanks, I'm fine." and so then Howie, it's NBC, it's tree lighting. He has to find in an instant another person.
I know.
So he can do the bit.
What did you do? It was nice.
Great.
Oh, it's just I was just sharing STDs.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so she was right. She was. No, I was just giving people better seats. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what I did. I don't remember, but I do remember that she said no to me.
Right.
I don't know what. But that made it. That makes for live.
It made it great.
It made for live. It made for. I'm very excited to be here. I'm fans of everybody.
Thank you. I'm excited. I've been a fan of yours for so long. I used to watch Bobby's World when I was a kid. I love that show so much.
Thank you, buddy. I used to do Bobby's World when you were a kid. I love doing
I'm very excited. Look, honestly, as a comedian, I'm now in the position where I get to meet comedy heroes of mine, and I never know whether to bring that up because I don't want to point out that someone's older than me, but at the same time, I want to say I love your work.
Too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he ruined it.
Yeah,
that's kind of what Adam does.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm the shit heel in every situation.
But obviously, it's complimentary.
No, I feel complimented, and it was good. It's kind of a yin to the yang,
right?
Because I walked in, and rather than hello, you're wearing the same jacket.
That's not how I said
it. Yeah, and can I be honest with you?
It's not even a great jacket.
And it's fucking radio, guys.
Right.
Does it matter what I'm wearing on a radio show?
Look, it's a nice jacket. I wouldn't have complimented the jacket if I knew it was going to become this whole thing.
It's just kind of weird that you would bring up what he's
Florentine
wearing.
It was kind of.
I haven't even sat down.
Right.
Hi, you're here. Oh, look, that's what you wore yesterday.
No, that's not the way. I told you I was watching the tree lighting. It brought us to.
I was here. I speak the same language as you. I understand what you were saying, but I just hello, good morning, thanks for being here. Oh,
it was a jab for no reason. Unnecessarily aggressive.
And it continues.
This is making me feel better for my rudeness a second ago.
Good. What did you do that was rude?
I don't want to bring it up again.
Bring it up.
Okay. I pointed out our age difference.
It was the Bobby's World.
And you seemed a little unhappy that I did there.
Well, today's my birthday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I won't ask.
This is Sam. It's amazing what you've done for me.
Buy him a new jacket. It's his
yeah.
What an exciting time to be you then. It's your birthday. You're lighting up the Christmas tree. Deal or No Deal's coming back. You got a great jacket.
Just met me.
You got to meet Adam Ruins everything. It's an incredible time to be Howie Mandel.
Adam ruins my birthday.
He ruined your birthday.
Guess I did. Well, hey, it's very special.
Ever since I was an infant. How old are you, Adam?
I am 35 years old.
Oh, you are a kid. You're the same age as my kids.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
No, that's a girl. It's a girl.
I say we've all made that mistake.
Sometimes not a mistake.
My mistake. Yeah, I got to correct that. Got to correct the record.
So what are you doing for your birthday? Anything special after press?
I'm right here.
But I mean after.
No, at this point, I don't really. I'm throwing myself. I'm not supposed to say, but I'm not up this early, so I won't listen to this. I'm throwing myself a little surprise party.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
What time?
Then you're going to ruin the word surprise. But I haven't told anybody. And when I get back to the hotel room, I'm going to hide behind the door and wait for me. And then when I come in, it's going to
surprise.
It's going to be
great. It's gonna, that's what the kids are saying. Yeah.
This is my birthday jacket.
Right. It's a great jacket. Yes. That's all I meant. And Florentine really turned it into something negative. And
no, because he just walked in. You didn't even say
we don't need to
hello
revisit.
No, I know, but it was just weird.
Say hello.
Yeah. How are you doing, Howie?
Oh, I'm doing good.
I bet you're doing good. You seem good.
Well, it's my birthday.
It is your birthday. You get to be here with Jim Norton, of course, the man who invented Chip. Who I know.
I love that. We didn't talk about that afterwards.
No, I didn't want to bother you because I saw you in Montreal, and I don't like to harp on things, and it was good to see you. But yeah, I appreciate you liking that. I don't want to bother you.
You saw me in July? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I did.
This is December. I didn't want to bother you. I said, call me. Let's try to do Chip. Let's see if we can expand on it. And he said, okay. I don't want to bother you.
All right, I'll
Jim,
call
you
you.
work in show business.
I know.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm on the fringe. I'll give Howie a call.
I mean, Howie, he develops shows. That's what you do.
I try to.
Right.
Yes.
Except people don't call. What can you develop? Right?
You can't.
Exactly.
You can't develop. I said, and I gave you an opportunity.
All right. Well,
you didn't take it.
Too late.
Well, hold on.
Right.
The year's not over. I thought before the end of the year I have another. I have a month.
It was like a bird in the hand. Do you know what that's worth?
I guess it depends on what you do with it.
A bird in the hand? It used to be two in a
bush.
But that's like the 70s.
Yes, but I didn't remember that.
Would that bother you if you lowered a woman's pants and there was two birds in there?
If it doesn't bother me when there's a dick, two birds wouldn't bother me.
Two balls don't bother him.
Yeah, no, there's very little that could surprise
two birds are about to hatch. Those aren't balls, those are bird eggs. Oh, it's going to be a woodpecker.
How did you become aware of Lyle Chip Chipperson, Howie Mandel? Because here's what happened. Last time you were in studio, we did the whole interview, and after the show is when you said, I love Chip Chipperson. And all of us were like, oh, no, this is the last thing we need.
What do you mean, how did I become? I'm online.
Well, let's not pretend like Chip is this like
he's a fucking come on. He's a juggernaut.
How many followers does it have? Well, you put it up on yours.
Yeah,
because I follow you.
Yeah, the animation.
The animation. So I follow him.
I see.
On Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he puts it up on Instagram. I think that's where I saw it.
I see.
Yes,
I see. And you look at this and you're like, this is genius. This is brilliant. This is Chip.
I thought it's funny. You don't think it's funny?
Look, it's funny. Yeah. But you don't understand.
I don't.
This is me. Sam ruins Chip because you don't understand the level that Chip delayed my contract negotiations with SiriusXM for a month. Like Chip has infected all of our lives. It's not something that just exists and we can enjoy it. He is slowly killing Jim.
It did actually ruin your contract negotiations.
You know what's interesting for somebody that has such a vile reaction to it?
Mm-hmm.
You've said the word chip probably
He's obsessed with Chip.
30 times in the last minute. And I didn't bring it up. You brought up Chip.
Well,
you said the last time you were here, you brought up Chip. You know what Chip? You know how much Chip bothers me? Chip is what Chip. I want to Chip.
Well, I think it's fast.
Chip. I don't want to hear Chip. Chip. And that's all I hear. And I don't even hear the words between Chip. I don't hear.
It's fun to say, though, isn't it? It's a fun word to say.
Chip. I think it'll be viral.
Feels good coming out.
Every single one of those should have had a what's that after it, though.
I know.
I think of the audience first, and the audience loves Chip. And so I think that the audience would find it fascinating and entertaining that you, like them, are a fan of Chip Chipperson.
I am. And I'm one with the people.
Right.
I have my finger on the pulse. Well, I don't have my finger on anything. I don't like to touch anything.
You have your knuckles on the pulse.
Give it a fist bump.
There you go. Boom.
Now, when's the last time you shook somebody's hand? Because I know it happens sometimes. It's a reflex if somebody just
Well, sometimes I'll grab somebody's elbow and hold their hand up in the air and shake it. Like I won't put my hand on their hand to shake it. I don't even understand what that. Like why. Nice to meet you. Usually you're shaking somebody's hand that you're just approaching. You don't know where they've been, what they've done. You probably don't even know them.
That is the filthiest part of their body.
It really is.
Yeah.
They say cover your mouth. We're taught from the time we're children to cover our mouth so that our snot ends up in our hands.
Yeah.
And you go, and your name is, and then you reach out. I just need to touch you. Your name is. You shouldn't.
This is why everybody I meet, I give him a kiss as soon as I meet him. Just a little
peck.
Yeah, a little peck.
But not on the lips. That'd be creepy. I like to kiss them between the nose and upper lip.
That's the face taint.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
When people say, "Can I shake your hand?" you just go, "No, I don't shake hands." That's it.
I mean, it literally just happened.
Right off.
I love how
just
you were able
right
to.
Off.
It just happened. Howie
No,
came
I won't blow him.
Howie came in and I stuck my hand out, and then he gave me the fist. And I was
bump,
like, "Oh
yeah.
yeah, fist bump. We're doing fist bump."
This is what we do.
I say no
because I know how to follow social cues. As I'm seeing a fist, I'll give it a fist.
Right.
Sure.
You know what's weird that now I've done this on for a while, and people know that I'm a germaphobe and the fist. But there was many years where I would put out the fist, and then people come on, I'll just do this. They don't know what to do with it, so they would I'd have the fist out, and they'd extend the index finger and tap it. Have you ever tap it? Or
hold?
They hold the fist.
Or turn around and grab their ankles.
So what do you do?
Yeah, I guess there are some things you can do with that fist that's worse than a handshake.
Which leads me to tell you that my Deal or No Deal holiday special is this Monday. It's got all the good feeling and big money and hot women that we've always had on the show. It's stunning. Like they really decorated it, and it's $1 million, and it's this Monday right after The Voice. Deal or No Deal, 10th anniversary holiday special, and then launches Wednesday after that on CNBC in primetime.
But the Monday show is on NBC proper. That's big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, properly. Yes, it's huge. It's a big special.
Yeah.
We'll relaunch this fascinating, wonderful, weird game.
Has it been? How long has it been since it's been on?
10 years. That's why I called it the 10th anniversary special.
Oh, 10th anniversary, because it's been 10 years since it's been on. I thought it was
Yeah.
on 10 straight years. Wow.
No.
How'd it come back? Like, it's so weird to get something back on the air when it's gone.
You know what's weird? somebody saw me from CNBC in the street wearing the same jacket I was wearing 10 years ago.
See, good things happen.
And it was my Deal or No Deal jacket. And the lovely people at CNBC said, "Oh, that's the same jacket you had 10 years ago. We should relaunch the show."
See, good things happen. It's not an insult. It's a good thing.
How often are you doing stand-up?
Oh, more than 100 and something nights a year.
Oh, you really are. You're out there doing
all the
gigs.
time. I've never stopped doing that.
Do you do 2 shows in one night ever, or you just do the one?
I'll do more than 2 something. Well, when I'm out and doing theaters and stuff, probably mostly 1, sometimes 2. And then if I'm not going home that night, I find out if there's a club in town, and I'll go drop in on the. I love just hanging out on stage.
Do you do well sitting quietly, or does your brain drive you crazy?
That's how do you know that? Yes, I don't.
Well, you don't do it. I didn't think you did.
Well,
yeah.
No, there can be no quiet time. There is no quiet time. I try to go to places where it's noisy on the outside so that it's not noisy on my inside.
Really?
Yes.
So you don't like those, like you're not a meditation guy?
Oh, no. No, that just gives, that's a better echo chamber for the voices in my, I don't want to be quiet.
Do you leave the TV on when you go to sleep, like in the background?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yes. Noise.
I can't sleep like that at all. So when you're creating something, if you're writing, do you have to be somewhere where there's a little background noise? Like if you're going to write, say you're going to write a script or whatever, do you have to, can you sit in total quiet, or do you have to go to like to a restaurant, or where there's some kind of background sound?
No and no. So if I'm not that disciplined where I can sit down and write something. So shit just comes to me all day, and then I'll put it into my phone.
Right.
And then hopefully the people around me are nice enough to help me organize whatever shit I had. But for years, like when I was doing comedy in the 70s, I would always just have little pieces. I didn't even have the organization skill to get a pad. So I would have like a matchbox and a piece of toilet paper, and then in the morning, I'd wake up and there's a nightstand, and it'd say, dog shit. And I go, I don't even remember what that, but I'm sure I'm going to open with it.
There's a photo of my career next to
it. So what happens when the head is left alone? What are the thoughts that you're trying to, is it anxiety? What is it?
It's a level. It could be anxiety. It could be depression. It's just dark, and or it could be a reoccurring thought that just keeps coming back that makes no sense to me. That I can't. Or I have to tap something. I have OCD and anxiety. I'm a mess.
Is it any better than it was? You talked about it a lot. Did it help it at all?
Yeah, it was better before I walked in the room. And now it seems to have gone downhill. And
tapping sometimes feels good, though. I know.
I'm reeling out of control.
Middle right finger, the nail.
Wait.
This is my birthday, and I feel like I'm closer to my death day.
Yeah, he walked in and
you attacked him.
He feels his jacket has been mocked. He's been called old, and now you're encouraging him to start tapping.
I'm not actually. I understand a certain part of that craziness.
This is not good.
Do.
No, I'm okay. I'm medicated.
So far, Jim Florentine is your only ally in this room.
Look, Howie's so freaked out that he took his coat off. He's like, I don't want Sam focusing on us anymore. Just make sure next time you do the show, you don't wear that hoodie, because Sam's going to remember it.
It's just a nice jacket. That's all.
Why didn't you start with that?
Nice.
Huh?
Why didn't you start with that?
That's a good point.
That's not a good closer.
I didn't know how sensitive you were about the jacket.
I'm not.
You seem very sensitive. You brought up the jacket more than I brought up Chip.
Not true.
Yeah,
but the truth is, go ahead.
You didn't say the jacket was nice. You just said, "Hey, you wore that last night."
You didn't let me. You guys jumped down my throat.
No, I know what you're doing because you saw. Hey, that's the thing I saw on TV. That's the TV thing you saw yesterday.
But I'm the thing.
Adam, your goddamn logic.
I'm the thing he saw on TV.
That's true.
Look at you.
That's true.
Look at you. You were there last night. They're here. You don't go that specific. But jacket again. Yeah. That's what I heard.
I told you I was entertained by something you did. It was a whole thing. It was great. And I'm excited about Deal or No Deal. I watch CNBC all the time because I watch the Shark Tank marathons and I watch The Prophet. Those are two of my favorite shows, and the fact that they're on. And a lot of times I get annoyed when I hear there are other shows on CNBC because they just put marathons on all the time.
Yeah, it's a perfect place for us.
But I saw Deal or No Deal because they run the commercials constantly, and number one, I got happy because I said they're putting some promotion behind this. This is great.
They really are.
And number two, I knew immediately if I find out there's a Deal or No Deal marathon canceling my Shark Tank marathon, I'm still going to be happy. Because Deal or No Deal is great, and I'm glad it's
I think
back.
we can all live together as one. I don't know that any marathons are going to be canceled. But I do have a marathon. I mean, next on December 5th, it's going to run from. I saw the ads on CNBC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. 8 p.m. to 2 a.m.
That's how they run stuff. It's great.
6 hours?
Yeah, that's what I said. Wow. 6 hours of me? That's a lot of me. My wife actually said 6 hours of me. I hope you get to change jackets at least once in those 6 hours.
That's what True TV does too, right? They figure out, okay, we have a show that people like. They tune in. They're not going to change the channel if just another episode comes on.
It's like every cable channel's become on demand, because we're in a Netflix world. And so, like, True TV is, 22 hours of the day. It's The Impractical Jokers. It's a wonderful show. Yeah. And then people tune in for The Impractical Jokers. And then after a while, my show comes on, and they stick around for it, hopefully. It's like the best lead-in ever because people just want that thing that they want there.
You have a big billboard on Lancashire?
We do. We are advertising right now.
I see you every day. I see your face. I drive down Lancashire. I see your face on the.
How's it make you feel when you see it, good or bad?
Well, you know what's weird? I'm going to be totally honest.
Yeah, please.
In the billboard.
Yeah.
Are you not wearing this jacket?
I am wearing this. Yeah, no, I am. I am literally wearing this jacket in the billboard.
He is.
That's absolutely true. See, we all do it.
Right.
We all wear the same jacket.
I get excited by it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's real life. I know the guy from my box on TV is now in front of me. It's exciting.
Look, there it is.
Not even.
Is that
that's last
No,
year's.
that's not the one I
year's.
saw this year.
That's last year's. No, that's 2 years
Troy,
ago.
It's old hat.
Troy.
This is 2 years ago.
This is operator error.
I see them in the subway all the time.
They put them up in the subway right now. It's too new to be on Google Images.
Do you have a favorite episode of Adam Ruins Everything? I know you watched a whole bunch of them.
Yes.
What did you like?
Cruise ships. when they bash cruise ships.
That's such a good guess. We've never done it, but it's such a good guess. It was seriously, a good guess. Come up in our writers' room about 10 or 11 times. So I applaud you for the effort. It was so close.
So I'm being told in my ears, if this is true information, that Adam and Jim have to leave, but Howie can stay.
I can stay, but when you say I'm being told in my ears, like if somebody wanted to communicate with you, is there another orifice?
For him, certainly is.
He's using American Sign Language in the background.
This just in on my ass.
Right. No, that's where the discipline comes from, not the messages.
When you don't listen to the messages, that's where the punishment is.
Where are you going?
So if this is factual,
I think they're just forcing us to leave the building.
Yeah, I don't want to hold you against your will. I'd love for you both to stay, but if this is factual, I don't want to hold you against your will.
You know what's weird? That and I don't know that people know this is Sirius. I listen to you guys on the air, but if you listen to Sirius, you just switch. You can switch channels. You go, okay, I don't want to listen to comedy anymore. I want to listen to country, or I want to listen to. But they don't realize that all those people are just 3 feet from us. Turning dials and thinking I'm listening to a whole new world.
Right.
No, in the next window, there's some guy.
Sway is right there. That's Eminem's studio. Shade 45 is right next door to us.
Like if you got tired of us and turned over to Sway, we could just as quickly just walk over to Sway's studio and be on that show too.
Do you know that I'm doing that next?
Is that right?
Yes, I'm just waiting. I've signaled to the people that I'm with to bring me a new jacket.
Howie, if
Sway's not going to be as kind as I was.
If your wife was watching the Christmas tree lighting last night on TV, and then she saw a video of this show this morning, would she say, "Howie, you wore the same jacket 2 days in a row"? Would your wife point that out?
That is the jacket my wife bought us for our 40th anniversary.
It's beautiful,
and I've been celebrating with
beautiful.
Our jacket. The jacket means I feel like she's always with me. I'm always wrapped up in her. I know she's listening right now.
Oh my God,
honey, I love you. No, she would say that.
My girlfriend did something like that too for our anniversary.
What did she give you?
A noose.
On that note, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
pleasure,
Adam,
man.
thank you.
Funny show, man.
Absolutely.
Continued success. I am a fan. I do watch.
Thank you so much, Howie. That's so kind of you. Thanks so much. I've been
I don't do it out of
so
kindness. You're very funny.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Deal or No Deal is coming back. That show is one of the most addictive shows. I used to watch that for hours.
So Monday, what are you going to do?
I'm going to watch the show on Monday.
So let's tweet at each other.
Let's do that. You going to watch my show Tuesdays at 10?
I will.
Thank you so much.
I'll watch.
Oh, that's perfect.
On Monday at 10, you tweet with me. Tuesday at 10, I'm going to watch.
I'm going to make a note to
And
do
then,
it.
by the way,
the first episode? What are you doing on?
We did Guns. That just was our premiere on Tuesday, and next week is Sleep. Adam Rowan's Sleep.
Oh, that's great.
We're doing mattresses, bunch of other crazy stuff.
And then Wednesday, after we're done with those two shows, we'll go to CNBC and watch Deal or No Deal again.
We should do that.
It's perfect.
Who are your producers? Who is it? Who produces the show?
I started with the guys at College Humor, and then the producers we have on the show now came with me from there.
Oh,
so,
okay. That's
yeah.
I thought I met some people.
We have a recurring character on our show, Haley Marie Norman, who got her start on Deal or No Deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, they either go to Nathan ruins everything, or they go to Adam ruins everything. I was going to say Nathan ruins everything.
See,
the show I watch.
That's show business synergy right there.
Right.
Jim and I do not have those conversations.
No, but that's a deal or no deal model.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so they either become a duchess or they do his show.
Hey, thanks so much, man. Thank you, guys.
Hey, man. Good seeing you.
Hey, you too.
And Howie, if you want to see me, I'll be at the Treehouse in Westport, Connecticut on Saturday. So if you want to tweet at me during the show,
I would love to.
And then we're over to theater.
Are you doing any more calls? Do you do a lot? I love prank calls.
I haven't done them in a while.
You did the best. I love prank calls and I love pranks. Nobody is better at that than you.
Yeah, I don't know. I was living with Jim at the time, and I was doing them. And Jim was like, "Dude, you're sitting on some gold here." And I'm like, "I was just doing it because I was bored."
They were just funny things, but I would walk in and I would hear him going, "Yay, yay!" in the hallway in the office.
Right?
Don't you? It was addicting because I started thinking like I would hear it in my head and do it like I'm like, that's fucking addicting.
Don't you have a whole album of telemarketer?
I got
stuff?
like six albums. Yeah. But Jim was he's like, "Dude, this is funny stuff, man. You should really start recording this stuff." I didn't. I was just playing around on the phone. So I just stepped in shit, and then Stern started playing. And it just blew up from there.
And then Jim got a show he was on Comedy Central. I was happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, you mean when Jim got to do a show with Eminem?
Yeah,
you thought you were happy.
I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's irony, right?
I was. Yeah, but I mean, he's my friend, so he got my first paid gig in comedy.
Really?
I probably would be a comic for Jim. Yeah, 1990.
How long have you been doing comedy?
80, 90, 89, like 6 months before Jim.
Yeah, I started in April of 1990. Yeah.
You guys are youngins. The first time I met you was on
Tough Crowd.
Colin Quinn.
That's right. They freaked you out. They told you I had AIDS. They did. And then they sat me next to him on the couch like, he has AIDS. Yeah. Just to freak him out, Colin and the writers told me.
How does it make you feel that Howie was like, yeah, that sounds right. I believe it.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that because I really was freaked out.
Yeah.
Because our photo
I didn't know
together.
him. He was a young comic, and we have him, and he has AIDS, and he does the whole thing on AIDS, and you'll be sitting with him.
And I remember our first picture together. We were standing, both of our hands behind our back, and we were far apart. It was very fun.
Did it come up on the air, or was that just for your own enjoyment?
No, that was for their enjoyment of watching me squirm.
Yeah.
No, I didn't bring it up. I thought it was real. I didn't know.
And you were they never kind of smartened you up to it on the air at all.
No,
it was just a fun thing to do.
No, I think you realized it was a lie when you saw me 10 years later and I was okay. Wow, all right, that was a lie.
Although you've lost weight,
I sure have.
That's it's not good. No, not always good. Well, Jim, are you sticking around? Or do
Yeah,
you
I got to run.
He's interviewing Ted Nugent, so.
All right.
So that's goodbye, right? Like when you say, "Are you sticking around?" What if he said, "Yeah"?
You're welcome to.
He has to leave.
I love him. You're going to Ted Nugent?
I'm interviewing him I do a show on Ozzy's Boneyard, the Hard Rock Channel.
Yeah, right.
So I'm interviewing him for
fantastic.
There. So
okay, all right.
Everybody's got a lot going on, Howie. Everybody. I mean, not as much as you.
It's starting to make me feel bad because everybody's got places to go and I got nothing.
You just got here though. They were here before you.
That's true. Yeah, Adam came in at 9:30 and Jim's been here since 7.
Plus, I don't know if you heard, but Monday on NBC, it's the 10th anniversary of Deal or No Deal.
Right.
And then Wednesday, you're going to become a fixture of CNBC when Deal or No Deal comes back to be an even bigger phenomenon than it ever was.
And I thank you for that. And you know what? You make a shitty segue sound so smooth and works.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you
Where
very,
are you
very
going?
much.
I don't know if you heard, but Monday is Deal or No Deal. But you did it with such grace that I think listeners are going, that just flows.
Right.
But it doesn't.
Well,
I mean, if you wrote it down and you read it, you'd go, am I missing a page?
Right. But I wish you hadn't pointed that out because then the listeners never would have.
Well, your segue is like my jacket.
I see. I deserved it. Well, thank you, Florentine.
Thank
you.
Yes.
Howie's good meeting you.
Good meeting you.
You guys never met before?
No, I never met him. I listened to him. I love prank calls. I listened to him.
Comedy Club.
Yeah. Were you at the comedy club?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did like the opening weekend then in AC.
Oh, well, thanks.
You have a club in AC?
Yeah, at the Hard Rock.
Cool.
It's called,
great.
I forget what it's called. It's called...
Why didn't you know that, Jim?
Howie Mandel's Comedy Club.
Oh, right! Right.
We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norm. We'll be back with Best of... We'll be back with more Best of Jim Roberts. We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. The Jason Ellis Show.
Thomas Hayden Church, I believe, is.
What? Thomas?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You were talking about your dilemma with your daughter. I have a dilemma myself. I mean, look, Tully and Kevin, you guys are a lot closer to being teenage girls than Jason and I. But Jason and I have teenage daughters.
Right, so we got all sides of this debate covered.
Live, 5 p.m. East, replay at 5 p.m. West, and on demand anytime.
Good evening, my night owls, and welcome to the night shift for a special evening of music for which the nighttime is the right time. This is volume 10 of From My Home to Yours, titled In Dreams.
Bruce Springsteen DJs on E Street Radio, Channel 20. Hear replays throughout the week or anytime on demand with the Sirius XM app. Search Bruce Springsteen.
Friday nights. A new era of WWE SmackDown is on Fox.
Oh my God!
Featuring your favorite WWE superstars, all ready to put the smack back in SmackDown. And don't forget, I'm still the big dog. Roman Reigns.
There it is!
New yard.
This is awesome!
Same rules. Believe that. Fridays won't know what hit it. Friday Night SmackDown at 8 p.m. on Fox.
My dog, Mojo, was half beagle and half coonhound. He ate everything in sight. He would swallow things whole, including a chicken carcass, a bird nest with a bird in it, and assorted stones and sticks. We had to take him to the veterinary emergency room. After surgery, Mojo had skin issues. He was constantly itching and scratching, chewing on his feet and chewing the hair right off of his legs, being irritated, lethargic, and just not the same dog.
DINOVITE.com.
When we put him on the Dinovite, he took right to it. All of these symptoms disappeared.
Dinovite is nutrition. If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
Something that he actually likes to eat. You need to put him on Dinovite. Dinovite for life. If you love your dog, you don't just want him healthy, you want him to be happy.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
If you're in HR, you're probably wearing a lot of hats. Recruiter, team builder, trainer, mediator, policymaker, and of course, paper pusher. But not anymore. Bamboo HR is the #1 HR software for small and medium businesses. It manages all your employee data easily and automates countless tasks, so you can focus on people, not paperwork. Bamboo HR frees you from spreadsheets, so you can do your real job, creating a great place to work. If the data shuffle and paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all your hats, you're ready for Bamboo. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Bamboo HR is a dream. Let us free up your time and put your days of pushing paperwork behind you, so you can focus on the people and making your company a great place to work for everyone. Try PC Magazine's top pick for HR software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/free. This is a limited offer, only available to radio listeners at bamboohr.com/free. That's bamboohr.com/free.
You're looking for a company that cares about you. Will keep you running, not sitting. With long hauls and the choice to take the loads you want.
Stop looking. John Christner Trucking is all of that and more. We offer great equipment and consistent lanes.
We keep it simple.
We get you loaded, get you paid, and get you home.
Call us today.
866-386-1860 or on the web at johnchrisner.com. 866-386-1860 or on the web at johnchrisner.com.
Channel 103. Faction Talk.
What's summer without a road trip? And what's a road trip without music? That's why we created a channel crammed full of nothing but driving tunes.
Don't show up. Don't come out.
Sirius XM's Road Trip Radio, channel 301 on select radios, and always on the Sirius XM app.
Are you a survivor of sexual abuse while in the Boy Scouts? You may be entitled to compensation, no matter how long ago the abuse happened, but your time to file a claim is limited. Call 800-678-8807. That's 800-678-8807 for more information. As a result of thousands of victims filing sexual abuse claims, the Boy Scouts have filed for bankruptcy protection, and the bankruptcy court has set November 16, 2020 as the deadline for abuse survivors to file a claim. As a result of this bankruptcy, a victims' compensation fund is being set up that may be worth over $1.5 billion. If you are a survivor of sexual abuse while in the Boy Scouts, you may be entitled to compensation. Call 800-678-8807. That's 800-678-8807 and talk to one of the compassionate counselors for more information and to see if you may qualify. Your call is completely confidential. Call 800-678-8807 today. Sponsored by Sheldon Law Group.
Hi, I'm Greg Miner. As the founder of a small business, I know firsthand how difficult it can be to manage through cash flow problems. When I tried to borrow money, the banks wouldn't touch me and I got a lot of fast talk from loan brokers. That's why we founded Merchant Capital Source 10 years ago, to help small business owners like you get the funding you need without getting the runaround. We'll fund your business from $5,000 to $200,000, and because we're a direct lender, there's no middleman to cause delays or cost you money. If you've been in business for 6 months and have sales of at least $15,000 per month, we can approve you within hours and put cash in your account within 3 days. The process is fast and easy, and the best part is that no tax returns, financial statements, or business plans are necessary. Experience the Merchant Capital Source difference and get cash for your business today.
Apply online at mcscash.com or call 800-368-2294. That's 800-368-2294. 800-368-2294. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Lender's Law license.
When running a business, HR issues can kill you. Wrongful termination suits, minimum wage requirements, labor regulations, and HR manager salaries are not cheap. They're $70,000 a year. I'm Alan Jones, founder and CEO of Bambi. I created Bambi specifically for small business. Get a dedicated HR manager, craft HR policy, and maintain your compliance, all for just $99 a month. Seriously, let's change HR from your biggest liability to your biggest strength. With Bambi, your dedicated HR manager is available by phone, email, or real-time chat. From onboarding to terminations, we customize your policies to fit your business and help you manage your employees day to day, all for just $99 a month, period. Month to month, no hidden fees, cancel anytime. Get a free HR audit today.
Go to Bambi.com/XM right now to schedule your free HR audit. That's Bambi.com/XM. Spelled BAM to the BEE.com/XM.
We are back with more Best Of. Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. And joining us at this time, you may know him as one half of the History Hyenas. You may know him from his Comedy Central Global Podcast Network Stand Up with Chris DiStefano. It's Chris DiStefano. Welcome.
It is.
Welcome.
How you doing? What's up, baby?
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking Chrissy sore throats.
Yeah. Do you have a sore throat?
No, my daughter had strep throat.
I see.
Last week, and
so
then
no making out.
Well, yeah, I took her to the doctor.
Okay.
I took her to the doctor. The doctor says strep throat. Go get the antibiotics from the Rite Aid. I'm holding my daughter, walking 2 blocks. My daughter's sleeping on my shoulder. Wakes up, sneezes directly into my mouth.
Oh God!
An open mouth, full sneeze. Swallow that.
You do.
And then I had strep throat symptoms. I started getting sick July 4th. But now I'm on 4 days of antibiotics. I'm fine now. I feel better now. But
I
my
hope you
daughter's
punished
sick.
her.
I did. Well,
Yeah.
she's sick again. Now my daughter this morning, my kid's mom called me 6 a.m. being like, we have to take your daughter to the doctor. She's sick again. So she's got, I don't know what's going on. I got to take her.
Is she going to school and catching everything there?
I don't know. She was at the beach with. I got a situation.
What's the situation?
She was at the no. I'm saying she was at the beach with my kid's mom and her new boyfriend. So it's like I don't know what's going on. I don't know what kind of germs this new guy's bringing around.
Right.
You know,
he might be sickly.
Yeah, it might just be a sickly fuck.
Right.
So, but
have you met him?
I met him once. He seems like a nice enough guy. He really does.
But maybe prone to illness.
It could be, yeah. He could be prone. He doesn't have dominant German genes like I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you a bigger guy than him?
Yes.
That's got to feel good.
Quite significantly bigger.
Okay.
Well,
good.
he's very muscular, but he's short. So
Oh.
I feel like when I met him, he hit on his tippy toes a little bit.
Sure.
I saw him rock it a little bit, and I was like,
he
wasn't a dick.
No, he wasn't a dick, but I noticed that he did that, and I want to be like, hey, man, like, whatever. It's just height.
Yeah, I know, but that's easy for you.
That makes it worse.
That's easy. Yeah, it's way worse because you're the ex who's, taller.
I know. Well, you know what's
And let me ask you this.
Yes.
You would tell me the truth. Are you more handsome than he is? Because you're a handsome guy.
The thing is, I think he's I think he's a handsome guy. Truly, I do.
But look at that hairline on you. Look at that jaw that you've been able to sculpt for yourself. You know what I mean?
You know what's interesting?
Tell me.
My kid's ex, my kid's mom has a kid from a previous relationship, and that kid's dad and I are like friends now.
You've both been through the war.
Well, yeah,
Sure.
but because
We're survivors.
but he always tells me, he's always like, because he's 8 years removed, I'm just 2 years removed, so he's always tells me, he's like, yeah, man, like this new guy, he's like, you have to think about what it is from his point of view. He's like, you're a comedian, you're taller, like you're a good dad. He was like, this guy, like you can't be really nice to him. He doesn't like you. You have to understand he just doesn't like you.
Yeah, because why would he?
Because I'm very happy with my life. I'm like, I'm a single dad. I love my daughter. I don't have to deal with my kid's mom shit anymore. It's great.
But the point is your career's going well.
Yeah.
And when your career's going well, it means there's visibility on you.
Yeah.
And when you're a comic, when you're working in entertainment and your career's going well, everybody knows it. And the person who really knows it is going to be the person who's with your ex who's constantly got that thing in his head going, hope I'm better than the guy who was before.
I'd hate to date someone and see her fucking ex-boyfriend on TV or a podcast.
Yeah, just brutal.
Plus, most of the time when you date somebody, you don't have physical evidence that he ejaculated inside of her.
That hurts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there is evidence.
Well,
of
in my
that.
situations.
You know what? I think I've said this on the show before because I'm just a lunatic and I just kind of I'm just Chrissy goes. I just go by the seat of my pants. I really liked my kid's mom when we first started hanging out. Like I really like just felt a connection with her, and I was really insecure that she had a kid with someone else for the same reason you just brought up. It's like there's physical evidence that they had sex. So then I just came inside of her and had a kid with her too.
Well, you told
That's
me.
just what I did.
I remember when there was a baby. I think you were on like whatever show I was doing at the time. It was a solo show, and you said, because I never forgot it. You said you wanted to get her pregnant.
Yes,
and you had been with her for less than a year.
Oh, less than a year. I was with her for she got pregnant on like the third date.
Because you wanted to get her, but you wanted to get her pregnant.
Yeah, because I'm nuts. And I don't regret anything. But
you got a great daughter out of the deal.
When you came into the first time, did you think like I'm going to get her pregnant, or did it just feel good and you knew it could happen, but you weren't?
It felt good, and it felt like if she was to get pregnant, I didn't feel like it would be the worst thing in the world because it's kind of like I would then some way in my warped, sick, nuts mind feel equal to her ex because they have a kid and now we have a kid, and it was deranged and nuts. And again, I don't regret it because I love my daughter. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. But just looking back, it's like I should, really take therapy up a little notch.
Oh, I think
know what
so
I mean?
for
Because
sure.
most normal people don't do what I did.
They might have that initial thought of like, oh, this person does have that one up on me because they have that connection that I'll never have. And then they go, oh, I would have that if I got her pregnant. But then right after that, they go, but I can't do that. We've only had 3 dates.
Yeah, like for example.
But you didn't do the third part.
This week, 2 weeks ago, I was in England. I was in London doing shows, and then I went to Newcastle, England, and I was there in Newcastle for 2 days, supposed to be there for 5. On the morning of the third day, didn't tell my manager, didn't tell my agent, didn't tell my family. I just got on a 3-hour train back to London, took a cab to Heathrow, and got on a flight back to the United States and sent an email from the middle of the Atlantic Ocean telling the club that I had a family emergency. I needed to leave.
Why?
Because
you had a panic attack?
I just woke up and I saw my kid on Instagram at the park. I was like, I'd rather be in New York. I don't want to be in fucking dumb Newcastle making 70 pounds a day. I was like,
Did you cancel? Oh, you just canceled shows?
Yeah, I just left. Well, if I was headlining, I wouldn't have done that, but it was like, showcase show.
Sure,
There was there were 5 comics hanging out the night before. I was like, they don't really need me. And also the other comedians just kept shitting on America. And it's like, I just don't, I was like, I don't need to deal with these guys that really aren't that. I can't understand a word they're saying. I don't even know if they're funny or not funny.
They're shitting on America to you or on stage?
To me. Just shitting on everywhere you go is just shitting on America. And it's like, listen, England, nobody's dying to fucking get into your borders. They're fucking rolling up on the shores here.
And it's like, I know we got Trump and everything.
Yeah.
But, how do you think America was formed?
Exactly.
Kick the shit out of you.
Kick the fucking shit out of you.
And we shouldn't have been able to. We shouldn't have been able to.
So I just didn't want to deal. But another person would have been like, you know what? Not impulsively did what I did.
No, it's crazy what you did.
They chased you back to America.
Yeah. But I know if I would have talked to my manager, talked to my agent, everybody would have convinced me to stay. And what would have happened? I would have just been sitting there missing my daughter, really being like, I can make the same amount of money that I'm making here and have the same impact back home in New York. Like I said, I wouldn't cancel a headlining show or big opportunity, but I was just like, why am I here? Why did I do this to myself?
What am I doing?
But when I landed in JFK, I felt very powerful. I felt like, because I knew that it didn't really fuck them. Because they didn't care about me. They didn't know who I was. The club didn't care. The management, you could just tell the management.
Were you doing well on stage? I'm sure you were killing on stage, though.
I was doing well. Yeah, I was doing well, but I don't think, but
it's also like for you at that point, you're now going, I have some power in this game.
Yeah.
Like you're not sitting there anymore as a comedian going, okay, whatever any club wants me to do, I'll just do it because I'm just lucky to be on stage.
No.
Like you're finally in a position where you're taking power over what you're doing.
I don't think about it like that anymore. I mean, listen, I don't like to just cancel something. I mean, that's, but I genuinely felt strongly. I was like, I don't want to be here right now. So it's like, it's my life, Somebody else will convince you to do something and then it's your life that's going by now.
And you're not going to live forever.
Fuck no, dude. Well, not the way John
Bon Jovi said that.
I have high cholesterol, high blood pressure.
Do you?
Yeah, but it's under control now.
Do you have gout?
I did have a bagel. No, I have GERD, though, gastroesophageal reflux disease.
I'm sorry to hear that.
GERD is like acid reflux, but it's a disease where like anything I eat, it's just burning hot fire in my chest.
What if you have what if you eat a bunch of hot sauce and coffee?
Coffee's the worst.
Is it?
But I need it to survive.
Right.
But it is the worst.
So what do you take for that? For GERD?
You could take antacids. I was taking this medication, but the side effect of the medication was I couldn't sneeze. I know it's a wild thing.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I just I would feel things like I would feel it in my nose, and then it would sneeze would come out.
What was it doing? Drying you out or something?
No, the doctor said his speculation was that it just was causing some type of like misfiring with my cranial nerves, and it was just not sneezing.
That's
was like,
scary. It was affecting your brain in ways that you don't even understand.
It's the worst feeling.
I couldn't get it, and nothing I could do. I mean, it got to the point. I didn't sneeze for like 2-3 weeks. It got to the point where it was like it was giving me anxiety. I was on like forums asking people. There's people out there who don't sneeze.
You went to message boards to find out how you could sneeze again?
I was speaking to a guy. I swear to God, I was speaking to a guy on a Quora message board. He said he hasn't sneezed in over 2 years.
Does he like that or no?
No, he hates it. He said
Why?
he just deals with it. He can't.
Maybe he's a coke dealer. That's a great side effect.
Yeah. Oh, and then I met a guy. You were the one that initially told me about this. Remember that empty nose syndrome we talked about once?
Yes, which is scary if you have your turbinates shrunk too much.
What's empty nose syndrome?
The little things when you breathe, you can feel the air. You don't know what it is, but it feels like the air is flowing over a little invisible mountain in your stomach.
It's like a little mountain.
It's going over something. But hollow nose is when they shrink those turbinates too much, or empty nose, and then your nose feels like this.
Oh, that's scary.
Open your mouth and take a deep breath like that.
Oh, I see. I totally get
There's
it.
nothing regulating the airflow.
Like it's going straight through your skull.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people got like a 90% suicide rate or something like that.
No,
really?
Yeah, it's like well, I learned because I was speaking to this guy who couldn't sneeze and he had empty nose.
And you feel like you can't breathe, right?
He said every day of my life, he was like every day of my life, he's like it feels like you ever when you were a kid, you ever go too low in a pool and then you swim to the top and you're like I got to get there to get air, and then you get air and it's fine. He said I never get the air.
Yep.
He said that's what my life feels like. Every second of my life. He's like, and I can't sneeze. But he was like, but how's your fucking GERD?
So wait a minute, so he can't get that fixed. I think they can't do it. He probably had, unless there's something else that caused, I'm going to guess he had some type of sinus surgery and they shaved too much off his
You
turbinates.
can only get it from that. The only way to get empty nose syndrome is from the shaving too much of the inferior turbinates.
Can you sue for malpractice?
No, because right now again, just from speaking to this guy, I know all this information about it.
You're great.
He said that because it's not recognized by the U.S. Medical Society bullshit, whatever, that they believe it's in the patient's heads, because from the surgeon's point of view, they say your organs are intact enough and the bone structure, it should be working. So this is a mental illness. It's a psychological thing. So they start to prescribe panic disorder medication.
Oh my God! No wonder they're all committing suicide.
But now there's a doctor, I think in Australia, who is starting to make like fake turbinates and
putting actually stuff back on, which is what you wanted to take it off so you could fucking breathe good to begin with.
Yeah. So, yeah, man.
But you got off that medication so you can sneeze again.
Now I can sneeze again, but I just deal with crippling GERD at times.
Right.
It depends.
Right. You're having a nice water this morning. Smart.
No, but I have a nice coffee coming with an oatmeal with bananas and fresh fruit.
Oatmeal causes reflux too, I think, right? I don't know why.
So as the show progresses, you'll get your breakfast and we'll get GERD updates?
Well, I woke up at 5:45 this morning. I was woken up by my kid's mom, so I already had 2 bagels.
Why did she wake
butter.
you up at 5:45?
Well, she called me because she wanted me to take our daughter is not feeling well, so she wanted to take her to the doctor, and I said I can, but I have to just come do this first, and then I'll cancel the second part of my day, so you can go teach Zumba.
Why wouldn't you just cancel that?
Because your Zumba instruction job is so important. Obviously, that's what's going to take the family somewhere, right?
Yes. So I will cancel so you could do Zumba. Yeah. So
well, that's great. It seems like everything's going gangbusters for you right now.
To be honest with you, through it, spite of it all, I'm just happy. I'm at that point now where it's like I'm comfortable with who I am, single dad. When I have my kid, it's great. When I talk to my kid, that's all.
I was talking to somebody yesterday about like getting used to single parent life, and it seems like it's really not that bad because you don't you figure out a relationship with this person that you had the kid with that you're not in love with anymore.
But if you hate them, you have to see them and have that's the hard part.
Well, you got to get
really
past
hate them.
hating.
That
right?
I think that the strongest thing is I think you have to have an open line of communication.
Yeah.
Once one of the co-parents stops communicating, won't respond to texts, or is having a vendetta with someone else and then uses the kid through you, that's when it's a big problem. So I think that's the thing. Yeah, we're not going to like each other. It's always going to be awkward a little bit, and you had a baby together, and now the love is gone. But the communication that has to stay.
And you
open.
have this kid in common. Like you both have the same feeling for that
What's
kid.
What's gotta suck too is if you're married to a guy, and the guy is.
Why would I be married to a guy, man?
I was just saying the
Me and you aren't the same.
That's a good point. But if someone is married to a guy who's a stalker, or those obsessive exes that won't let go, and you have a kid with that guy, and you have to sit, that's got to be the fucking worst, the obsessive ex-husband that you have to have a relationship with.
Yeah. I think all things considered, I think personally I've been pretty easy to deal with as a co-parent.
But it also seems like if you do it right with the kid, it's like when you have the kid, you can make sure it's all quality time, and when you don't have the kid, you can actually get to your life. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what my thought process is throughout my whole life now. Is every decision I make, especially with co-parenting, is the point of view of my daughter. I don't think about my point of view or my kid's mom's point of view. I'm like, how does this affect my daughter? Like, even when it was very difficult for me to go into a situation when I had my daughter and I was now living with my kid's mom's son, who was a little kid, and he's a 4 or 5 year old kid at the time, so he's just being a kid. But it's like when it's not your kid and he's all around you, it starts to get really annoying, and you're like, I can't deal with this fucking kid because it's not my kid.
Right.
But then I stopped saying that. I stopped saying it's not my kid. And then I just changed it. I said, this is my daughter's brother. So once I connected to my daughter, everything starts to get a lot easier for me to cope with, because I'm like, it's affecting my daughter. Right. Don't worry about me. I am who I am. Mm-hmm. We're molding this kid.
Right.
So, cultivating. We're not supposed to say molding or raising. That's what the grade
cultivating. Okay, that implies growth on the person's part.
Yes.
And you're just laying the seeds. You're planting the seed for their growth.
Sudgura. Sudgura.
I don't know, but that dummy doesn't.
Tom Segura?
Tom
Yeah, I know Tom Segura.
Yeah. Tom Segura told me to stop saying raise your children, but instead say cultivate them.
Ew.
Yeah.
But I think that you're not
raising is fine.
You're raising children.
Well,
you're instilling a value system.
A child.
Yeah, but the Sudguru was saying that you say cultivate because he said, every other life form, there's they're in between the two lines. They eat and shit and then they die, and it's the same thing. He said humans were constantly going back and forth. We're like blurred line creature because of our brain, because of our emotional component of who we
Yeah.
are. So he's like, when you raise something, like you raise animals, sheep and cattle, cultivating, he was like, meaning like it's, you just kind of show, you don't have to actually tell them what to do. You just imply things and let them do it.
That's
I don't
stupid.
fucking
Here's
know.
why I
It's
don't
probably
like.
stupid.
Here's why I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
Here's what cultivate is as opposed to raise. Takes away responsibility. Like literally, there's less pressure in raising. I mean, in cultivating. Like if you're raising your kid, that's a proactive thing. You better
Sure.
fucking do. But cultivating, she's like, I'm just laying the seeds out, and then they can do what they want.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I mean, that's what the term
No,
means
right.
to me.
Totally.
So
If
tell
a-
that guy to fuck. He bugs me. Who is? Do you know him?
It's a Sudguru, Sudghru or something. He's like a famous, he's one of these fucking.
Does he have
Indian
kids?
guys. Yeah, he actually does have a daughter, which I'm like, what, you're so
That's just-
holy
that's
thou,
just
you're
new
fucking
age.
bitches out here.
I think you're right.
That's new age shitty language.
Yeah.
Cultivating a child.
No, but
you're
yeah.
raising a kid.
I mean, think about
That's
it.
responsibility.
If you
His name
plant,
is Sadguru, Sadhguru.
You called him Sudguru.
you call him
Fucking Chris
there it is.
Yes, my favorite Adam Sandler movie is Hapigamore. It's too fucking word. Sudguru.
I'm just a dumb mook from Brooklyn. I'm
Yeah.
like, this Sandy, fucking sand.
Sad guru. This guy sucks.
Yeah,
you don't
Sand's
cultivate a child. Fuck up.
no, you raise the child.
Of course you do.
You teach him right from wrong.
No, I know. Well,
Yeah.
he's got a lot of followers, 2.9 million.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, maybe he does
because he's
know.
giving a lot of people
By the way-
fucking excuses to not do what they're supposed to do.
2.09.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
million.
right.
Okay, you just give him about 800,000.
Thanks for my oatmeal.
Oatmeal. Cool.
Yeah.
So that's all good, man.
So we're all good, man.
We're all good.
How old is your daughter now?
She's 4.
Okay.
She's 4 years old now, so she's yeah, man, going to Montauk next week. She's having a great time.
Just to relax.
Yeah, just fucking taking her on a little vacation.
Does
Fuck
she
it.
like the beach?
She doesn't like. She likes the beach, but she hates getting sand in her butt. She's always like, I don't want to get sand in my butt, so I have to constantly clean out her butt. She has like a thing where it's like she always thinks there's sand in her butt, and I'm like, there's no sand in your butt.
She's very tactile. She doesn't like to. Nobody likes sand in their butt. Good for her at 4 to be able to say "fuck the beach."
Fuck the beach. Yeah, well, yeah, she went, this past weekend with her mom, and now she's fucking sick. So
yeah, you see what happened, but that's because of that,
yeah, because she didn't clean the sand out of her butt.
Well, and also her new her mom's
he's
new
not-
boyfriend is he's
a disease carrier,
prone to illness.
Do you like the beach?
I
haven't been in years.
I hate the beach.
I don't like the beach
I hate
at
the
all.
beach and I hate the sun more than I think most people. I may hate the beach and the sun more than anyone you've ever met. I can't explain to you how much my mood changes in a negative way when it's a nice, beautiful day.
Really?
When it's rainy and cold, I'm the happiest I am that week. I don't know why.
You don't know
I have
why.
no insight into what. The only thing I can think of is maybe when my brain was forming, something very positive happened. Like I'm talking about 2-3 years old, and it was a shit day out. Like,
or
I don't know.
maybe something very negative happened on a sunny
Could be
day.
that.
Or I don't necessarily like. So I know what you mean by that. I'm not as negative about it as you are, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
It could be that you like darkness and secrets and fucking like I like when it gets later. I like when it's dark out.
Right.
Like it's almost like it's protective and fucking secretive as opposed to the sunshine when everybody's happy. I don't know. There's something about that. I get it though. I can't explain it, but I know what you mean.
I think also too, like when it's sunny and nice out there, is like this subconscious like expectation that you have to go out and do something. You have to be productive today. You can't just sit and be
Right.
lazy. When even though that's not what I'm doing anyway, I think it's all subconscious. But I know when it's like when I wake up and it's like a nice rainy day, I can't explain to you how happy I am.
But you
Because
have to
nobody's
going out
got
and
any
it sucks.
expectations on you.
Yeah, but I still go out and do what I have to do, whether
But-
it's sunny or rainy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's like I don't have to, right? But
Right.
but I hate. I mean, I hate the heat. Like I get really mad.
Well, you're a guy you have a good beach face. Like if I look like Chris, I'd be at the beach. I don't go to the beach because I don't want to take
Yeah.
my shirt off and
Chris
be a
looks
fucking.
like-
people think I'm going to sting
Yeah,
them.
but that's the thing with me. I have leading man face, best friend body. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So when at the beach, it's usually like, look at this guy's head, and then I come up at the sand like, oh Jesus, I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
expect those.
You're
tits.
just in you're in shoulder deep water as
Yeah.
often as possible.
As soon as I get in a pool or water, I jump right in. I'm always the first guy to jump in, and then I'm just head. And then I just show off my best features, which are the top of my traps and the bottom part of my jaw.
You know what? I was about to say, you look like, though, that you're in, like, old school good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
maybe that's because I'm looking at your traps and shoulders.
He's the type of guy that would have a Pabst Blue Ribbon and then punch you in the mouth.
Like, I thought that he looked like the guy in, like, the 50s who was in the ads kicking dirt in the geek's face.
Mac. That was
Right.
Mac.
Yeah.
And the little geek, he would bully the 98-pound weakling.
The 98-pound
Who would then go to
weakling.
Jack LaLanne.
No, I mean, I've lost a lot of weight. I've lost like 25 pounds. I've been boxing a lot. But even when I was playing college basketball, like tip-top, as far as my body could go, I was always strong and always similar to what you I was never ripped.
Right.
People always, every time I took my shirt off, people were like, oh, I thought it was going to be a little bit more there.
Do you think there's some people that just genetically, like, I could lose 10 pounds, but I can't get abs. No. I can't get at it. Well, my body is not meant for abs.
No, well, I mean, like, you know, like Mateo Lane. You guys, I'm sure you've had Mateo.
Yeah.
Lane.
Of course, yeah.
So he said his whole life, when he was 5 years old, the frame that he has, he's put a lot of muscle onto it, but he's always had a chiseled chest and abs. He's never once in his life not seen a chiseled chest or ab. And he said there's been many times in his life where he hasn't worked out that much. So for him, it's impossible to get fat.
It's genetics.
You just can't.
Genetics.
Yeah, on top of hard work.
Right.
Maybe
Right,
it's-
yeah, the genetics lay the foundation.
He's in the gym a lot.
Yeah. I'm sure he is. Look at him.
Yeah, my father got diagnosed with diabetes at like 25. Has had like 4 knee replacements. He looks like Fred Flintstone, my dad. He's got like a fat piece of shit body.
Right. And you go, this is where I came from.
And my mother's just like, she's a very pretty woman, but she's just like a tubby Irish red-faced woman. So it's like the genetics are not, there's no muscle anywhere.
You saying she's a very pretty woman wouldn't make her feel better if she heard what you just said.
Yeah, after it.
Chubby red face.
Yeah, he said tubby, I think. Tubby's worse, actually.
Tubby is much worse.
Yeah.
Because chubby is at least you're acknowledging the fat. Tubby is like we're trying to talk around it. He's a little tubby.
Chubby is almost like you could
tubby.
be.
I just call my mom Tubby.
You could be endearing and chubby, like, you chubby little thing, like a baby's chubby.
You're not a chub of shit, but you are a tub of shit.
Right. Yeah. If you, hey, look at that tubby baby, you go like, what the hell is your problem?
Tub of shit.
That's what tubby's is a polite way of saying a tub of shit.
Yeah.
Tubby.
So you called your mom a tub of shit is what we're trying to say. She's a very pretty woman, but she's about a tub of shit.
She's a red-faced tub of shit. That was nice, Chris.
Yeah,
Very
nice. Tub of Irish shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's okay though.
Yeah, you look good though, man. It's like I hadn't seen you in a few. When you see, it's like I keep forgetting he's losing weight. Like you look like you're in definitely.
No, I'm definitely in starting to get to like where I felt like I was in college, but it's just, you know, also I'm going to be 35, so it's like now it's being ripped is out of the question.
Well, and Comedy
It is,
Central
right?
like loves you now, right? So it's
They've
like
been
you never know when something's gonna like pop off. You got to be in shape and ready for it.
Yeah, I got to be but all the, because I have a deal with them where I can create my own show. So
Right.
the 2 shows I have in development are both about kind of my character is a guy who has got leading man face, best friend body. So right now,
Both of them.
Yeah. One's a cartoon, one's a regular show, but both characters have the same. It's just you're a letdown. I'm just
So
a
next
letdown.
on Comedy Central, The Disappointment, starring
Yeah.
Chris Stefani. Yeah.
Comedy Central's just looking at you as you continue to pitch ideas of like how you don't like how your body's fat. You're just like, yeah, we know that, Chris. Like,
Yeah.
there's got to be more here.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, but now I just work out for my own thing. You know, for my blood pressure, and I just like to box. Boxing? Do you ever box?
No.
Let me tell you what
I
happened.
shadow box.
Fucking.
Yeah.
So I boxed down at this gym in the West Village, and this great comedian, his name's Sergio Chacon. He works with me, and he's had a few professional fights. Great guy. Like he's 2 weeks ago. Guy comes in, wants to spar. I'm just hitting the bag on the side, and he's like a lot of tough guys, quote tough guys, walk into boxing gyms with these big egos, and maybe they did prison time, or maybe they really are brawlers. But boxing is a sport; it's a different thing. You have to check your ego at the door. You just have to. When you spar someone, especially a trained fighter, you have to put on headgear, you have to put in a mouthpiece, you have to put in a cup. It's really for you. So this guy comes in, he goes, "Nah, I want to spar," and he points at Sergio. He goes, "I want to spar." He goes, "But I'm not putting on the cup any of that bullshit." And the guy, Sergio, was like, "Look, you got to put on something, headgear or something, because, you know, like, it's just the rules of the gym." He goes, "I ain't putting on the cup, but I'll put on the headgear, whatever." Like, and he's talking shit. He takes his shirt off, which is like, he's not even that in good shape, but he just takes his shirt off, whatever.
He's like probably a street tough guy.
Right. But it's like, I've seen these guys come in before. So it's like, it's brutal. But anyway, I'm just hitting the bag. They're going a couple rounds. Sergio's beating the shit out of him, but he's oblivious to it.
Yeah.
And Sergio's like, I really think you should put on, just put on some padding because, I don't want to really. And then he's like, do whatever the fuck you want, talking shit. So they're in, it's the last round that they were supposed to do. They're kind of hitting each other really close. And sometimes you get kneed in boxing. And that's why you wear the cup.
Sure.
Because like when you're hitting close range. So anyway, accidentally, or just part of the sport, Sergio knees the guy, hits him in the balls. His scrotum split and one of his testicles fell out of his scrotum.
No, it couldn't have happened.
Yeah, I swear. So because we didn't know that it happened in there, he hits the deck screaming in pain. He's like, my nuts. The police come because, the ambulance comes and he got rushed out. And then 20 minutes later, the whole gym stopped. I mean, this guy just got carted out.
His ball fell out of his...
Yeah, but we didn't know that then. And then we heard the police officer tell the owner of the gym or the manager of the gym, oh yeah, the EMT said his scrotum split and his testicle was out of his sack.
It's probably still attached.
Yeah,
yeah, but it opened up and yeah.
But I tell you one thing, that guy the trainer made a mistake because for like lawsuit purposes, I'm sure he's got insurance, but you got to make people wear the equipment.
Well, I think well, I think you
signed something
exactly that you're not want to do any of this shit.
Okay, now you're refusing.
We're telling you to do it and you're not.
Okay, right. That makes sense.
Yeah,
right.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's a big fucking guy, this guy Sergio. I actually did a thing for Mountain Dew where I had to spar him on camera. I mean, he just just getting leveled.
Was he a heavyweight fighter?
He wasn't. He was not a heavy. He's never. I think he's had 2 or 3. Maybe they're amateur fights. I don't know. But like you look at him and you're like, oh, he's like the nicest guy ever. He's got a little girl too. Like we're go. But then like when he was like 18 years old, he used to like beat up drug dealers with his fists. He's like that guy. Like he's just born with no fear.
Yeah.
Like he would go around and beat up drug dealers on the corners of the Lower East Side.
Yeah.
And then that's what you get your scrotum split by that guy.
Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that walk into gyms, and I've heard stories like that before. They're tough guys, but in that world where people are, you forget how many people are trained to fight.
It's a skill set.
God, yeah.
That's what they do. Like when you see guys, like we were watching these guys, this brawl at Disney, and the one dude with the red is a big guy. Like he's a fucking knock you unconscious bar fighter. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
But then you get guys who fight guys like that all day, every day in the gym. It's like that's all they do is train guys who fight better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like that guy that got kneed the quickest knockout.
In
It's
UFC,
like, imagine like that guy in a regular fight can knock out any brawler ever. I mean, he'll just knee you in the face.
Yeah.
Those guys always try to avoid, like, there was I was talking to one of Matt Serra's, this guy, Gian Vellante, was talking about a thing that happened in a bar and how you try to talk somebody out of the mistake they're about to make with another fighter. And he said this guy's he's a light heavyweight, and he said that this guy was going to fight another fighter who was probably a lightweight. So this light heavyweight walks over to the guy who's going to fight him, and he put his hand on his shoulder, and he kissed the guy in the head. And he said, don't do this. And he said the guy kind of got shopped out and walked away. It wasn't even to be he's a really nice guy. Yeah. He's not a bully, but he said he didn't even know why he did it. He just kissed him on the top of the head to get him to not fight the other guy he was going to fight.
Wow.
Because it was a bad move.
Right.
It's like you have no idea what you're about to
Yeah, you could get killed.
Yeah.
People dedicate their lives to it.
And psychologically, that would stop me from fighting.
I mean, I can't believe that people still get into bar fights and fights like that anymore. I feel like the whole world has changed since MMA training has become so much more popular.
Sure.
There's no way you can size anybody up for a fight anymore.
No.
You never know.
No, I would never fight. I mean, even now, like, just why would I fight anybody?
Right.
At this point, I'm fucking my mid-30s.
Yeah.
Plus, stupid.
I mean, God damn it, you're Chrissy D. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
fuck it.
CRISSY. Take out the H when we make it Chrissy.
Chrissy. Yeah.
You know, did you see the opposite of basically these fighting scenarios, that we got a new potential racist Mount Rushmore entry over the weekend?
Mm.
You know, we had Barbecue Becky.
Sure.
We had there's a new one, Condo Chris.
Oh, I don't know Condo.
You don't know about Condo Chris?
I've not seen Condo Chris.
You don't know about Condo Chris?
No. I'd like to meet him.
We've been Jim and I. We love
each other.
Well, I wasn't going to say that.
That's good support.
I mean, we had just as co-hosts, so just like we just work together.
Oh my god, yeah.
But we love these people. You know, the thing online now is to catch people on videotape calling the cops on black people for no reason.
Oh, sure.
We love that. There was what was it, like Corner Store Kathy?
Yeah.
She was probably our favorite, right?
Yeah.
Barbecue Becky was great.
The barbecue lady, because she was so obvious. She looked to be mentally ill.
Right.
Don't about following me. Like, she's one of the most hateable people I've ever seen anywhere.
Yeah. What was it, like...
and then there's the drunken lady in the apartment.
Apartment Annie or whatever her name was. She was great.
People got to be doing this on purpose.
Corner Store Caroline.
Corner Store Caroline, not Kathy. It was Corner Store Caroline.
Corner Store and Kathy's cooler though. I feel like that's
Corner Store.
That's
Corner
better.
Store Kathy. Yeah. So this is Condo Chris.
Okay, Condo Chris.
And Condo Chris. What I don't like.
He doesn't even look white, Condo Chris.
That's his kid.
Oh,
that's a small child you're looking at.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no. It's not the
fucking.
It's not the child.
Yeah, he should be wearing a white suit on Fantasy Island.
I mean, this is Yeah, the rough part is that he gets into this like with his kid right there, and it's like, what are you doing?
Think about the child first,
right?
It just that's what Suguru said.
Oh, I forgot about forgot about Suguru. But I don't like when they like put all the information out there. Like they people put out that where this guy works and what his first and last name was and all this stuff.
He was just a dick, and
just put the video online. His coworkers are going to know he's an asshole.
What are you going to ruin his life because he's an asshole once?
You know,
I
don't mind them. I don't mind it when people push the video everywhere because it's like you were an asshole in public.
If you see the video going, if you see the camera going, at least be aware of it.
But when you start doxing, and like, oh, let's call his employer and let's
get him fired.
Come on.
And then you realize everybody watching that guy hit that girl. That's who people really are.
Yeah.
But on social media, dox them. But if you dox them, they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So Condo Chris, he was coming outside of his building. And this is the ironic thing that they found out he works for like YouTube, I think. And I'm going like, if you work anywhere in the internet, you would think you would have seen all these people who are calling the cops on black people for no reason. Don't be the next guy who calls the cops on a black guy for no reason.
Right.
But he's the guy. He did it. And so he's leaving his apartment, and there's a guy out there, a black gentleman, and he's waiting for his friend, and he sees him outside the door, and he goes, well, who are you waiting for? And he's like, I'm waiting for a friend, and he goes, call your friend on the call box. The guy goes, no, I'm not gonna call him for what.
Let me see that. I haven't
you told
seen
me
it.
to,
I haven't
and
seen
that's
it.
but that's where the video
That's where
kind
it
of starts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Now it's not being recorded.
Great.
I remember.
Can you please call your friend on the call box and have them come down?
They don't have to do that. You could just walk away.
I'm gonna call the police right now.
Oh yeah. Call the police. Remember that. I remember this exactly happening when I used to live in my own condo, and then people used to call the police all the time.
Sir, I'll hold the door here for you while
That
you
is
call your
okay.
friend.
Nobody's asking you to hold the door. You can do whatever you want. But I'm recording you right now, and you're going to be the next person. Look at this.
I mean, he's telling him. Pause. He's telling him.
He warned him.
You're gonna be You're doing this thing. You've seen it. We've all seen it. You're doing it. Stop doing it right now. And then his poor kid is like, Daddy, no.
If a guy is giving you an explanation, like, by the way, if you think there's a thug and a guy pulls out a phone and goes, sir, I'm recording you, and I'm waiting. What the fuck? If that guy was the problem you thought he was, the minute you said something, he would have smashed you in the face and left.
So great. You're so right.
Gangsters don't stand there and say, sir, I'm recording you, and you're about to go on YouTube. That's not how the Crips and Bloods handle a situation.
No. You're going to be the next fella.
Yeah, this guy is obviously in the right, and now it's a case of ego. Now this guy doesn't want to be embarrassed and go, you know what? Wow, I just profiled you and I was wrong. Nobody minds a profile if it's right.
Right.
But if you profile a guy wrong, you have to go, shit, man, that was really ignorant of me. I'm sorry I did that.
Yeah, which is a lot harder.
If he had said that, the guy might have posted the video and said this was an amazing, or maybe he wouldn't have if he goes, you know what, I'm really sorry I did it. That was stupid.
I mean, I see the energy in my neighborhood all the time. Like, it's definitely something that white guys do a lot, especially this age when they have some success in business, where they're used to being like in these jobs where people answer to them. They're some kind of middle management boss, but they love that power. They love telling people what to do and being the boss, and they take that energy with them when they go home. And they act like when they're walking down the street, they're still somebody's boss. And it's like, you left your office, dude. You're not in charge here.
No.
This guy
And so he wants, you're right, it's ego. He needs to be right. He
doesn't want to be wrong.
He's
It's
like,
embarrassing.
I live in this building and you're not supposed to be here.
Now that he's on
okay,
now that he's
monitor.
being taped.
Yeah.
He has to go through with it because otherwise he's on tape admitting he was wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
What a fool.
But guess what? If he just hangs up the phone and goes, all right, never mind, and walks away.
I'm calling the police.
It's not a video. If he hangs up the phone and he walks away, it's not going everywhere.
Well, he might still post it, but it'll be like a funny thing. It'll be like, oh, look at this dumb white guy shit.
And it would also, if he
Not this.
apologized and walked away.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got a little.
He might lose his job and everything now after this,
but he would
this
have
video.
even with saying I profiled, I was wrong. But if he just said, "Hey, I'm really sorry," then people would go, "Oh, it's only because the camera was there." You know, he couldn't.
I don't think they would pass the video around like this.
Maybe
though.
not.
I think it's like when people have to get on the phone with the cops and go through
That's
with it
true.
because now it's a formula.
Now you're wasting the police's time too.
It's literally because this is the new. It used to be so innocent. The internet used to be cat videos,
right?
And if you want to hit viral video, it's a cat video. Now you need to find white guys or white people who call the cops on minorities for no reason. That's
have
the
to.
new viral video.
Yeah,
and guess what? It's not that hard. For some reason, white people, not just guys, girls, love apparently calling the cops on minorities.
Well,
it's crazy.
What does Troy and Rhode Island say? I don't know what. We haven't seen the whole video either, Troy.
What's going on, Troy?
Hey, man, how's it going, guys? You sound like a couple pontificating fellas there. Nice. This guy's father was actually killed in San Francisco. Somebody came into his house, and he called the cops, and the cops never showed up, and the guy ended up murdering this guy's father not that long ago. And then what happened was this guy was walking out of the building, and as he's walking out the door, this guy came in the door. So he was waiting for me to walk out to go in the building. And I know you guys live in buildings that have doormen and stuff in New York. I mean, would you want somebody just kind of coming in when you walked out without knowing who it was?
First of all, that's not missing half the story. I know that part of the story. His dad got killed 6 years ago, and he complained that the cops didn't respond to it.
So he's very jaded in that way.
But that doesn't mean that you call the cops because some guy's waiting for somebody
he's probably thinking if someone had called the police on a suspicious guy, that makes it a little more understandable. He's reacting to it because he's like, if somebody would have called it's almost like if you're assaulted or someone you care about is assaulted, you look at the whole world differently.
But you're still right, Jim. In this moment, when he goes like, I'm filming you and I'm just waiting for my friend, that's the moment where he goes, oh, you know what? I'm being emotional because of this other thing.
Maybe, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Thank you, Tom. I Troy, sorry.
Yeah, all right, man.
I appreciate that. I didn't know that, and that does actually change it a little bit because there's some type of a thing where you're thinking like if someone had called the cops, my dad would be alive. Maybe. I'm not saying it's right, but I mean it gives you a little bit more.
Oh, I mean, there's always stuff, right?
Yeah. There's always some obstacle to overcome.
It doesn't mean
doesn't mean
he's a racist piece of shit though. He could just literally have that thing like what.
Well, he's not. Isn't his son? His son is like Asian or something, right? I mean, he's not. He can't be fully racist,
right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even. It's tough to be like.
Yeah.
Let's point out who's racist and who's not racist. It's just like let's watch people.
I've never called the cop. Like I live in a building. When I was in my building, I just moved. When I moved in there, like the first month, the guy, I'm a white guy, but the owner of the land, one of the super of the building, didn't know who I was and asked me. He was like, "Who are you? Where do you?" Because I was on the wrong side of the hallway at the wrong mailbox, and I was like, "Oh, I just moved in here." He was like, "Really? What's your name?" And then like he asked me all these questions. I was like, whatever. It's a building that I just told him who I was and I had proof and it's fine. But I would never. I don't know. I don't think see the problem with stuff like this is all these people who do these things and all these people who are outraged. I've never met any of these people. I've never met anybody who's ever even met anybody who would ever do this.
Call the cops?
Call the cops on a minority. It's like, so.
Right.
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah.
You used to do a radio show with one.
I know, but I've done it. I've made the call.
Oh, because you thought a guy was stealing a bus.
No, I saw a couple out, and look, I'm not a racist, but the man was black and the woman was white, and I approached her, and I called the police, and I said, "Are you okay?"
Wait, what was going on with the couple?
They were it was suspicious. They were it was a restaurant, and they were sitting at a table.
Together?
Mm-hmm.
Did the woman look distressed?
No, but you can never tell. So I walked over and I had the police on the phone. I'm like, "Are you okay?"
Better safe than sorry.
Right.
Better. I see.
And I felt silly. She said, "Yes, it's my husband."
Well, it's probably probably things that happened in your past led you to that moment. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all that is.
But there's such a weird line too between see something, say something. Like that's what they're drilling in our heads. See something, say something, and then you see something, and it's like, I get you want to say something, but you also have to read it right. If you're talking to the guy, if this guy on the phone can't pick up the energy of this guy holding the camera, he's stupid.
Right.
Because it's pretty obvious this guy's energy is not, I'm going to break in and murder somebody. It's, I don't care if you call the cops. I'm taping you.
I'm in the right here. I'm not going anywhere.
I know I'm in the right.
I'm going to wait for the cops and I'm going to film the whole thing.
If you can't tell when the guy you're talking to knows he's in the right, you're not very perceptive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not threatening you.
You are.
I'm not threatening you.
I'm going to be the next person. What?
You're just going to be the next person on TV.
Nope.
Just remember that.
Wish he'd tell me that.
That's why I asked you if that's your son. It's better. I will delete this.
Yeah, there's a trespasser in my building.
Oh, the poor kid.
I feel so bad for that kid, dude.
His dad probably does stuff like this. Somebody spilled milk in aisle 3 and they're not cleaning it up. Police, hello?
No, Dad, no. Although,
I feel bad for the kid.
Dad is trying to take care of business. It's like, stop whining. You know
That
what I
is
mean?
true. Stop your whinging.
Exactly.
All
Like, let me take care of business, kid.
Dad, no.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Well, like you said, it's going to feel powerful.
And the guy said, I'll delete this.
He said,
Just stop.
Just stop.
Oh, the guy recording?
Go back a couple of seconds. Yeah, the
yes.
guy recording this is pretty reasonable.
He goes, if you hang up,
extremely reasonable.
If you hang up, I'd just delete the video. This never happened. You can go. You can leave.
If he actually hung up and apologized to the guy and said, hey, look, I apologize. It probably would be done.
Yeah.
It'd be done.
Just remember that, and you have your son with you. That's why I asked you if that's your son. It's better. I will delete this.
Yeah, there's a trespasser in my building.
Trespasser.
Listen to your son.
Oh.
It's the better. I agree with him, Dad.
How humiliating when your kid's agreeing with the other guy.
It's almost to the point, I do believe it, but it's almost to the point where it's like, I don't know, man. Is this more fucking Russian actors? Are they paying these people to do something? Because it's so convenient that the kid's saying exactly what would be like he would say in a fucking sitcom.
Right.
I don't know. I don't
agree
believe
with
this
him.
fucking shit anymore. I genuinely don't. I'm starting not to believe it anymore.
From the mouth of babes.
Yeah.
You know, like the kid. Oh, the poor innocent child knew all along.
This fucking kid, he doesn't know what the hell to say. He's reading a script.
By the way, I would get that kid and I go, hey, check your last name. It matches mine, okay?
Yeah.
I understand you got your feelings.
Yeah.
Family supports family.
What kind of kid's Fredo? He's fucking Fredo.
Hey, little guy, we're in an argument. You're on Dad's side.
Dad,
Understand?
Mo Green is right.
Yeah. You find out at Christmas who you agree with,
What
okay?
a bad boy.
Bad boy. It's a rotten kid. This kid is a real rotten apple.
He's
If you ask me.
he's tired of Dad. He's tired of
You think
Dad.
he's sick of
being
it?
a nudge.
You think Dad's been a nudge before?
He's tired of it.
I'd love to punch his dad right in his face.
You're already sick of him, huh?
I swear to God, his dad, this is the kind of, he's got a fucking scooter or he wears sandals and jeans and shit.
Oh, he definitely does.
This guy definitely wears sandals and jeans.
Mock casual. That
Brutal.
casual. He wears like his casual clothes and somehow he looks less comfortable than he does in a suit.
He's got like a fucking startup or some freelance job. It's like, do you make money? What are you talking about? Your wife works. I guess your wife makes money. You just fucking act like this powerful guy calling the cops on black people.
Right. Yeah. You know
he
you're
goes
dealing
by his full first name. Like it's not Dave, it's David.
David.
Fucking loser.
When your casual weekend clothes look like they're better pressed than your work clothes, like you never wear casual clothes.
Yeah, never.
I don't want anything to do with you.
In my neighborhood, my father hates guys with the full first name. Isn't that a stupid
David
thing?
Like if you're Christopher.
Like
what's
you're
your-
Jim, so it's fine. But if you were like, whatever, James or something.
Like if I was
What
like
Samuel.
If I was like I go by Samuel, I'm
My dad, like, this guy's fucking gay. I swear to God.
Your dad would be right.
No, my dad. He thinks all gay men go by. He thinks if you're a guy, go by the full first name. You're gay. That's just the only way.
If I did go, Samuel.
I'm
Samuel.
It's true. Robert Reed.
Robert Reed.
It wasn't Bob Reed.
No, he was not.
No. He thinks if you're choosing to do that, it's because you're gay, because you want to be. In his mind, he said his thing is because you want to be closer to what your mother named you, because you want to be more like a woman. That's what he thinks.
Your dad's a pretty progressive guy,
Yeah,
huh?
pretty progressive. yeah. Well, he told me just a couple of weeks ago that he's for the first time, like he's like, I want to really respect that your daughter's a different nationality. I was like, okay,
that's a big step.
That's a big step.
I want to. I am not there yet.
Yeah. I'm like, you fucking dirty.
I know I put on oven mitts when I hug her, but from now on.
Wait, Chris, your daughter's 4.
She's 4.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So he doesn't, at the moment, respect that she is a different
half Puerto Rican.
half Puerto Rican. He's not thrilled.
How come Pop only waves at me through a window? He's getting there.
Yeah.
It's like Frank Vincent and Do the Right Thing or Jungle Fever. Jungle Fever.
Standing in the lobby.
I don't like this. Let's go.
He tailgated through the door as I left. He walked in.
Yeah. Excuse me, operator, could you hold on a second? Hey, Junior, you want to go to the park? Maybe you shut up. Shut up.
The kid is scared.
It's just not. I don't believe it.
You think the kid is a child
I
actor?
just think
He's one of the Disney stars.
You know what it is, though? The guy walked into his building when he opened the door. And the guy probably is legitimately waiting for his friend, but the guy opens the door to his building, which you need to be arrested of, and this guy just walks in. It's like, what are you supposed to do when that happens? Like, if you say nothing and somebody is assaulted in the building, like his father was killed, then even if his dad wasn't killed, then you're like, I should have called the police. Why didn't you just call the cops? Why didn't you listen to your instincts?
I think how
do you figure it out?
I think you have to say,
you're a real crumb bum.
That was my foot.
Could you get the sound machine away from your leg?
It's the fucking rope hitting it.
Real crumb.
I didn't mean to do that.
Is it connected by rope?
That guy is great. Was Frank Rizzo, right? That guy who says you're a real crumb bum?
No. Oh, yeah, the mayor of Philly. Yes, that's right. That's correct.
Real crumb bum.
He's a real crumb bum.
Frank Rizzo.
I think you do. I get not wanting.
You're a creep.
You're a creep.
He's a creep.
Then he goes, I'll take the 3 years physically, and I'll forget the great laws of this nation.
Creep.
You're a crumb creep. You're the best.
Yeah, he's a fucking hilarious. Did he drop a bomb on a house in Philly? Or didn't he do something nuts in Philly?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he used to round up criminals, mostly black guys, and shoot them down with water hoses.
It's a tough city to be in charge of.
That's what he used to do when he was the commissioner.
It's a tough city.
Yeah.
It's a tough city. I think you got to just tell the guy, he's like, I understand you're waiting for your friend. You got to wait outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He did say that at first, and the guy was like, no.
Then you got to get that on tape. Because he's not saying I told him to wait outside.
Yeah.
You know, you need that part on tape when he's like, sir, just wait outside, please, and wait for your friend outside. That's all. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Because I get not wanting him in the building.
Yeah, because he said, I'm waiting for my friend.
Okay, wait outside. And if that were okay, then that's okay. But it sounds like he doesn't even want him outside. He's calling the cops saying there's a trespasser.
Right.
All right, let's go for
Appears to be African American.
I don't know.
35, software engineer.
Pink polo shirt and a Yankees cap.
All good. All good. Software engineer, brother.
Yankees fan.
Pink polo
software
shirt.
engineer, brother. He's shouting at that job. I'm a software engineer, brother.
Yeah.
Tennis shoes, jeans, yeah. You have to be here for when they call him.
He's filming me and refusing to leave and saying I'm going to be the next person on TV.
Yes, sir. You don't remember this? The girl that was told he's married. Wow.
The guy on the other end of 911 is like, yeah, he's talking about barbecue Becky. Like, what are you doing, sir? Why are you being that guy right now? You're being the guy. The guy that you see on the internet, you're being that guy.
Did you hear when Condo Chris said he appears to be African American?
Yes, trying to be polite. Well, I don't want to accuse.
I saw a photo of this guy. He does not appear to be African American. He is very African American.
You will make the assertion that he is indeed African American?
Yeah. Like, there's no question.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah. 5'10", 47, 0722.
Yeah, that's illegal to call cops
He
on
said he's
African
here for a
Americans.
friend. He said he's waiting for a friend, and I asked him
Yes.
to dial on the call box, and he said he would not. So I have no way to know if his friend is actually here.
Yeah, so I'm here to just rob whatever. What,
I'm
a
asking
mailbox?
I'm just asking you for your friend's name.
I don't give a fuck. I don't have to tell you shit.
Hey, stop cursing in front of the kid.
This guy's had enough.
This guy now I'm back on the Condo Chris's side because he cursed in front of the children.
Cursing's bad.
He's not cultivating.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
He's cultivating improperly.
Yes.
Yeah, he can hear me. I'm pretty sure he can.
No, he's not armed.
Is he armed?
He's not armed.
No, he's with a phone, with a camera.
Yeah. The operator's like, look, sir, I'm trying to help you out here.
Yeah.
Is there something more you can give me than he's standing
He
outside
should have
your
lied and
building?
said, yeah, there appears to be something in his waistband, and then smiled at the guy.
Listen to your son. Walk away. I will stop this.
Yeah,
I'll stop the recording.
I agree. Let's go, Dad.
Hey, kid.
Kid's right.
How about you stop agreeing with the guy I'm in a fight with, kid?
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, how about you agree with Dad for once?
Yeah,
how
stop
about you
acting
take
like
my
your
side?
mother.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe we bring you back upstairs. Maybe Mom's going to take you to the park. Because I'm not.
Maybe if your grandfather was still alive, you wouldn't be such a pussy. Look at him just caressing his chest.
I don't like this.
He's not cultivated well.
No, it's weird.
Sucks, man.
Who's this kid?
Hi, Kathy.
Oh, and the friend is showing up.
Oh,
that's the friend.
No.
Hi, Kathy.
Kathy's the friend who's showing up while Condo Chris is still on the phone.
Condo Chris and no Condo.
He's still on the phone with the cops. And here comes Kathy.
What a perfect name.
Kathy. Oh, no.
That's not Kathy,
Kathy
is it?
showed up.
Condo Kathy. Condo
No.
Chris.
That's not Kathy, is it? I
Please
wonder
don't
if
be
Chris is
Kathy.
like, oh, that's Kathy from the building.
Yeah.
Oh, she lives downstairs. Do you guys know each? I guess there's been a bit of a misunderstanding.
Oh, Kathy is
the guy's friend.
Is the black guy's friend.
Yeah.
Got it. I don't mean to call him the black. I just don't know his name.
Right.
He's a black guy.
That's right. We found out
appears to be
via
African-American.
the phone call he appears to be an African American.
Kathy appears to like him.
Oh,
It appears they're good friends.
Let's see old Kath.
Oh,
she's going to have big
I love
tits.
You, baby. It took you so long to get here.
Daddy, look what you've gotten us into. Let's go.
The dad just can't.
My friend is.
What's he gonna do now? The dad is
now
sitting
what
there.
do you do?
The kid realizes, like, Dad, we're in the wrong here. It's Kathy's here. Kathy just showed up.
Maybe he should fake like he lost reception. Be like, got fucking cut off. I'll call back later.
On his phone.
See, now the dad is. I want to see how he handles this because he's
fucked, dude.
Fucked.
He's fucked because now I bet the offer is no longer on the table.
No longer valid.
Hey, that thing you said when I would hang up and you delete the video, is that still a possibility?
No.
That sucks. That's a real bummer.
Tweeting it. Tagging Sean King. Tagging him.
No. Wait, not Sean King.
No. Yeah.
Handicap. Just give me 1 second while you be an asshole to in front of your kid.
Oh,
hey, stop cursing in front of my child.
I'm recording you. I'm fucking recording you.
Go ahead, record.
All right, I'm fucking recording you.
Hey, don't use that language in front of children.
Okay,
exactly.
Now all of a sudden, don't use that language.
Right, because he's like, maybe I can get him on the language thing. Maybe I can.
This is I've never wanted to punch a guy more in the face than I do want this guy.
Because he's still
Condo
on
Chris?
the phone with the
Condo
cops.
Chris.
Hang up.
He is.
Just get off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Land's End jeans.
Your fault for bringing him out here in the first place. I told you. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, does Kathy have a cane?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's actually here.
Yeah, he's actually here.
Oh, no.
How stupid does this guy feel? No. Yeah, and he's actually like, yep, Kathy's his friend. That fucking sellout bitch. She could have sided with me. Kathy's his friend.
Look at his face.
Like, they already greeted each other and everything, and he looks at Kathy. He's like, are you guys...
The guy goes, hi, Kathy. She goes, hi, man, with the camera. And he goes, is he your friend? He's just hoping she'll go, no.
Yeah.
He's here to rob me.
Fucking dummy.
Go back a second. I want to see the face.
Okay, he's talking to 911 or whoever. Okay, it would appear he has met his friend.
Yep.
I'm recording you. I'm fucking recording you.
Go ahead, record.
All right, I'm fucking recording you.
Hey, don't use that language in front of children.
Oh, well, it was your fault for bringing him out here in the first place. I told you. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's actually here.
Yeah, he's actually here. Yeah, go ahead. I'm recording you.
He refused to identify.
No,
that he was here with a person.
Yeah.
And now he's filming
Look at you.
me.
Look at you. Look at you.
What
Look
you
at you.
doing?
Look at you. Look at you. Look at you.
Stop it.
Stop filming.
Look at you.
Take
No,
your phone
no,
away
no,
from
no.
me.
If you
Take
touch
your
me,
phone
I'll
away.
fucking
Take
for
your
your
phone.
kid.
Take your phone away. From
Okay.
me.
No, I'm not doing any of that.
Oh.
Now
It just
you're
hangs
gonna
up?
be. Now you're. Now.
Oh, I feel
Now you don't
honestly
want
like
forever-
that facial. I do feel bad for Condo Chris. Like you just feel bad because that moment where you're like, oh, I got emotional and made a mistake.
Yeah, but he's also a little too cocky.
He is.
About his
Condo
fucking
Chris,
shit.
Condo Chris, because look, here's the thing. Here's what I really believe. It's like we've all gotten emotional.
Yeah.
None of us would do this because we don't have that ego. We're not egomaniac, nut job. Like, I mean, this guy is just like classic little dick ego guy. I guarantee you his wife makes more money. I guarantee you this guy is just a bitch, like a beta fucking pussy. Every second of his life, he's just a beta bitch. And then when this happens,
But he wasn't for a second. He was going to be the hero, and then Kathy showed
but
up.
That's what Condo Chris has to understand is his role. He's never going to be the hero in anything in his life. This is what he has to be here. He's here for to make other people better. Like you step on this guy. You step on a Condo Chris.
There's something so satisfying about the moment he says, oh, he actually is here with somebody, because you go, oh.
He's got the face of someone who's so busted.
But then when he goes, stop filming me, and he hangs up the phone, there's just something, even though he's totally in the wrong, and he did this to himself, and he deserves it, just as a human being to human being, I'm going because I just understand it's in his stomach now.
Because you don't normally see with these videos, you know that they get bullshit after, but you normally don't see on tape the finale, which is the realizing, go to the top, there's some funny comments on
Reddit?
Reddit or just world. Oh, it's Reddit. There's
Did
one
this
here.
just happen, by the way?
It happened over the weekend.
It said stop posting his full name. Second, racist, stop reporting this. We're not taking it down. But third, again for the racists, we can guarantee you Condo Chris does not interrogate white people and demand their IDs. Take a seat. And that's the part where they're right. Like, he does not ask white guys.
Yeah.
He definitely doesn't.
Or for their ID.
He definitely
doesn't. Yeah, I hate that guy. Like, he's a guy, like, he fucking wants to, goes and takes, like, spin classes.
Yeah.
Just get the fuck away from me.
And I mean, and like, you want to believe all things are equal.
They're not.
How many people of color do you talk to that have a story exactly like this?
Of course.
None.
What do you mean none?
None.
Jim, how many people of color do you talk to?
A lot.
Oh, you do?
A lot.
You do.
Hey, go to Charles in Virginia.
Okay. Charles in West Virginia. What's up, bud?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Hey, earlier Jim was talking about how it's probably a security door, I think, and the guy kind of snuck in without, having the key or anything. So if I'm living in a security door building and a guy kind of eases in without a key, of course you're going to ask, hey, who are you going to see? And the guy could have just said, hey, I'm going to Cassie's house. He lives right here in whatever number. It'd have been over in 5 seconds. I don't understand why the guy with the phone had to keep, letting it go on and on. It could have been over in 2 seconds.
But I understand why.
And you guys are making the leap that he wouldn't have asked the white guy the same thing. How do you know that?
I just don't think he would. You're right.
Yeah.
Charles, I don't
But
think.
how do you know?
Because I don't think he would have. It's an opinion. I understand. Like, I'm a white guy. He saw a black guy in there and he got more suspicious of him than he probably would have a white guy. But I don't blame the guy for not. I wouldn't, if some guy asked me, there's that part of me as a person that would just go, because the guy said, I'm going to see a friend. He did answer him, hey, who's your friend? Mind your fucking business, nudge.
If someone comes to you with boss energy, who's not your fucking boss, and goes, hey, name the person you're going to see.
Fuck you.
I go, how about their name? Go fuck yourself. An apartment, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like,
Apartment, I fucked your wife.
Yeah, how about that? That's who I'm going to see.
I want to see the end of the video. We didn't see the end. I have to see how this ends. It's almost, is there another?
That is the end.
No, that's the end.
Oh,
we can watch the last 15 seconds again.
Yeah,
if you
watch
just
the
wanna
last 15
see.
seconds. Yeah.
But I mean, I get what you're saying, Charles. But I absolutely,
He
I
shouldn't
think
have had to.
What's appropriate is that the white guy goes, hey man, like, I get it. I just need you to stand outside until your friend comes down.
And
that's it. And that's
we
totally
don't know,
fine.
but we don't know that happened. Remember,
He would have said that it had. He would have said, if you're being filmed, and you know why you're being filmed, you're going to say, he didn't tell the 911 operator that I asked him to stand outside and he didn't. He would have said it.
And also the guy said to him, look, I'm waiting for my friend. If you stop this, I'll stop filming. You're going to be the next guy on TV. Like, the energy between them, if he couldn't read, all right, this guy, whoever he is not breaking into a house after filming me and going through this whole rigmarole in the fucking middle. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
That's not the way criminals act when you confront them.
Right.
I mean, like, let's not pretend that people of color don't have to deal with people being suspicious of them all the time for no reason.
And like Sam always says, but most times there's good reasons.
That's
Sam
not.
does
I
say
know.
that a lot.
I've literally
Travis has
never
heard
said that.
But look, okay, if you guys went into a black neighborhood with a security door and you kind of eased in, somebody might question you.
Chris,
you don't belong to that neighborhood.
Charles, I understand the idea of wanting to match point for point and a semantics game, like in the overall argument
that's right.
of who's right and wrong. But we both know what happened. He saw a black guy, he got a little nervous and suspicious, maybe because of what happened to his dad, maybe because people are naturally suspicious of each other, and he didn't read it right after the initial moment. That's all it was.
And we're so eager.
Black neighborhood. Black people aren't going to call the cops on you. You know that because black people aren't afraid that white people are going to break into their houses. White people are afraid that black people are going to break into their houses.
We're so eager to say, well, racism isn't real. They're just complaining. That you can't point out the fact that anybody can clearly see that Condo Chris is a douchebag.
Yeah.
He's got douchebag written all over him. He is clearly a douchebag by every definition of the term.
Not for initially asking the guy a question.
Right.
But when the guy says, I'm filming you, and like watching that unfold where his just ego takes over, you could see dude, you drug dealers, criminals, people going to commit a rape, don't stand there and engage you by filming you, threatening to put you online.
Right.
Yeah. They don't like cameras.
Yeah. Charles, he read it wrong. Initially, you're momentary suspicious because you have your fucking locked door fine.
That's fine.
But then he should have realized what was happening, you know?
Thank you, buddy.
Charles.
Appreciate it, Charles.
In my apartment building, though, they've put up signs that say, hey, because there was people stealing packages. So, like, they're like,
that's true.
Please be careful of who you're letting into the building.
But that's why I'm saying I wouldn't mind it if he said, you got to wait outside and not open the door for him. That's fine.
Well, the guy just walked in, then he would have to physically remove. I think the guy just grabbed the door and walked in. That's my guess. Was the guy walked in after
I don't think he ever
the door.
asked him to wait outside because he said, I'll hold the door for you. He never said wait outside.
But he probably was like, yeah, could you wait outside?
Right.
Yeah.
What if there was something like that, and then you're like torn between, well, I'm told not to open the door
Don't open the door for him.
But
if you're walking out and he grabs the door, then you have to physically remove him, or what do you do then?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, then you get there when you get there. That wasn't this case. Yeah. That's not what happened here.
Probably not.
No, I'm not. But I'm saying sometimes buildings will be like, just be careful of who you're letting in.
Right, but there's a difference between being careful of who you're letting in and calling the cops because somebody's waiting for their friend.
It's a weird line. Like, what do you do to be smart? And because so many people ignore their instinct, and then bad shit happens.
Right.
Where's the line between? Or I'm being a little cautious and smart. And then not going, oh, okay, that's not what this is, and I should back the fuck off.
Right.
I think in 2019 you should just I would back the fuck off more because I don't want this to happen to me. So I would just back the fuck off. I mean, who cares? Who cares? What is that guy going to do? He's not going to kill your dad again. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. It happened.
Like,
it's
what
over.
the fuck is that guy going to do?
Oh, Chris, that's funny.
Do you think there would have been a problem though if the guy that called the cops was like, "Hey, look, sometimes there's a problem here in the building. I apologize for this."
I don't know. I mean, because the other guy was being fairly reasonable at first. Like, I'll delete this. This won't have to be a thing. Like, if the other guy had said, you know what, man, I'm a little trigger or whatever the word would be. I apologize. Because he should have read that this guy's not here to commit a crime or he wouldn't be going through this.
Right.
Then it would have been different.
Right.
And then even if it got uploaded, at least this guy would have looked like, hey, he realized he made a mistake.
Yeah.
Even though social media never would let him off the hook.
Because we could play the game. Would it be better if that? Would it be better if this? But if my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle, wouldn't she?
And I'd date her.
Yeah.
Are you want to watch the rest of this?
Yeah.
I'm out here in the first place. I told you. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
He's actually here.
Yeah, he's actually here. Yeah, go ahead. I'm recording you.
He refused to identify that he was here with a person.
Yeah.
And now he's filming me.
Look at you.
What are you doing?
Look at you.
Stop filming.
Look at you.
Take your phone away from me.
If you touch me, I'll fucking
take your phone. Take your phone away.
Okay.
From me.
Is that the kid or Kathy? Yelling at
Now you're going to be.
What did he say? What did he say? If you touch me, I'll what? In front of your kid? What did he say?
He said fuck something.
He said, if you touch me, I'll something your kid.
He got a little belligerent at the end. That was not really.
He was so right.
He was so right. He was gloating.
He knew he was
gloating.
He was gloating.
He was gloating.
And yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Here, go ahead. I'm recording you.
He refused to identify that he was here with a person.
Yeah.
And now he's filming me.
Look at you.
What are you doing?
Look at you.
Stop filming.
Look at you.
Take your phone away from me.
If you touch me, I'll I'll fuck you in
Take
front
your
of your
phone.
kid.
Take your phone.
Fuck
away.
you.
No,
I'll
I'm
fuck
not
you in
doing
front of
it.
your
Fuck you in front of your kid.
Did he say that?
That's what he said.
I think he meant fuck you up, but he forgot to say up, and he just said, I'll fuck you in front of your kid.
I'd like to see that video.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this really escalated quickly.
Yeah, that really changed this
Like-
into a fun video.
I mean, I'm sorry for making the call, but you don't need to. We don't need to have sex.
I'll fuck you in front of your kid. Officer, gotta go.
Dad, don't let him fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't let him have sex.
The
with
best
you.
part is at the end when they zoom in, the kid's head is down in shame. Like the boy, the 5-year-old boy or whatever he is, reads this better than his dumb dad.
The way the way the boy acts, this is not the first time.
No, the lad understands that dad is a bit of a trigger guy.
And I swear this wouldn't. I never thought that I'd be changed by anything, but I don't think the kid being there would have bugged me before I had kids. But now I know what it's like to have your kid with you, and it's like I just can't imagine ignoring your kid for your own pride. Of no, son, I need to be right here. Why don't you back off? Because on some level, he knows. You could tell this isn't going to end well for him.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know he's waiting for his friend. There's no way that guy's not waiting for his friend.
Can we see follow up on this story? I don't want to read the guy's name. I don't want to say his name on the air.
If you Google Condo Chris or something.
Yeah, I just want to see what the follow up is. But I don't want to. Again, I'm not going to say his name. I'm just curious.
And Kathy's trying to figure out what the hell did she just walk in on?
Because the idea that they need to ruin his life when he's already embarrassed, like this is humiliating. So that's to me what the penalty is. You're humiliated publicly.
He scrubbed his social media.
Probably the best move.
What city
San
was it?
Francisco?
I think San Francisco.
And his
felt like it was
employers
probably
had
San
no
Francisco.
comment.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think he needs to get fired over this.
No.
I think that the humiliation that he's suffering because of this video, that's the punishment, right? His worst moment has been exposed.
Just Condo Chris in quotes. Like, but the quotes out around.
Right, because otherwise it's looking up everything with the
Condo
words
and
Condo
Chris,
and
yeah.
Chris. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not. What the fuck?
I don't know.
How is that not? It's all this stuff about Trump or different. Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Maybe.
It's very easy to find articles about it if you just Google his name.
Okay, so
everybody knows his name.
Oh, because the guy was friends with the woman, and all right.
Yeah, it was what it appeared to be.
Yeah.
Condo Chris was trapped, was caught on camera in his worst moment, and I would say that like having that out there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
That's the punishment.
Right.
You know what I mean? All your coworkers know.
Because it went completely. We're talking millions and millions of views at this point, right?
Everybody. It was everywhere.
And that to me is the punishment. You don't need to have somebody fired.
Right, I agree.
You don't need to call them and threaten their life. Just this video being up, you don't even need to know his name. People he knows are seeing this.
His life is turned upside down
and it's
regardless.
Humiliating. He tried to he was a dick to a guy. And he is now humiliated. That to me is a great punishment. You don't need to step in and ruin his life by firing him. You don't need to you don't need to pay him back more. Punish him more. Like, it's enough.
Now, articles are putting like where he works in the headline.
I saw that. It's so unnecessary.
It's scummy.
Yeah,
it's absolutely scummy.
Where did you work, Bubba Gumps? By the Fisherman's Wharf. You ever go there?
No, I don't.
It's
go
nice
there.
over there.
There's one on 42nd Street too. I like that. It's genuine seafood.
Yeah.
People like to see other people get punished. They like a bad guy.
Sure. Well,
what is that? That's an update on on what's her name?
I heard the woman who's
Apartment Patty.
Apartment Patty.
She was the best.
Yeah.
Apartment Patty was great.
She's married to a black guy. It's like she's just reacted wrong to a guy.
She fucked up.
And she's probably a little drunk.
She might have been a wee bit tipsy.
Yeah. She fucked up.
So now that this guy has to scrub his social media because people be like, yeah. But then again, it's just people telling you you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also,
just go private.
Just go private is right. Yeah, because it's like, they start scrubbing through, and it's tough to not check, right? Like you could just go private or not check or something, but then you really want to check, and then it feels like your life is caving in on you.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
so shout outs to Condo Chris.
Condo Chris.
You did it to yourself, bud.
Well, he's the kind of guy, personality. I bet it affects him, but like he's not going to ever apologize, or he's going to tell all his friends and family, no, the video did this or that. You could tell these guys are egomaniacs.
He's going to make excuses.
Oh, for sure. He's a pussy. He'll do that his whole life.
Yeah.
But you could see
another angle that some of the news articles are taking with the headline is son begs father not to call.
No, why would you bring that up? Oh, no. He looks like a bad father too. He looks like a racist bad father. I'm not saying he is that. I'm saying if you just have this video, a lot of people on the internet are going to be like, "Oh, that racist bad father."
There's no way his wife. I mean, like his wife is bone fucking dry. Every time she looks at him now, could you imagine? This is your husband. It's like, oh, this fucking weasel fuck.
The kid, he's probably 7 years old. How did he know better than you, Chris?
God, if I was his wife.
Condo Chris, how did the 7-year-old know better than you?
But the fact that they have to, I just putting his name up is so like, what?
His
for
name
what?
is brutal.
It's not
That's
relevant.
brutal.
His name is not relevant. These are two guys. They had a thing. One guy will be embarrassed by it. One guy was clearly vindicated. It does make you think, black people are right. They do get the cops called on them for no reason a lot.
Sure. No, but nobody really likes to talk about the systematic part of this. Nobody likes to talk about why is this happening so often? Who are we as people? Nobody talks about the bigger picture. They just go, oh, here's an individual that we can all punish. You know, white people will all feel better if we can all pile on Chris instead of dealing with why does this keep happening?
Yeah.
Let's all pretend.
Then again, if Chris got the shit beat out of him in a black neighborhood news video, it wouldn't get the press that this is getting.
Probably not.
That's the world we live in right now.
Probably not.
Begging his father. How embarrassing. Oh,
bad. Gross.
Fucking embarrassing.
Bad. You see,
and you can see his little laugh at the end. He's like, he is here with some, like he knew he was so fucked. When Kathy walked up, when he goes, do you know him? Yeah. Oh no.
She was so happy to see him.
She was couldn't have been
Is the black guy gay?
I don't know.
That was a gay Kathy.
He sounded like
Hi, Kathy.
Kathy was so gay.
Well, we heard what he threatened to do.
Fuck him. He was going to have sex with him.
That's true. I'll convert you in front of your son.
We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Bennington is live every weekday at 2 p.m. So tune in with us, Ron and Gail Bennington.
Broadcasting live, each from our homes in the middle of self-quarantine. So come keep us company.
It's time you took a break from that jigsaw puzzle. You have 874 pieces left, and it's all in the middle.
Bennington live every weekday at 2 p.m. East, Faction Talk 103, and always available on demand on the SiriusXM app.
Get ready for an unpredictable football season with the SiriusXM NFL Radio Training Camp Tour. It's an all-access pass to your favorite team as we talk with the star players and head coaches.
We are going to push each other physically. This is a physical game.
Today at 3 p.m. Eastern, Jim Miller and Pat Kerwin preview the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
In a year unlike any other, NFL Radio has its finger on the pulse of the National Football League. Get the latest news when it happens all season long on SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88.
Friday nights. A new era of WWE SmackDown is on Fox.
Oh my God!
Featuring your favorite WWE superstars, all ready to put the smack back in SmackDown. And don't forget, I'm still the big dog. Roman Reigns.
There it is!
New yard.
This is awesome!
Same rules. Believe that. Fridays won't know what hit it. Friday Night SmackDown at 8 p.m. on Fox.
Bill O'Reilly here for Home Title Lock. When life is in chaos, your home is your safe haven, your most valuable asset. Imagine losing your home to an online scammer. In an instant, you have no place to live and your home, your security, no longer yours. The crime is called home title theft. It happened to a friend of mine. It's one of the fastest growing crimes in the country, which is why you need Home Title Lock. The title to your home is online, where thieves can find it and forge your signature on a quitclaim deed. It then appears you sold your home. They can borrow against the house and leave you with payments. Your bank and insurance will not cover you, but you can avoid this nightmare with Home Title Lock. Please go to HometitleLock.com, register your address to see if you're already a victim, and use code RADIO for 30 free days of protection to help you through the crisis. That's code RADIO at HomeTitleLock.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars. Donate your car today.
To learn more about our programs and to donate, go to carsforkids.com. That's Cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your card today.
Vacation voucher not available in Oregon.
Mojo would swallow things whole. A chicken carcass, a bird nest, and assorted stones and sticks. After surgery, Mojo had skin issues. He was constantly itching and scratching, chewing the hair right off of his legs.
DINOVITE.com.
On the Dynovite, all of these symptoms disappeared.
Dynovite is nutrition.
If you love your dog, you need to put him on Dynovite.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Channel 103. Faction Talk.
Tennis fans, get ready for a Sirius XM Town Hall event.
Jim Courier, French Open champion.
Join me, Christopher Mando Russo, and Hall of Famer Jim Courier. We'll talk about some of his biggest moments and get his thoughts on today's superstars, Fed, Nadal, and Djokovic. And we'll get Jim's take on the upcoming U.S. Open. It's the Sirius XM Town Hall with Tennis Channel's Jim Courier and me, Christopher Mando Russo, tomorrow afternoon at 6 Eastern on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, and on Amazon, Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in your house.
Is working remotely the new normal? Have you been doing it that way with your business all along? Still using an answering machine? Did you know 85% of callers who only reach voicemail simply hang up? Don't let that happen. No matter your circumstance, you can build your business faster with Abby Connect. Plan to continue without a receptionist? That's risky. Customer experience should be a top priority. A live person answering your calls can affect your profits by as much as 25 to 95%. Improve your business without paying full price for a full-time receptionist with Abby Connect. On the go? Our app allows you to make calls on your business line from your mobile phone. People prefer doing business with people, not machines. Abby Connect can start answering your calls today. For a limited time, get a 14-day free trial with no setup fees, no purchase necessary, and no credit card needed. Call now for your free 14-day trial. 800-783-6131. That's 800-783-6131. 800-783-6131.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows. At the same time, home values have gone up roughly 50% in the last several years. Maybe it's time to put that equity to work by paying off high-rate credit cards, personal loans, or remodel your house. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial. Let us put you in a position to do any of these things with no closing costs. That's right. Nothing's rolled into your loan, whether it's conventional, FHA, or VA. We'll pay your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. Maybe you just want to lock in a lower rate or refinance out of paying mortgage insurance. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to see how we can save you thousands of dollars a year. So call Westland at 888-615-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 888-615-3669. 888-615-3669. That's 888-615-3669.
Lennox Financial Mortgage Corp. DBA Westland. NMLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Karen, owner of Lone Star Transfer. If you have found yourself stuck in a timeshare, you're not alone. It must have been such a surprise to find out something you were told had value has none at all. Thankfully, we can help. Let us do for you what we continue to do for thousands of others. Our process is done legally, ethically, and quickly. We have an excellent success rate and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are family owned, and I have my son Tyler here with me. Tyler, why don't you talk about what makes Lone Star Transfer different from any other company?
Great, I'd love to. Our customer service is second to none. We guarantee in writing a specific time frame in which we will get you out of your timeshare. We will personally make sure your experience is a pleasant one.
Let Lone Star Transfer give you peace of mind. Give us a call today for a no-obligation consultation at 844-284-4863 or online at LoneStarTransfer.com.
We are back with more Best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Do you think Epstein did it because he switched the money around in the trust, or do you think he did it like the warden in Shawshank? Like, it's over, the walls are closing in on me, I'm done.
Oh, both. I mean, I think he knew his life was over. It was finished. Everything was coming out. He was gonna die in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe he was
beaten up in jail.
He was moved to a place where he specifically was given access to do it.
Maybe.
But wasn't everyone like, oh, you're so happy a couple days before
His
he
lawyers,
died?
but you know what? He wrote.
I mean, they did say that. Yeah,
he did write a will too. He came out with. He put his money in a trust.
I thought it was a will to live. Is what he wrote.
Oh no,
it's a living will.
Yeah, he wrote a will. The fact that he wrote a will convinced me even further. Yeah, he just hung himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Angry messages I get. You listen to you talk about this fucking worth. Like, I personally just think he killed himself.
Yeah, but then when you realize, like, there is something fishy going on with the cameras. Like, we can now say there were 2 cameras pointed on his cell, neither of them worked.
That is suspicious.
Isn't there also some guy that went missing?
Yes.
Who dealt with
He's
his
disappeared off the face of the
mistress,
earth.
right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
All these people are going to start going away. And
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
they are.
Who went missing?
This guy who was helping get all the girls over with the mistress.
He was like he was a model finder.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, and he's like
probably in hiding.
All traces of him have disappeared. I mean, if he's in hiding, he's one of the great hiders of all time.
Oh, model scout linked to Jeffrey Epstein. French authorities, Jean-Luc Brunel.
Jean-Luc Brunel cannot be found.
So he's either in deep hiding because he knows he's involved with this, or he's been
But I mean,
killed.
it turns out he was prepping for Fashion Week.
Yeah,
He's in New York
yeah.
right
He's
now.
like, I'm just in my space.
Jean-Luc Brunel.
I'm sorry, I have to spend 2 weeks in my bubble.
The guy had to fucking step down.
What guy?
Whatever he did for MIT because they were accepting so much money from Epstein and disguising it on purpose and hiding it. And
yeah.
Oh my God.
But I don't know why that matters. Even though I get what a piece of shit Jeffrey Epstein was.
He probably knew what a piece of shit Jeffrey Epstein was. Like, if you know, you can't accept money from the guy that you know is doing that.
I know you shouldn't, but he didn't get. It's not like he got that money.
It is an institute of higher learning.
I understand, but it's not like he got that money from. It wasn't like he sold child porn and that's where his money came from. The money was legit. He was just a piece of garbage.
Yeah, but still, you can't take money from people. Like, documented, on the record, pedophilic pieces of garbage.
Yeah.
You got to draw the line.
I guess you do.
That's a pretty good spot.
I guess so.
When you have the low, like, it's like, if I'm like going, okay, part of my money is going to go to MIT and the other is going to my plane, which is called the Lolita Express, which takes me to a place that I invest money in called Pedophile Island.
Yeah.
Like, MIT can't be like, I can't be on this list of expenses.
Did you see his helicopter? That's up for sale now. Jeffrey Epstein's helicopter. What a fucking nice helicopter.
What's the helicopter called?
I don't know. I don't know. Hairless.
Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, the hairless chopper.
It was really nice.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, I think that all things considered,
Built
when
for cuddling.
Helicopter built for cuddling.
Who needs 2 lounge
SS
couches in a helicopter? A helicopter is not supposed to be an extended trip. I mean, this guy
that's big.
Could not go
huge, dude.
more than, I would say, based on the fact that the helicopter has these long lounges, I don't think he could go more than 20 minutes without touching somebody.
He was a man who enjoyed
can't-
comfort.
How long is a helicopter ride going to be?
To the Hamptons, probably what, a half hour?
Who can't go through a helicopter ride without touching a kid?
I think he said he needs 3 orgasms a day, or he needed.
Shut up.
3 a day? Who can even handle that many? Plus, I bet there was a lot of edging before the orgasm.
I could handle 3 a day, but when I was like in my complete jerking off phases.
Right.
But literally, the third one would be my dick totally limp. I remember one time jerking off, my dick was totally limp, and I was watching a black and white television. And I wasn't even watching anything on the TV. I'm like, what am I doing?
Like the TV in Poltergeist?
Yeah.
It's like scrambled.
Like it was just a program you were watching?
Yeah, it was a
wasn't
TV
porn?
in my old room back in North Brunswick, and it was a black and white set. And I'm jerking. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
And you'd already jerked off to completion earlier in the day. Twice. That was the third time. Did you finish?
I did, but by the time the third one happens, you just like it's a relief when it's over and you can stop.
Yeah.
You know
you can clock out of work.
You can clock out of work. Exactly.
You just have like a cumbersome, limp, half orgasm, and your body's just going like, okay, is this what you were?
Have you ever
for?
come limp from jerky? It's terrible
No,
because
of
it
course
kind
not.
of
It's horrible.
It's like a garden hose when you let it go. It's like it's not
Apparently
all
I'm
over,
the
but
weird
it's just
one.
terrible.
Like everybody in the room except for me was like, yes,
We've all
yes.
done
I'm
it.
like, what? No, of course I have not jerked off to completion while my penis was
Have you?
limp.
Of course.
So I'm so
It's called cocaine.
Just a dribbling noodle.
Yeah.
I'm such a weird guy.
I can't come more than like once in
Yeah.
a 24-hour period.
Once a
or else
day
my
is so
nut
much.
hurts and I have to sleep. Yeah, I have like a nut problem. Fucking sucks.
What if I told you it was like no more than a few times, less than a handful of times a week? Would you look at me like, oh my God?
Well,
what
did
are
you
even
ever
doing?
did you ever hear your friends are like, I jerk off, and you think you have like a huge problem? You're like, I jerk off so much, and then your friend's like, yeah, me too, and you're like, how
Like
many
when
times?
you're growing up?
And they're like, yeah, and they're
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like 6 times a day, and you're like, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. It's just too time consuming. I envy guys that come like once
It's
or twice a
insane.
week.
Yeah.
All your
Oh,
energy
yeah.
you save. There's something wrong with edging and jerking off. There's something
It's
you do
bad.
to your fucking your dopamine or your whatever serotonin, whatever it is you're fucking with. You're fucking with something that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, think about the release of brain chemicals you get when you orgasm.
Yeah.
Like when you start manipulating
It's like
that.
helping someone in need.
Okay, Pan. I don't want to hear about it.
Okay.
But who needs sex lounges on a helicopter?
Do you know how great that? But I just looked at the couches on there. Like, what a cool way to travel.
It'd be so bumpy. But wait, do you
I mean, by a helicopter. I mean, I've
you
never
have
taken a
se-
helicopter ride.
So you're talking about with young girls.
Oh, no. I would actually hate that.
Such a cool way to get around with these youngins.
They're dumb questions, trying to look out the window. You're like,
Oh
all right.
my god.
Can you get TikTok on this helicopter?
I heard of Wi-Fi.
I'd be fucking fighting with them over the best seat. Like, no, I want to face forward, you little bitch. I'm gonna get sick.
I mean that. I'm so cheap. If I had that helicopter, I would stay in it longer once we landed, just to get the use out of it.
Are you a chiseler?
Are
You're cheap.
I mean, yeah.
When it
Yeah.
comes to stuff like that, I'm sure, like
Oh,
helicopters,
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
you're trying to
yeah.
get your value out of it.
Yeah, a chiseler. I've never heard that before. What the fuck is that?
He's a
Chisler, that's old school. It's like a
Jim's a
skin
little
flint, a
older.
pinch penny.
That's amazing.
You never heard
I love
Chisler?
it.
Oh, it's the
No,
best.
that's great.
And then there's the shortened version we all know. Wow, the scientific and personal benefits of not mastering. Do you know when I've gone on runs of not doing it? Like when I try to stop it, I sleep better. Like
You feel like $1,000,000
you feel better.
When you don't jerk off.
Yeah.
Well, isn't there a comfortable medium?
Yeah, when you do it every couple days. When you if you do it when you're like, fuck, I'm horny. But when you do it just because I'm bored or I'm trying to release a chemical, it's different. When you're not trying to do it to release cum, like if I'm horny, I gotta come. That's different. But when you're like, what am I gonna do? I'm not fucking not happy with my career.
Yeah.
But you're
Yeah, it's
just-
like a coping mechanism. It's like an antidepressant.
But that's probably the addict in you.
Yeah.
The before it would be like, I'm going to drink so I don't feel like this. I'm going to do drugs so I don't feel like this. Well, if I jerk off, I won't feel like this.
In my head, I think, all right, well, I go home. Well, I'm going to get to bed probably this time. Well, I got to jerk off. Like, I always put that in my scheduler
right,
of my
like,
brain, you know?
Yeah, if I get home, I can't go right to bed because I have 15 minutes to jerk off.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and who knows if I find the right video or whatever. It could take longer.
Oh, yeah.
I can't do video right before sleep. It really keeps me up. Like
Because you watch beheadings.
Oh.
What?
No,
Yeah, okay, so the other day, Norton walks in here. And this was on the air, so everybody's aware. He walks in here and he goes like, I was watching this video last night. And I was like, oh, what
that's
happened?
upsetting.
And because it was like, first it was like I was watching these yodeling videos. I was like, oh, why were you watching yodeling videos? And he goes, oh, because the video I was watching right before, it was a cartel and they were having a dog bite off the genitals of a man.
That's it. Oh, my God. You know Sean from the cellar, the bouncer at the VU?
Yes.
Last night he's like, oh man, I just woo! I go, what's wrong? He goes, I just saw a man get his nuts eat off by a dog. Look at it.
Oh, you saw that?
No, I ran out of the room.
It was terrible.
I
It was
couldn't
terrible.
watch.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah,
All right, put it on.
No, do not put it on. Troy, do not go to Planet Analingus.
It's the hardest thing I've ever come to. Really upsetting. Some things you see, there's a weird violating feeling you get when there's certain videos that are so big. You're like, it just does something weird. There's a click to the right or the
Yes.
left where it's not like just gross. It's like upsetting in a weird, like an
Yes.
hour later, you're like, I'm nauseous. Like I still feel sick.
Well, that video of the fucking Moss shooting. That guy that had the camera on his chest, a GoPro. Did you watch it?
I did watch it. It didn't.
I had to turn it off.
It didn't bother
I
me
watched
as
it
much
for maybe
'cause-
like 10 seconds, I just fucking exited out and took a walk.
You realize when you see live shootings like that, like the sound of the gun is so different than it is in the movies.
Yeah.
Like it's a really weird,
it's so
harsh,
jarring.
awful sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
So jarring. There was this, my buddy got caught looking at porno in high school because I sent him a link to a site and his dad saw it and he was like, Nicholas, come in the room. What the fuck is gorgasm.com? Gorgasm.
You have to explain it to your dad.
Yeah.
No, it's just like for like entertainment.
It's like stab wounds and then like
you don't have to have an orgasm while
it's
watching.
a different type of X wound.
I had a big fight with a girlfriend years ago. I was trying to quit jerking off and watching porn. I was doing really well. And she scolded me for something, and I used that as an excuse to go back to jerking off because I was looking at some site. It was like one of those sites where they have like violent videos, but a lot of them are sponsored by porn companies, or the porn companies do ads.
Right.
So I opened up a video, but it wasn't a dirty video, and one of the ads was like, ooh, ooh, like you hear the fuck sounds.
Right.
I just clicked out of it because I wasn't, and she's like, what the fuck were you just watching? What were you watching?
And you were like, you think I jerk off to videos where they go, ooh?
I'm like, no, but I wasn't watching. And we had this gigantic fight because she thought I was going back to my old ways.
Right.
When I was literally just going to watch something fucking awful.
And then you did the thing where you're like, well, if she thinks I'm going to do it, I'm going to show her I'm going to do it.
Totally an excuse.
You're like, no, someone's getting their head cut off. She's like, just look at porn, please. That's way more disturbing.
So let me ask you this about Epstein. If, how long, if no real powerful people go down, let's say, because of this, and I know you think that they will. I don't think that they will.
I do.
If no real powerful people go down and it just kind of goes away, there's little things like the MIT thing, which isn't really a big deal. It's, it's an interesting little anecdote, but it's not on the scale of things, it's not a big deal. If nothing really big happens as a result of the Epstein thing, does that make you go, okay, maybe something weird? I'm not saying a man with black gloves and a mask came in and strangled him to death and broke his neck and then tipped his hat to the guard and, you know what I mean, like a movie. But,
Milady.
Thank you.
Wink.
Thank you. I'm Jean-Luc. Thank you. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, would that make you go, yeah, this is weird?
Well, depend on what the victim said, because they're all alive. Those victims are all alive.
Because there'll still be no video. He'll still be, it's. I know that there is an explanation for it, but it's still.
What's the explanation?
The explanation that I was going to say that it's still weird to go be on suicide watch and then be off suicide watch.
Right.
I know what the explanation is, that he wasn't actually trying to commit suicide the first time. He got beat up by his cellmate. Is the reason. And if true, it is a reason, but then it's also weird that you weren't trying to commit suicide the first time, but then you were like, but now that idea's in my head, I am going to try to do it. There's a lot of weird stuff going on.
Yeah, there is.
And the guards fell asleep very conveniently.
The camera thing does bother me a lot.
Yeah, what happened to the camera? It wasn't on.
And he was moved in. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it was just weird. Like, do you think that he was put in a position where that would be an easy thing for him to do?
Maybe.
Yeah, the cameras, they haven't said exactly. All that I've read and heard is that the two cameras that were pointed to his cell 24 hours a day malfunctioned. That's all, and I don't know. Maybe there's going to be an official story later, but it's been a few weeks, and all I've heard is that
two faulty cameras. The FBI crime lab is reportedly examining two faulty cameras. Well, if there's something going on,
they're just sending him to the SiriusXM engineering department, and they're going to go, it's a camera.
Yeah.
It happens. Technology, it fails.
It depends also, too, because all these powerful people, but there's also, I think it was Ghislaine, or however you say it. Is Maxwell her last name?
Yeah.
That girl. She knows everything Epstein knows. She knows, or most of it. There's all
when
of
she goes missing, that's going to be the
Photoshop photo of her in and out.
Well, that was just her trying to fucking throw people off her location. I think she's in Boston or something. They found where she is.
Oh yeah,
she's just been hiding, and this other guy's probably in hiding. Yeah.
He's a good hider, though, this Jean-Luc character.
Yeah, but I mean, he knows. Like, what's he going to do? He knows that, because he probably knows he was actually fucking grabbing underage girls and bringing them. Like, he's probably a huge link.
Do you think there's maybe fear in the victims where maybe they won't talk because...
Yeah, I mean,
you're going to bring down, like, let's just say, hypothetically, Bill Clinton.
Although at this point...
In the victims, no.
At this point, because before Jeffrey Epstein was in jail, Jeffrey Epstein had already gotten away with stuff, and he was already very powerful. So if they were going to be afraid of people, they would have already been afraid of Epstein himself.
This girl and her lawyer, she's fucking. Are you kidding me? They would have, if somebody was going to be killed, they would have killed them before the documents were unsealed.
Yeah, I don't think.
Wait till it all comes out.
Yeah, you can't. They're too.
No, I'm not saying kill them. Mm-hmm. You don't want to kill the victims, but just say, hey, it's probably best not to talk about what you saw, or just just keep your mouth shut about this.
Or here's some money.
Yeah,
here's some money.
Just shh.
Quiet down over there, you.
Yeah.
Is that possible, do you think?
The money thing is possible.
Sure.
The threats or the killing is not.
It's
but
possible.
The money thing is possible.
Sure.
Possible.
Of course, it definitely is possible, but I don't see that.
Would you take the money, or would you feel like I need to speak out?
I do both. I take the money and then just speak out.
It's probably the best strategy. Why not?
What's Epstein going to do? Hey, I fucked her when she was young and I gave her money. Blabbermouth. What's he going to do? He's got to take it.
Yeah.
I'll do both.
Yeah, Epstein does a press conference though, and he's like, by the way, don't trust this person. I paid him off not to say anything, and he said stuff anyway.
Yeah.
It's fucked either way.
Do you think it's weird about the cameras, though? That
to me is very...
If they have cameras on Jeffrey Epstein and they're not working, you think they'd go, hey, we should probably fix these. Jeffrey Epstein's in this cell.
Well, I'll be interested.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would say of any cell to have cameras on it, Jeffrey Epstein's cell would be the #1 cell that cameras
I want to
should be
see
on
what
it.
the FBI says, the FBI labs. I don't think the FBI lab, I don't think somebody is corrupting the guards and getting into the jail and corrupting the FBI lab. I want to see what the FBI lab says.
I'm just picturing like the guard is like that trope of like the fat guard. He fell asleep with like a donut on his chest, and he's like watching the game on the other camera or whatever,
It's literally like they've made a long stick out of straws, and they're trying to get the big key loop off of his belt.
Yeah. I hate when movies do this. When a character turns and sees the same thing you see through the camera, but would have seen it in real life. Like when a guy walks into a room and it's like, and he's looking around for the killer, and then you turn and you realize the killer's to his right. But it's like he would have fucking saw that when he walked in the room. Because the camera didn't see it because you pointed it the other way.
Maybe the killer just appeared.
No,
he would have definitely.
cheated.
You would have seen that. You think that's cheap?
Yeah, and it reminds me of like stuff like this where the guard will be watching TV. Hey, what? He's watching a basketball game, and somebody sneaks by.
Hey,
and
come
he doesn't
on,
see it.
Shoot! What are you doing?
Just because the camera's not catching it, like your peripheral, you'd absolutely see that.
Right, and there's like sounds coming from the walking. You could feel the essence of a person walking behind you.
I'm just picturing while these guards are like looking the wrong way, the Pink Panther theme is playing. Just like didn't, and some guy's creeping around to murder a pedophile.
It's Clouseau. You just hear like clank, 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 clank. What's that? I guess it's nothing.
New Pink Panther or the old ones? I'm a new Pink Panther guy.
You like the Steve Martin Pink Panther? Speaking of remakes, I went and I did see It Chapter 2 over the weekend. It was my wife surprised me. That's how you know that things change when there's kids. Like the big thing, because it was my birthday, was...
I didn't realize that before.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
I had no idea.
No, it's all good. We figured we got it.
36?
Yeah. But yeah, my dad was like, so 36, huh? And I was like, yeah, I realized the other day, like, I can't believe how much older than 36 I feel like. There's no part of me that's like,
look.
Yeah, there's no part of me that is sitting there going like, oh, I can't believe I'm this old. I'm like, it has to be older than 36. I've got to be, I mean, if not deep into my 40s, then past that.
Your parents probably lied to you. You're probably born 12 years earlier, but you were in a coma for something.
Yeah. But the big to do was Jess got her dad to come over and sit at the house while the baby slept so that we could go and watch a movie together.
Wow.
Which is huge. I mean, huge. But we saw It Chapter 2. And it wasn't as good as the first one. It wasn't a bad movie.
Was the clown in it?
Pennywise the clown was indeed.
Okay.
Yes, in it. It follows the story of the characters as adults. Yes, and Pennywise does make a few appearances. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll do well.
I didn't really like the first It.
You didn't?
No.
How come?
I don't know. I thought there were too many, like, children monologues.
This is our time.
Yeah. Like, every child had to have a little, like, speech to, like, prove, like, we're going to do it.
It probably, did that hold, I haven't read the book in so many years. That might have... I don't know if that might have held true to the book. I don't remember.
That's the other thing with the book is that like I think it's very hard to make a good It movie because the stuff with the scary clown, that's easy to make a good movie of. Mm-hmm. But Stephen King is such a weirdo that so much of his stuff, for whatever reason, it works kind of when you're reading it in the book.
Because he's such a good explainer of everything.
Right,
he can take something that stinks and make it like real because he's a brilliant explainer.
But can you imagine if they were like, well, there was a turtle from another universe.
Yeah, they were shooting past and there was a giant spider. Yeah, you know, and then the turtle was dead when they came back. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
That old fuck died years ago. You remember that part?
So you can't. You have
Isn't there
to.
that controversy about? Isn't there like a child rape in the first, or like
all the kids have sex with Beverly?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's
like, it was a love thing, though, like the power of the love over this,
right?
thing.
And it like brings them together.
But why would you even put that in a like? Why would you write that?
He was giving adult qualities to the kid. I mean, I didn't mind that. It was. I thought it was a little silly and gross. Like I just even thought of myself at 12, even as dirty as I was, I wouldn't have fucked Beverly after dumb Ben got in there. Fucking fat Ben.
But that's what I mean. Like in the universe of the book, it's like, yeah, we can get behind this, but neither movie has even attempted to be like, yeah, she fucked everyone.
Did they do a kiss or something in the first one? I don't remember.
I think the first one she kissed everyone.
Yeah.
Second one she didn't kiss everybody. There was just both of them. There's just sexual tension. She has a crush on the leader, like the leader and her.
Bill Denbrough.
Bill and her, have a thing, but the fatty is the one that really loves her.
Yeah, Ben is, Wasn't Ben John Ritter in the first one?
Yeah.
They're just all in the tunnel, like scared, and one kid's like, "Hey, we should just all fuck each other."
There's a clown gonna kill us.
Heebie-jeebies.
It was definitely not Beverly's idea.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Hey, I just want to ask you, in the second one, is there a scene in the library with Ben?
No.
Where there's a balloon floating in the library?
No, that I don't know. I remember that scene from the Tim Curry version.
Sounds like a weird game of Clue.
The Tim Curry
the library with the balloon.
The Tim Curry version. Yeah, I know exactly the scene you're talking about.
I love that in the book
because when the balloons start popping.
No, where the clown starts screaming really loud and Ben just freaks out because they're in a library and there's the sound of somebody yelling.
Okay, well, there's that scene in the first one in the library.
So in the
it happened as an adult though.
No, did I say Tim Cook or
Tim Curry?
Tim Curry. Okay, in the Tim Curry
might
version,
as well say Tim Cook. Done as much for fucking Apple stock.
We'll throw a dongle on it. Everything will be fine. We'll put a little Apple dealie on the front. Everything will be no problem. No, in the Tim Curry version, it's great because the technology wasn't what we have now. So there is that scene that you're talking about in the library. But what happens is Pennywise has red balloons everywhere and they all start popping and blood goes on everybody. And like it hits, blood splatters in everybody's face. Mm-hmm. But I guess Ben, unless it's one of the other characters, Ben, I guess, is the only one that can see it. And he starts freaking out. But they don't have the technology to actually pop blood balloons at that point on people. Mm-hmm. So they just did it and told everybody, just stay very still. And these balloons are full of blood and we'll pop them. So every single person that gets it done on them, you can see them flinch. All of them flinch when the balloon pops because the balloon pops right by their head. And it's great going back. Like back then you didn't notice stuff like that because you kind of took for granted. But now that we have this technology, maybe in the movie it's Richie in the library.
Oh, okay. In the book, I thought it was Ben. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's it. No, you got the right scene, Troy. Yeah, that was the right scene. Yeah, Richie's in the library. Who's the comedian? This scene.
The funny one. He does all the Irish voices.
He does. Yeah, this scene I don't believe is in the new one. I certainly don't remember it.
Boy, isn't she Richie?
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Fast forward way ahead. So there's the balloons. Watch this. They're all. See them flinch like you can see them. You see them all move.
And he's looking at. Oh, it's Richie. Oh, this is terrible.
So you have to watch. Like you don't realize when you're watching.
I didn't like him as the Pennywise either.
I loved it. Ugh. I loved it.
This is awful.
You don't realize until you watch it a couple times, like, none of those people were supposed to notice the balloons popped in their face because they all reacted to it.
In the book, it's so great because he shows up as as almost like a Nosferatu type vampire, and his teeth are razor blades. He like bites through his lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, the book was really good.
They didn't have those effects back then either. And it's a TV movie.
Yeah, you're right.
The original.
I know. I just realized how boring it was when I said, "Who cares?" The book was like this.
I liked it.
Well, I mean, it is the source material.
Yeah.
Patrick in Boulder, Colorado. What's up?
What's up, boys?
Hello.
So, hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so there was, I read it a few years ago. I'm rereading it again. And I saw online there was a book written by some academic from some university about how Stephen King's It, the book, was very, homophobic.
It might have been.
Back, yeah, and obviously, you touched on all the boys having sex with the young girl. In the book itself starts out with there being a hate crime. These two gay guys, they're at the carnival, and one of them gets thrown off the bridge and all that. I don't know.
You don't want to read that. It's spoilers.
No, don't show me this. All I want to see is what is the name of the guy they're
Patrick.
saying. It was based on a guy named Clint something. So they said that this gay bashing scene exploits a real life killing for cheap shock. Can we look up? Sorry, Charlie Howard. Look that up. I want to see what year he was killed. I want to see if it was before the original book was written, because if they do that in the movie, it's based on the book, which was 1987.
Yeah, I don't know if people are really. That's 1984. Is
Okay, so they didn't. The movie's not exploiting it. The movie probably didn't even know about that killing. They're probably taking it from the book, and maybe he took a real life thing and wrote about it in a book.
And he definitely took a real life thing because it happened. He died in Bangor, Maine.
Was he thrown off a bridge like that when he was with his boyfriend?
I don't know, but Stephen King's from Bangor. That's where he's from.
Oh, you're right. Yes,
so he would have been aware of the story. Yeah, I mean, I don't. People were trying to get that started. I don't know if anybody actually feels like it's gay bashing or homophobic. Or I saw.
And by the way, sorry, Sam, to interrupt you. That's what people do. They capitalize in movies, like the fact that there's a clown murdering people. They're capitalizing on people who've been murdered.
John Wayne Gacy.
You need that.
He dressed up as Pogo the Clown and murdered people. But that's not about exploiting John Wayne Gacy. It's about exploiting the fact that people are afraid of clowns.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
But so I saw. And this is why it's very, you have to be very careful about how you interpret what you see. I didn't see anybody actually outraged. Most of the time you don't.
Right.
I saw people saying this is what people are outraged about, but I didn't see any of those actual people being outraged. So there's probably nobody actually outraged. But the thing that I heard people saying that people were outraged about was gay bashing and fat shaming in the movie, which... Take a wild guess whether it's the heroes or the villains that are gay bashing and fat bashing.
Yeah.
The heroes in my story. Yeah, it's obviously the villain, but that's how it was in the book.
But isn't it a weird thing that to criticize giving a bad person bad traits? Like, you're not sitting there going well, this is great because we should all be fat shaming. You're like, this is a clown that murders children.
Right.
And he's also a fat shamer. That shouldn't be okay, well, I would never murder a kid, but I mean, if the clown fat shames, I'll fat shame.
It's dicks.
It doesn't make sense.
Well, it's like this whole thing there. Everybody has to be, again, one little misstep and everybody's all over you. It's like stupid Kamala Harris laughed because somebody said that, I think, what they say that Trump looks mentally retarded, and she's like, well said. So what?
The video's out there. My problem is
you're racist. You don't like her for that reason. I understand.
Why would you? Why I don't like it.
Racism.
That's not. First of all, Ian, I want you to know that is not true.
He knows.
It's not true what Jim is saying, and he says it a lot. And I don't like it because.
Well, why would he say it a lot if it's not true?
Well, that's the issue that I'm having now is that people are going to say
your truth is coming out.
And also, I believe in energies, and I don't want Jim to will it into existence. I'm worried about it.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for the day I walk in and Sam's pointing to a story. What a shock!
Jim keeps reading The Secret and then coming and saying bad things about me, putting it into the universe, and I'm like,
energies, they sure like to move around a lot.
Yeah, that's
Sam.
That's not what you're supposed to do. But yeah, we can watch this video.
Yeah, it's quick.
Kamala Harris is on the campaign trail, and I had my issue was did you see how she handled this later?
The apology?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what she said. A man, she's doing one of these
it's a live event.
Yeah, these live events, which I can't really believe that these events do anything. Like when you sit in front of 30 people from a town and explain what you're going to do as president. I mean, I yes, you need
It
the
does
local
help.
support.
Yeah, and then plus, by the way, what do they say? Every handshake is a vote or 2 votes.
Yeah, it makes people feel good. Like
And
they're
they talk
seen.
about you.
Yeah.
To their friend, no, I like her. She's actually really nice.
She was great. She came and did a little pumpkin patch.
And then all of a sudden, all these people are kind of campaigning for you. So yeah, it makes
and
sense.
it moves the needle.
And by the way, sometimes when you're around people and someone makes an uncomfortable joke, sometimes you laugh because you don't want to scold somebody and you're not 100% sure how to handle it.
Oh no, she co-signed the
Good.
joke.
Let me see.
Yeah, I don't think that she laughed because she was uncomfortable. She was like, "Fuck yeah."
What are you going to do in the next 1 year to diminish the mentally retarded action of this guy?
Okay, hit pause. So there's the issue, and then, by the way, everybody applauded.
They all applauded. Yeah.
She started doing the
She
voice.
started Indian accent. She's like, "Good question, Apu." Anyway, so
how does she handle
I don't know. Maybe I get him a Slurpee. Like, Kamala, what are you doing? Hey, Candidate Harris, why would you say that? Don't do that.
Well said.
Okay, hit pause.
I mean, the fact that she did that is such a non-issue. After all the stuff Trump has said, and by the way, when I see what she does here, this is why he won. It's groveling, fucking, I'm so... It's shit like this that makes people just go, fuck you.
Okay, so
you laughed at a moment, you moved forward, you didn't say it.
She said "well said" twice.
So what?
And laughed. Like, clearly...
But what's she supposed to do?
Right,
It's
but
an awkward moment. I'm not saying she felt awkward, but the guy
It
asked the
seemed
question.
like
They
she-
all laughed and clapped. Like, what do you want people...
It seemed like she felt awkward. She goes, "Well said." Well
She's
said.
But can we
making
all
her-
agree that she's acknowledging what was said?
100%.
Okay.
She's making her base like the way that Trump will allow them to chant, send her back and then not say anything.
And
it's
smirk.
basically, because he doesn't want to piss off these people. And some, well, he's afraid of losing them. Well, everyone's like that. She's like that too with fucking 50 people. You're
Right.
afraid of losing them by...
Well, that's why he wouldn't condemn people in Charlottesville.
No, he would not. Well, there was good people on both
And
sides.
there was also a lot of the message. We don't need to get into that.
I learned it from the president.
What does she say here?
Yeah, okay, so now they go like,
this is gonna
okay.
be so
Because you
gross.
also, I mean, it's like, when people say mentally retarded,
right?
Like they're trying to say, like, okay, I'm trying to be PC about this. And you're like, that's not the PC. It's not PC.
But it's not even a fucking horrible thing to say in a general way. Somebody's mentally retarded. It's like to call somebody who's retarded a retard, to be angry and say it, or to even be making fun of someone who's retarded.
Well,
and
he's
say
called
it.
the president. He is making fun of him.
Yeah, no, but he's not mentally retarded. He's a fucking president of the United States. To me, that's fair.
Yeah, but all these
whether you like a
pieces
president
are
or
coming
not.
out that he's mentally unfit for the presidency.
A lot of people are saying that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Some people believe too there may be some mental difficulties for Trump. There are
and then
people
people
that
are saying
believe
he's on Adderall too because
Yeah.
he like is licking his
I
lips
think
and
he is a little
sniffing and-
Aspergery.
that. Right.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah, just because what he says, but whatever.
Right, because it doesn't quite connect.
No, just because he'll point somebody out. Look at her. She's fat. Get her out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he says all this shit, and then she's like, "Yes, okay." And they're like, "How dare she?"
And that's exactly. Get right in line with the rest of the dumbbells in the same business. And that's why he ran through all of you.
Right.
Because here's why Trump people are like, at least he's honest. He lies as much as the rest of them, but he's emotionally honest. He can't lie emotionally. He just can't help it. It just fucking comes out.
It's the Asperger.
And she is, the rest of them are emotionally lying.
Well,
They're
let's-
pretending they feel a different way.
Let's hear what she said in response.
this is going to be so gross.
Because they called her out. And they were like, hey, did you say? And now she's either got to justify and be like, look, yeah, I wasn't thinking, and we're going to move on.
Sorry, I was being retarded.
Goes back to the Apu accent. Trying to just maybe you won't think about it.
I heard him talk about the other stuff, and then that came later.
Oh!
It was not something that I really heard or processed or
So what was she
or
laughing
in any
at?
way condone.
So she's saying she didn't hear or process
Let's
it.
see who's this asking her?
He's a man.
Fast. Yesterday, someone in a crowd at one of your New Hampshire events referred
Say
to
that
the-
again?
Yesterday.
By the way, hit pause for a second. These reporters, they love when stuff like that happens. Like they're just going to these reporters that are like following the candidates everywhere. It's like finally somebody said something. Can you imagine how boring, especially at this phase, it would be to like follow somebody on every event. She's got like 7% in the polls and stuff, so it's not like she's, you know, one of the leading people.
She stinks.
She does
She's a fucking
stink.
cop.
She's not totally dying though either.
No, she's not.
7%.
She's
not.
there.
I'm a De Blasio guy.
Did you?
Well, I know that's you because you're a New York guy through and through.
Absolutely, and he's we have musical tastes that are similar.
Tucker Carlson.
yes,
on
me
Tucker.
too.
On Tucker. You can ska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love ska.
That's right. You're voting De Blasio.
That's me. Yeah.
Tucker Carlson
I'm
had
the
De
one guy.
Blasio on. He asked him why is it so stinky? Tucker asked De Blasio why New York is so stinky. He said, if somebody defecates outside my house in New York, are they going to get arrested?
Oh my God.
It was really a bait and switch. But okay, so I'm sorry. We digress.
Okay, so her excuse the first time was, well, you see, I didn't hear the second, but I only heard the first part. And then this guy goes, in a rally yesterday, and she goes, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah.
Act like she can't
She's
hear
doing
it.
that
She's
thing
hard of hearing.
comedians do when someone heckles, you suck. What? Because you're trying to buy an extra 2 seconds to figure out.
The minute he says, recently at a rally, she goes, oh no.
She knows exactly.
Yeah, of course
He's not
she
going to
does.
say you said something very poignant because you repeat it.
Here in New Hampshire, somebody in the crowd referred to President Trump's actions as being mentally retarded actions. You said, well said, well said. Do you regret saying that?
Let me just be really clear.
She shook her head no.
I would never condone that kind of language
Oh.
being spoken by anybody about anybody.
Yes,
It is
you would.
offensive. I have worked my entire career.
Here's the
to
talking
do
points.
A number of things, including
For the
ensure
retarded?
that our disability community receives the dignity.
Our disability
rights.
community.
Fuck you.
Fuck
But what does that have to do with any of this?
What a
Fuck you.
stupid fucking asshole.
There you go. Check her off the list.
Yeah.
You know,
Just another fucking groveling idiot.
Yep.
You know what was the only one that I thought came across to me as an honest person and was also not a maniac?
Mayor Pete.
First of all, I do like Mayor Pete, but
Beto. He's a very sincere. He's woke.
no.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren and her
This
puppet
is
hair.
fucked up. Wow, Beto, you got my vote.
Remember when John McCain? Remember when the person was like,
That was beautiful.
he was in the audience with the person. What? It was just down to McCain and Obama.
Yes.
And the woman goes like, Obama is a Muslim. And McCain wasn't sitting there worried about like, well, I don't want to lose my racist
Right.
base.
Yeah. He goes,
He
no,
was
he's
like,
not.
I don't
No,
want
he's
to.
not.
I don't
He's
want
a good man.
Yeah, I don't want a base that's racist. I want people to vote for me for real reasons. And he just was a person who was like, no, he's not. He's a good man.
Right. Yep.
He just happens to disagree with me.
Yeah, that-
but by
Kamala
the way, he lost.
Yeah, but he
Right,
lost because
right.
of his vice president.
Yeah, Sarah Palin was the opposite of that whole thing.
Which
She didn't
was
help.
a Trojan horse for all this stupidity in politics.
That's true. That's true. I agree with that.
Apparently, on the night that he conceded, he said to Palin, he was like, you have two choices right now. Please make the right one. And then she just leaned into being dumb.
she didn't go with the right one. Her family immediately signed the reality show deal.
Yeah. The Kamala thing, like, she could have totally like taken that moment and been like, well, you know, I would have put it differently or whatever. But she was dipping her toe in like the insult game, you know, because like that's kind of what
and then she couldn't take the
has
heat.
to win,
Yeah.
you know. But you either fully commit to that and pull a Trump and be a total fucking asshole, but you can't be cutesy about it. Like, well said, good one,
and then nailed him,
recant.
and then go like, "Why'd you say nailed him?" I don't know. I didn't even hear what he said. I just say that. I say it a lot. I think nailed him.
Did she say nailed him?
No. I'm just saying.
No.
It was the equivalent saying
I was
well
talking
said.
about Jesus. Oh God.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. No, but saying well said. Well said.
I'm so surprised she goes, as a black woman, as a part of a marginalized community, I would never despair, you know what I mean?
Right, and just look at the white reporter right in the eyes, like, where are you going with this?
How dare you accuse a black woman of...
Or imagine if she looked at him and just said, have you ever heard the president talk?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's the least of our problems right
Yeah,
now.
I mean,
Check
is
the
that what you're
president.
worried about?
Double down on it. Be a human.
Is that what you're worried about? Some guy says something off the cuff. It's a little awkward, and I kind of laugh and move forward. And that's what you're worried about? And with the fact that there's a hurricane and there's all these problems, you know, just, yeah exactly. Throw it back at him.
Bro, though.
I would never. Shut up.
Did you hear...
Probably.
Biden smoked Trump over the weekend. Smoked him.
Doing what?
And I'm telling you, It's not recoverable for the president. It's over, fellas. we might as well declare
It's fun
it.
to watch a guy try to get into the insult game fucking at age 76.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you something. It's the last time you ever say Donald Trump. I know it's the last time I do because
it's pronounced Drump. Remember that bullshit?
Yeah, so
when
bad.
every liberal's like, we won't say his name. Let's call him Drump.
Yeah.
You weren't going to vote for him anyway.
Yeah,
What
I
difference
know.
does it
I know.
make? No, this is it's over now, folks. This is Biden.
Let me hear
letting
the
real
atomic
Biden
bomb.
shine. Yeah, this is it.
Donald Trump is reelected. Freudian slip.
Did he actually? I guess he meant to say that. Yeah.
Hump day.
Ooh. Donald Hump.
Donald Hump.
Donald Hump. Yeah.
Donald Duck. I mean, Donald
Yeah,
Trump.
but you know what? I'll stick with it. Yeah, Freudian slip.
He's
Donald Hump.
ferocious.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the last time. I mean, is anybody ever going to call him Donald Trump
Democrats
again?
are such pussies. They're just like doing these like little, just run into the water. Don't slowly wade in of insults.
More like Donald Hump.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He's been in office. He's been famous for decades.
Yeah.
You don't think anybody's ever said that before?
Ugh.
You're really going to vote for a guy named Donald Hump? Am I right, guys?
Biden's trying to get it. Here's what Biden's trying. He's trying to get that thing going without committing to it.
Right.
He's trying to get that insult. Everyone will be Donald Hump.
Let's get that hashtag rolling, gang.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you tried to get that going, the nicknames that Donald Trump would come up for Biden?
Oh, God.
I mean, it would be hideously
Hair plug
ugly.
Joe.
Yeah. He's already got, I mean, Sleepy
Creepy
Joe.
and Creepy Joe.
Creepy Joe and Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe. Remember Low Energy Jeb?
Yeah.
Literally.
I heard him.
Do you understand? Jeb Bush was all but guaranteed the Republican slot.
Yep.
For the presidential campaign that
The
year.
Howard Dean of
we were
2016.
We were sitting there going, can you believe it's going to be another Clinton-Bush race?
Yeah.
And all Trump had to do was say, you mean low energy Jeb over there?
Yeah.
And then blame his brother George for 9/11.
Yep.
And then the picture of Jeb in the sweatshirt.
That was so.
Oh God.
bad.
The sweatshirt.
Clap.
Do you know the hoodie?
Oh, and
no,
the-
that was bad. Show the hoodie picture. When someone asked him to try on a hoodie and he puts it on,
It was over at that
and you
point.
look at him and you're like, this fucking douchebag.
Is that like that picture of John Kerry trying to catch the football? Do you remember that?
Oh,
No.
yes,
He
I
was
do.
at some like event and someone threw him a football. He's like, I'm into, sports. And it was just so gross looking.
You realize Jeb Bush has never tried on a hoodie before when you saw this. That's how like out of touch that he's only ever worn
Oh, no.
suits. Look at the photo. If you go to images,
Yeah, the photo's better.
the images, because the images just capture it. Look at it.
Oh no, it's a zip up.
Come on.
It's a zip up. But look at it on his head. How stupid he looks.
Look at that photo. Yeah, there you go, right there.
Oh my God.
I mean, come on.
That's incredible.
That man can never be the president.
It's zipped all the way up.
That's incredible.
What a goddamn fool he looks like.
Oh,
He was
it's
just trying to
great.
be a regular guy and go with it.
It's great.
Whenever
and then like, please clap was like the end.
Dude,
That was like the slow decline.
Whenever I text a friend a joke and it bombs, I always send the gif of please clap.
It was my favorite thing ever because you knew it was over.
God, it's so funny.
And then he does it. I remember this is when we were doing the you were still doing the morning show and I was doing the night show because I played this over.
God, it's
and
so funny.
over again.
It didn't strike me as that bad when it happened because I took
Dude.
it as he was kind of joking, but I guess it looks
the way
really
he
bad.
angles his head is he leans in and goes, please clap.
It was one of it was one of my favorite moments in the history of American politics. I would say so. I mean,
play it
I'm
one
trying.
more time.
I'm trying in my head right now. I'm trying to think of like my list of favorite moments in American politics, and
Howard
maybe
Taft in the bathtub.
love that, love that.
Yeah.
And like I guess I am an idiot. You would consider me an idiot.
Yeah.
But still, I think that this is among my favorite, if not my favorite moment in all of American politics.
So here's my pledge to you.
Oh, God.
I will be a commander-in-chief that will have the back of the military. I won't trash talk. I won't be a divider-in-chief or an agitator-in-chief. I won't be out there blowharding, talking a big game without backing it up. I think the next president needs to be a lot quieter, but send a signal that we're prepared to act in the national security interests of this country, to get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
Oh my God.
Yeah, see, I took that as him kind of throwing like a little joke out.
Dude.
I didn't. I disagree with that. Even though maybe you're probably right. I took that totally as being a please clap. Like
it's among the most embarrassing things that any politician has ever done.
Whatever you want, a thank you. Does a curtsy.
Oh, it was so.
It's so
and by the, you know,
it just looks bad.
You know what's so bad about that? That he was 100% right when he said divider in chief.
Yeah,
like.
But I was annoying, and agitator in chief was annoying.
But he was right on the money.
And
like,
he was trying to
Cheeto in chief.
This is after low energy, right?
Oh yeah, this is
why this dumb fuck.
This was the end.
Was trying to react to try to go, I believe the next president should be quieter. Stop trying to justify who you are.
Yeah,
I think they should be like a turtle.
Yeah,
His
dumb head is moving like his
glasses. Dude, it's just like the fucking Howard Dean moment. Remember that?
Oh, it made me vote. I wanted them so bad after that. That was great.
Jesus Christ.
He was supposed to. He was the little engine that could.
Yes.
And then everybody stopped putting coal into the engine.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we hated his guts.
Yeah. But isn't that that's how delicate politics was back then? That now, today, the Howard Dean moment is like Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But back then, it was like, I don't want that craziness around me.
2000. I can't believe this was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it?
There it is. That's that first link right there, Troy Kwan. The scream that doomed Howard Dean.
It did ruin him.
It destroyed him in one moment.
Have you ever had a moment with a chick where you do one thing and it just totally ruins everything?
Yep.
Yeah.
I ask where her dick is.
And you're like, I was joking, and she'll never take it as a joke.
Yeah, no, I've had those moments. Usually it's a joke you try to make, or it's something you try to, or you try, and it's like, oh.
You know what this is like? You smell a person's breath, and one day, only one day, they had bad breath for one day. And you never look at that person the same way.
It's their identifying quality.
Maybe they had a tuna fish sandwich that day. Usually, they're totally fine. They've brushed their teeth. They're chewing gum. It's almost always fine. But one day, they had bad tuna fish breath. Or when they were talking, a little piece of food came out of their mouth and hit you on the cheek. Something like that.
Yeah.
And that's a disgusting person to you for the rest of your life, no matter what they do. That's what Howard Dean did with his scream. He spit a little piece of tuna fish onto the American public.
No, it wasn't even tuna fish. It was one of those white little balls of food you cough up from the back of your throat.
It's just the littlest bit. And he was like, let's not even acknowledge that just happened.
It's like seeing your girlfriend shit too early in the relationship.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then
so
you're just
that's
like,
the thing. You wanted to do it every day.
Yeah.
Please shit.
You know what? That's exactly what it was. I was dating a girl once, and we were like, I remember where we were. We were walking up her driveway, and she farted this little fart, and I was like, oh, that was horrible.
Did you smell it or you heard it?
No, just heard it because we were outside. Everything was fine. I didn't smell it, but I was.
Did you acknowledge it?
I didn't acknowledge it because I was like, I like her. She's beautiful, but that's enough. For
How
me
do you know? What were you doing, the chief? You were walking?
We were walking. And I just said, you know what? Maybe it was the squeak of her shoe. And then she said, oops, let one go. Don't worry, it was a cute one.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I never looked at her the same way again.
Shut up.
Ever. And I'm telling you right now, I've been with my wife for 15 years. It was before that.
Right.
This was over 15 years ago. And I think about it. Going like that, I still think of that person.
You guys don't drop gashers around each other?
No, never.
What? How do you be with someone
Never.
for so long? When I do it, my girlfriend goes, tell him, baby.
Look, you have different. That's a different style than I am.
You don't hotbox?
No,
Troy?
never.
Of course.
The Dutch oven? No,
yes.
never.
Travis?
Never.
Travis said no.
No.
Man,
Jim, we're the only ones that like to have fun.
What's that?
We're the only ones that like to have
Dude,
fun.
I know. But it's crazy.
Why don't you just show Troy a little bit of fun right now? He likes to have fun so much.
All right.
Why don't you just, there you go. There's some fun for you, Troy.
I'll get one. Hold on.
Okay. Enjoy that,
I might
Troy.
shit myself.
Have fun over there. It's like the Discovery Zone. Just jump around. Have fun.
When they fart, I dive bomb in like a cat showing love.
You like it.
You know?
Yeah.
When they try to headbutt you.
No, I don't want it. I don't want it around me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
No.
She goes, well, let one go. Is a cute one. And you were like, you dumb bitch.
No, I laughed at her outwardly. and inwardly judged.
You were dying. Oh man.
So
that's
you'd be
so
mad at
sad.
your wife if she fucking cut one right in your face?
I wouldn't like
As
that.
a
Were you
goof?
there for your child's birth?
Yeah, I was a C-section though, so it was behind the curtain. Both of them.
But you didn't
C-sections.
see what was going on?
No.
Mm.
No. Yeah, I mean, we don't defecate in front of each other.
Nah, that's a little much.
Wow.
I don't want to see a girlfriend shitting. Or
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it or walk in the bathroom right
Yes.
after.
Right, I don't want to know what's happening. I'll assume that at some point it's happened, but that's
Yeah.
it.
I don't mind knowing it's happening because I'm sick and tired of trying to pretend. Like when you first start dating someone and you're away, you have to run down to the lobby. I got to make a phone call.
Yeah.
You're fucking
Yep.
shitting in the lobby bathroom.
Yeah. I had a bathroom built
Sam's
in.
a little more extreme though, because even here, his bathroom habits are so secretive.
Yeah.
Really?
There's
What?
nothing.
You can't shit in public?
Maybe I
he
can.
doesn't
Maybe
even
I
like
can.
it.
It's none of your business,
the other
quite
day,
frankly.
I ran into a barbershop. I threw $5 at the guy. I go, I need your bathroom. And I just ran in and shit.
That I couldn't do.
I shit everywhere. I have to.
That's a good
'Cause I got-
quality.
I can't not do it.
Travis,
I would be in
colitis?
such trouble. I don't know, man. I've had stomach
IBS.
problems for years.
Oh, you shit a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Travis feels like I'm not as much of a team player because I don't discuss whether I do or don't.
I mean, you
What
don't
a
even
lady.
like it when people know that you're going to pee.
Samantha.
I'm a gentleman, and I don't mind pee. I always pee next to Troy.
Yeah, but you won't be right back. I got to go to the bathroom.
Well, because it's none of your. It's none of your.
slink
It's
out
none
of
of
the
your
office.
concern.
It's none of your business, quite frankly.
doesn't concern others with the fecal matter of the self.
Yeah, I mean that's my bathroom habits.
It's
really,
very secretive.
It's really none
Troy
of your.
knows.
It's none of your business.
Another sign in the checkbox of molested.
Yep.
I'm not secretive. I just don't have it. It's just not a discussion
Jim,
point.
you think we have the location?
Okay,
In a bathroom?
Right,
Yes.
yeah, in a bathroom.
Do I think
Like
little
corner
Sammy
Macy's.
walked into a bathroom one time in a mall and had his little penis diddled with and then had to go out ashamed and not tell his family?
Yeah.
You bet I do.
Okay, let me ask you this: if this is such a great theory on your part,
Yeah, They
right?
tugged it. And
Okay.
it got hard. He was embarrassed.
I'm gonna.
Is it a
sorry?
female restroom? That's why
No,
you
it was
can't
not.
be around women that fart.
No, it was a male restroom and an older man just kind of tugged on it and it got hard.
I hate to destroy your theory here, but I must.
He was a young man.
I would say. I would say that my habits are the opposite of yours. I would say there's confirmation that you were diddled as a child.
No, I think I
So
was
if-
more of a volunteer.
You got piss in your mouth in the pool.
Twice, same guy.
You
What?
don't want that.
That's a long story.
You should have told him you didn't want it.
What's that?
You should have told him not to do that again.
He was
I did.
under 10.
No, but the thing is,
And
yeah,
some kid pissed in your mouth?
yeah.
When he was 6 years old, a bully chased him,
Uh-huh.
and then he would suck his dick.
Uh-huh.
The second part is not normal.
Yeah, well, how did you get out of beatings?
Well, who are you talking to about normal?
Well, I'm saying that he is trying to attribute my opposite.
But opposite doesn't matter because everybody has weird little after effects. Right, Travis?
I totally agree.
You think that Sam was definitely fumbled with?
Probably when he was living in the UK.
That's right.
Oh, a British fumbling.
Yeah.
Okay,
British
so
fumbling.
that's why it's a little different than Jim's.
You think?
Okay, now Travis is on to something.
Who do you think fumbled with Sam?
Somebody British, do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it was
Maybe
someone...
what could it have been, the headmaster of a school because they
Could
call
have
them
been.
headmasters?
The headmaster.
Spotted dick.
The headmaster.
I don't think it was someone Sam knew.
No?
No.
Do you think it was like a family friend?
Possibly.
Or maybe a friend of his dad's or someone from school's parents?
He should,
I think everybody's been molested. It's
said-
so many people.
Travis
I
said he
mean,
didn't think it was somebody I knew, though. I think Travis just watches the Who's Tommy.
But
and
he
just
means
thinks,
somebody you don't
fiddle
know.
about.
That's where I get all my information from Britain.
That's why he thinks it's about Britain. He thinks it's some guy who was selling me a pinball machine, and and then you got the fiddle about.
You're going to have to get on your tippy toes to reach the buttons.
I agree with Travis.
Well, you can agree
Somebody
all you
got in
want.
there and fucking Sam's weird little penis with his foreskin that wouldn't go all the way down.
The fact that I don't
They were
make,
teaching Sam how to clean it.
I never learned how to
and
clean
he's
it.
too
so-
shy and
Is it
reserved to say no.
chimney sweep for the foreskin?
Of course. Chimney. Look, the fact that I don't make public announcements when I'm using the restroom is not
Because you don't want
evidence.
someone to follow you in there.
It's not evidence of a molestation.
It's a secret Sammy moment.
If somebody goes like, "What are you going to the bathroom right now?" I go, "Yes, I am."
Maybe.
Maybe I am, but that's none of your concern.
Because you made the mistake of one time saying, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then somebody followed you in or met you there.
It's not true.
Maybe it was during his Nickelodeon trip.
Why would it be Jerry, my nigga? You think Summer Sanders did it?
That's right. A producer maybe, or some weird guy on some sound guy on the set heard it.
I would have remembered it was older at that
He was
point.
listening to headphones and tapping his foot to the beat, and some guy got the wrong message.
Just got to mic you up real quick.
Yeah, I went in there and snaked a mic up your shorts.
They don't mic you up in the bathroom.
Exactly.
know
That's
that?
why it was so unusual. You're not a showbiz guy. What did you know?
They gave me Skechers.
Just a boy.
They gave me Skechers.
Of course he did, to quiet you up.
It was a sponsor. It was a show sponsor.
Uh-huh.
They didn't want me to wear my Converse.
I firmly believe Sammy was fumbled with.
Well, you know why you want to believe that?
I don't
So it
want to believe it, I just
normalizes
think
your
it's-
childhood.
No, I don't care about that. I just think because you eat only childish food, like, right?
Yeah, he's right.
You think he got fumbled with?
Yeah, of course he did.
Oh, the gang's convinced.
Okay, well, the two guys
You
who
still
have
like wrestling?
first
true.
of all, lots of adults like wrestling. There's huge adult
Three
audience
guys.
for pro
Travis
I'm
wrestling.
going to Monday Night Raw tonight.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, for a bachelor party.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
How
going to
many-
be great.
Do you think he was molested once or repeatedly?
I think once, but it really stuck with him.
Yep.
Yep.
Troy, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it was one that was just.
Okay, well, here's the people who think something happened. The two people with horrible demonic sexual issues and the one whose parent abandoned him.
Who are the two people with demonic sex issues?
Jim Norton and Troy Kwan.
Well, put me in that list because three's company.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with
What
it.
you
I'm
meant
just
to say was the two guys that like to have fun.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Do you
you?
like fun?
Yeah.
I love fun.
Absolutely.
They like to have fun and sometimes sit
Nothing
naked
wrong with
alone
a
crying in their apartments,
little bit
even
of
though they're
childhood
past
fun.
40.
Yin and a yang.
That's right.
A yin and a
That's
yang.
right, he said.
Can't enjoy the rainbow without the rain.
I guess that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. But no, it's just a matter of not announcing to a room
That you got molested?
Hey, I guess that's that. I have no evidence of that. But to say like, oh, I'm going to go to the. Hey, everybody, I'm going to the bathroom. Like, why? Why would what?
Do you think that he got it was a fondling, or do you think that it was an invasion?
I think it was a very.
Oh, you mean invasion like in the.
Like if it was, Sammy two-holer. Yeah.
But that's why you say invasion, so you don't have to say that or make the. For those listening at home, Ian, he made the hand gesture of the finger going in the hole, which was really,
British invasion.
We lost all subtlety with the British invasion.
What do you think, Travis?
I think it was an extended.
I took it from the Fab Five.
Do you think maybe there was?
By that it would mean a fist.
You're the inspiration for Help.
Pete Best is the thumb. So do you think
so much younger than today?
Do you think that he was like maybe in Britain watching TV or something?
Yeah,
and a
one of those
hand went
British
under
shows.
the blanket. The hand of maybe the father of the kid whose house he was sleeping over. The kid fell asleep, and a hand went under Sammy's blanket and tugged it.
Watching Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean was a great show.
Yeah,
Faulty Towers.
Yeah, it was also
Faulty
good for
Towers,
good
my
lesson
dad liked
because
that.
Mr. Bean didn't talk.
That's true. Yep.
And I just made Mr. Bean faces.
No, you couldn't talk. Your mouth was full.
Just making Mr. Bean noises.
Troy, you believe he was?
I think there might have been entry.
Why would you think that?
Or at least-
and Troy, explain to me what that's based
At
on.
least digital.
entry.
What is what is your entry theory? What is it based on?
Digital.
Because you have just such a
digital entry.
Digital.
you have such,
Tell
a
me.
weird thing with buttholes and
What is
shitting.
what is my weird thing with buttholes?
First
Troy,
point.
is that here's my weird thing with buttholes is that I have one that operates the computer in the studio. You see what I did
That was
there?
a good one.
Called Troy
It was a
Butthole.
good one. Here's the good part. You set yourself up. Wait, what do I do with buttholes? Well,
Thank you.
I'll tell you.
yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Sam doesn't he doesn't ever fart in front of anybody. He doesn't.
Never.
There's no shit jokes.
See, I think that's why I like buttholes. Relive my past.
It's just not my cup of tea.
No?
And
You
that's
just
fine.
don't even like somebody farts. You don't even laugh. It's like
That's right.
I'm 36
You
years
never
old.
laugh at fart jokes?
I'm not gonna say I never laugh at fart jokes, but this whole theory of like farts are always funny, that's not true. Sometimes it's just like, okay, yeah, I got it. You got gas.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
disagree.
Always funny.
I
Always.
agree.
I can't think of
Always.
when it hasn't been.
A well-timed fart.
No,
yeah.
okay, well timed.
Mm-hmm.
That's different.
That's every fart.
Is it always or is it well timed? You're saying
Same
all
thing.
farts are well timed.
Synonymous, yeah.
There is no time that's poor, so every fart
Timeless.
would be. I see.
When is there a bad time for a gasser?
I see.
Imagine my goal is to do that over someone's casket in a wake.
Is that right?
Yeah, someone thinks their body stinks. Nobody kisses grandma on the forehead because they think she stinks.
You just lean in and you have to kind of like pretend that you don't notice the smell because
Yeah.
you don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, if this is your theory, that's fine, but it's really not based on anything. And also, like, all the evidence that you've come up with has been not exactly empirical.
Well, the three guys.
How old is your first childhood memory?
Very young.
Don't
15.
lie or I'll know.
Very young. Very young. I remember back very, very far.
What do you remember?
It's a dark room.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't find my pants.
Smell of sweat and an eye line with a belly button.
I remember very far back. I don't have these demons. I'm blessed to not have these demons.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Doesn't sound convincing to me.
No, not at all. I don't have these demons.
Yeah.
Yep.
Collects sneakers, only eats fish sticks.
I don't eat only fish sticks.
There's a lot of demons.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course.
What shape is a fish stick?
Exactly.
I am not a gay fish.
More best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts on the way.
Hey, it's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
We're here live in the morning throughout quarantine, Jim.
Tons of material on the SiriusXM app. If you don't have it, get it.
I mean, there's full shows, audio and video, interviews, segments, everything we're talking about. You can see it and hear it with the SiriusXM app.
Yeah, so if you don't have it at this point, you're pretty much stupid. And what else are you doing? Go get it. We're here live. Go watch it.
Search us out, Jim Norton and Sam Roberts on the SiriusXM app.
Or don't.
Soft-tastic, smooth-fisticated, calm-tacular. SiriusXM's Yacht Rock Radio, the Doobie Brothers, Ambrosia, Toto, and more from the golden age of soft rock. Yacht Rock Radio, sailing the seas of smooth on SiriusXM Channel 70, and listen with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house.
If you want a good cigar, you go to a good cigar shop. You want the best, you go to Famous Smoke Shop. Let us deliver your favorite cigars right to your doorstep at America's lowest price. Famous started out as a small shop in New York City. Now we're putting our 80 years experience in the business to work making deals on the cigars you love, from wallet-friendly everyday smokes to high-end luxury cigars to mark a lifetime achievement. Let us show you this exclusive Famous offer. Go to FamousSmoke.com and pick from more than 8,000 cigar brands, fresh and ready to ship from our client-controlled 24,000 square foot humidor. Then check out with the promo code 24U. That's 20FORYLU, and we'll take $20 off your order of $99 or more. Every purchase you make is backed by our Famous Freshness Guarantee. Get real cigars from a real cigar shop and save $20. Now with the promo code 24U. Shipped direct to you from FamousSmoke.com. That's FamousSmoke.com.
Adjusting to a new normal means we need to be smart about how we do business. Thousands of small business owners have discovered the benefits of Stamps.com and kept their businesses running while avoiding trips to the post office. With Stamps.com, you can print postage on demand and you'll never pay full price with access to discounted rates you can't even get at the post office. Like 5 cents off every stamp and up to 62% off USPS and UPS shipping rates. Print official stamps and labels right from your home or office computer for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send. Once your mail's ready, just leave it for your mail carrier, schedule a free package pickup, or drop it off. It's a no-brainer. Right now, listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale with no long-term commitment. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the home page, and type in TALK. That's Stamps.com. Enter TALK.
Bill O'Reilly here for Home Title Lock. When life is in chaos, your home is your safe haven, your most valuable asset. Imagine losing your home to an online scammer. In an instant, you have no place to live, and your home, your security, no longer yours. The crime is called home title theft. It happened to a friend of mine. It's one of the fastest growing crimes in the country, which is why you need Home Title Lock. The title to your home is online, where thieves can find it and forge your signature on a quitclaim deed. It then appears you sold your home. They can borrow against the house and leave you with payments. Your bank and insurance will not cover you, but you can avoid this nightmare with Home Title Lock. Please go to HometitleLock.com, register your address to see if you're already a victim, and use code RADIO for 30 free days of protection to help you through the crisis. That's code RADIO at HometitleLock.com.
Channel 103. Faction Talk.
2020 Democratic National Convention is on Sirius XM.
Yes, I accept your nomination.
Hear coverage throughout the day on Progress 127.
Joe Biden is the kind of person who lifts people up.
On POTUS, Sirius XM 124.
We endure. We overcome. We always move forward.
And on the Sirius XM news channels, channels 114 to 118.
That's who we are.
The 2020 Democratic National Convention. All this week on Sirius XM.
If you want a good cigar, you go to a good cigar shop. You want the best, you go to Famous Smoke Shop. Let us deliver your favorite cigars right to your doorstep at America's lowest price. Famous started out as a small shop in New York City. Now we're putting our 80 years experience in the business to work making deals on the cigars you love, from wallet-friendly everyday smokes to high-end luxury cigars to mark a lifetime achievement. Let us show you what's this exclusive Famous offer. Go to FamousSmoke.com and pick from more than 8,000 cigar brands, fresh and ready to ship from our client-controlled 24,000 square foot humidor. Then check out with the promo code 24U. That's 20FORYLU, and we'll take $20 off your order of $99 or more. Every purchase you make is backed by our Famous Freshness Guarantee. Get real cigars from a real cigar shop and save $20 now with the promo code 24U. Ship direct to you from FamousSmoke.com. That's FamousSmoke.com.
Is working remotely the new normal? Have you been doing it that way with your business all along? Still using an answering machine? Did you know 85% of callers who only reach voicemail simply hang up? Don't let that happen. No matter your circumstance, you can build your business faster with Abby Connect. Plan to continue without a receptionist? That's risky. Customer experience should be a top priority. A live person answering your calls can affect your profits by as much as 25 to 95%. Improve your business without paying full price for a full-time receptionist with Abby Connect. On the go? Our app allows you to make calls on your business line from your mobile phone. People prefer doing business with people, not machines. Abby Connect can start answering your calls today. For a limited time, get a 14-day free trial with no setup fees, no purchase necessary, and no credit card needed. Call now for your free 14-day trial. 800-783-6131. That's 800-783-6131. 800-783-6131.
When you add Power Service Diesel Clean plus cetane boost to your tank, you engage Power Service mode. And when you're in Power Service mode, it's as if everything runs smoother. You hit every green light while going through town. Your kids stop asking for money. And that normally inattentive waitress refills your sweet tea 3 times without you ever asking. You know what else runs smoother while in Power Service mode? Your diesel engine. Because Power Service Diesel Clean plus cetane boost cleans injectors, removes deposits, and boosts cetane to restore lost power and fuel economy. And it's the injector cleaner endorsed by Cummins. So remember Power Service Diesel Clean plus cetane boost every time you fill up. And get into Power Service mode. Visit powerservice.com.
We are back with more Best Of. Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
I've sat in a courtroom before, and most cases are not like
what was your argument?
Brothers.
That's not your hard drive?
It wasn't a child pornography case, and I was not the defendant. I observed a courtroom.
Oh, for what?
When I was a young man, I was on youth court.
What is that?
Jim was out when we talked about this.
Ah, shit.
Yep, Jim's never heard this.
What is youth court?
Well, Esther, I'll tell you.
Yeah, what is it? I want to be the judge. Guess who's got no underpants under his robe?
Your Honor, I'd like to be tried by the youth court.
Yeah. Hey, court's in session. Everyone slide down them trousers. Go in there and look for the evidence with my fingers.
So, when I was a young man in Westchester, it started, and this is a very impressive thing. Most people don't start youth court until they're in 9th grade. I got in when I was in 8th grade. And it's this...
Smarty pants.
I know. It's this thing. It's not school sanctioned. It's a government thing. So you go outside of school hours, like in the evening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you do an interview and stuff, and they bring you on board, and then they teach you. They spend like probably almost a year teaching you about the law. And then
It was an after-school program?
yeah, but it was like at night, so it wasn't right after school.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, you know, but it was like a government-sanctioned program. And then once you've gone through that, you get to start trying real cases. Like they bring in misdemeanor cases that would normally go to family court.
Of adults?
No, kids. And yeah. So like kids who do graffiti, kids who shoot BB guns, stuff like that.
Wow.
And they
kids who shoot their parents.
No,
Yeah,
not
the
like
Menendez
murderers.
kids.
No, not quite that severe.
Kids who smother their infant sibling because they hate the attention.
Just sitting there crying in
Kids
youth
who
court.
set
like,
their
what?
bunny rabbits on fire.
Not quite that much. But it's stuff that like they would go and say, if you want to go to family court, you can. And that's a regular court system. But if you go to youth court, the most you'll get is community service hours, and when you're 18, it gets expunged from your record.
Sure.
And so that's why people choose to do it. And we would switch roles every week. You know, they get handed out, and it would be 2 kids would be the defending attorneys.
So you played an attorney?
2 kids would be the prosecuting attorneys. 1 kid would be the bailiff, and 2 kids would be the judge.
What?
And it was like a real. It was like a real courtroom.
How old were you? 8th grade?
I started in 8th grade, so I started actually going through cases once I was in 9th grade.
Did you ever run into these kids like outside of the courtroom?
Well, yeah, and it got you. First of all, you're supposed to take yourself off a case if somebody that you knew was on it. You're supposed to go to the detectives. What are you laughing,
but
Travis?
you stayed?
No,
such a dorky thing.
I know. What a bunch of fucking little
I know.
creeps.
And you'd have to wear like a suit, you know, because it's court.
Nerds.
Were you
Yeah.
also a hall monitor?
No,
God damn.
no. But I go and like my buddy was on trial because he like.
What'd you say?
Oh boy, I'm screwed. But no, that wasn't that instance. But he did like a ton of graffiti, and
What
he
was
was
your
on.
friend on trial for? Having douchebag friends?
No.
Okay.
But he walked in, and like as he was walking, you know, down the aisle to get to the front of the courtroom, if you weren't on the case.